The Demon King's forces retreat, leaving behind a trail of destruction. The Demon King's retreat leaves a path of desolation, setting the stage for their next assault. 3 Demon Kings left, but only 2 comrades remain. The path ahead grows darker. 3 Demon Kings remain, but Vermouth's forces are dwindling. The odds grow steeper. These numbers hold no power for my magic. The numbers continue to be meaningless, building Hammel's frustration and resolve. Hammel clenches his fists, determination building as he prepares to act. The air crackles with anticipation as Hammel prepares to cast his spell. The air crackles with tension as everyone awaits Hammel's blessing, knowing the battle's outcome may hinge on his next move. U-double-oo-oo, Hammel's voice rings out, filled with newfound determination and a hint of urgency. Hammel's determination intensifies, setting the stage for a decisive move. Tension crackles in the air as Vermouth's challenge hangs ominously. Vermouth's challenge is met with pure defiance from Eugene. Eugene's eyes flash with determination, challenging Vermouth silently. Vermouth's mocking tone lingers, tension building between them. Hammel sighs, acknowledging Vermouth's rivalry but keeping his jealousy to himself. Small fry, I think that's mostly it for the day. Kuh, his breath catches, clearly struggling to stay conscious. Heh, he must be playing along, keeping up appearances despite his struggles. The tension builds as Small Fry's assurances falter, hinting at hidden obstacles ahead. The tension grows as Small Fry's smile fades, signaling a looming challenge. Hammel's absence leaves a silent gap, tensions rising as his comrades await his return. In his final moments, Hammel regrets not being more honest with his comrades. This is a pretty honorable way to go. Hammel's voice wavers, his final plea echoing into the void. He swears on his name, vowing to defeat all demons. Hammel's voice wavers, desperation clear in his plea. Hammel's voice weakens, his plea to Sienna and Mullen growing more desperate with each word. Hammel's voice stutters, the words caught in his throat as he tries to deny it. He snatches at a book, shaking it in frustration. Eugene looks through a book, his expression growing increasingly frustrated and confused. Hammel's gaze shifts from the book to the ceiling, a mix of regret and disbelief clouding his young face. A descendant of the great hero Vermouth, the weight hits him hard. Eugene looks at his age, absorbing the shock of his new identity. Eugene contemplates his new life, wondering about Vermouth's mindset as a human. Eugene reads the text, his expression growing more serious. Instead of the traditional sword, Eugene holds a wooden one during his training. This change signals a shift in his future path. The shift to a wooden sword signals Eugene's new path, but his resolve remains unshaken. The shift to a wooden sword marks Eugene's new beginning, though his determination remains fierce. It broke. The wooden sword revealed his new strength, but it also shattered the old balance. Know you're my son, but you scare me sometimes. It's because of a fierce naivety, even though your skills are trash. The blacksmith's gaze doesn't warn her past. You lost your mother at a very young age, you know. He nods, a hint of doubt in his tone. This father to sell him, warn him. It's tomorrow. The ceremony line by line unfolds, a tradition of the Lionheart family. Direct and collateral lines face scrutiny, each helping to prove their worth. The children gather, each vying to prove their worth. The ceremony's tension palpable as parents watch and wait. Eugene stands tall, but the ceremony's atmosphere remains tense. Parents watch closely as children vie for favor. Eugene's father scoffs, dismissing his son's worth. Nothing. Eugene's father crosses his arms, clearly unimpressed. They have no talent. It's boring, I'm gonna sigh. And 6 children in this bloodline? Continuation ceremony? Competing against the direct line will be a contest of skills, whatever weapons they use. Eugene's words carry a biting edge, aimed at those from the collateral line. The continuation ceremony won't be easy, he and his siblings will face tough competition. Eugene's voice carries a sharp edge, directed at his siblings. He challenges Great Vermouth's descendants to see who can truly measure up. Eugene's challenge sets a tense expectation for the future battles to come. Hammel reflects on his past, realizing he was not as naturally gifted as Vermouth once thought. His growth rate seemed slower in his younger years. Hammel's tone rises, clearly agitated. He challenges Vermouth's abilities directly. Hammel spits out Vermouth's name, clearly frustrated by the comparison. He challenges her abilities openly, demanding proof of her genius. Hammel's frustration burns as he contrasts his past struggles with Vermouth's apparent genius, highlighting her mastery of both sword and magic. Hammel spits out his frustration, targeting Vermouth's legacy. The Magic Tower's head, a young woman, has risen to prominence, much to his chagrin. Anise and Malone are remembered, alongside figures with their own kingdoms and teachings. The world has changed in ways Hammel never imagined. But why? The end? And well? I heard that pretty well and everyone lived. He died at Vermouth's castle, in incarceration. The promise of that damned pact after his death, the Demon King still exists, and we must face it together. Looks like you're quite thanks to that up to now. 300 promise. The war became peaceful. Young Master Eugene feels nervous living in the main house, quite a challenge for him now. Young Master Eugene, nervous about living in the main house, thanks his advisor for the advice. From here on, this land is privately owned by the Lionhearts. Why is your land still open to visitors? It's fine for now. Don't worry about inconveniencing anyone. Just a little while longer until we have gates installed. Eugene's surprise is palpable, his tone questioning yet tinged with impatience. The carriage ride to his own land already open to visitors troubles him. Young Eugene steps off the carriage, a mixture of curiosity and unease in his eyes as he surveys the grand estate before him. Of course, nothing like a grand welcoming ceremony to ease nerves. Lionheart emblem adorns his chest, a stark reminder of his lineage and responsibility. Eugene looks around, clearly unsettled by his new surroundings and the formality of it all. He speaks with a mix of irritation and curiosity about his position here. Eugene looks around, clearly uncomfortable with his new role as young master. He asks the servant to ring if there's anything he needs during his stay. They're training me as their personal servant, despite being 16. How hellbent are they on haranguing a young master? Eugene looks around, puzzled by the mention of training and his own age. He wonders if they expect him to believe he's just a child. Pardon? Eugene looks bewildered, trying to piece together the conversation. Eugene listens, puzzled by the mention of his name and age. He wonders what they mean by same age. Eugene listens, a mix of curiosity and irritation on his face as he hears accusations about a cow poop carriage reeking from his relative. Let's go, big bro. Warning though, too nice can turn dangerous. The accusations against Eugene continue, building a tense atmosphere around him. The tension grows as Eugene's relatives continue their accusations, each word a dagger in his rising frustration. The accusation lingers, leaving Eugene silent and tense. Hammel's voice carries a hint of defiance, yet there's an undercurrent of resignation. Hammel's body heals rapidly, minor injuries vanishing before his eyes. His descendant's physique far exceeds anything he imagined possible. Hammel's descendant boasts of capabilities far exceeding his wildest imagination. Hammel's descendant continues to demonstrate abilities far beyond his expectations, drawing surprised admiration from those around him. He stares in disbelief at his rapid, almost effortless movements. His arms and body shift with surprising fluidity despite the added weight. Young lady questions his identity, but Master Cyan confirms he's here to bring her a spear. Idiot swings the spear around, seemingly unfazed by sandbags. Snicker, big bro, an idiot. How dare you call me that? Right now, bumpkin just that country. Sorry, he had nothing left and the Academy knew it. You're polite, sincere, and puzzled? Why do you think we should bow to each other? We're of the same age after all. Here, equal. Being a carriage, you rode here too. We're all in this together. Eugene hints at his superior position, but his tone is playful rather than authoritative. Eugene fidgets uncomfortably, clearly unaccustomed to his new authoritative role. Order questioned here. Cyan wonders at Eugene's presence, expecting an answer. Ciel's tone is firm, leaving no room for doubt. Eugene remains silent, his expression unreadable. Eugene's silence builds tension, waiting for Ciel's challenge to unfold. Eugene stands firm, challenging Ciel with a duel. His tone leaves no room for refusal. Arifnan challenges Ciel to a duel, but Eugene questions whether he can make such a claim so easily. Eugene raises an eyebrow, clearly not impressed by Arifn's bravado. Eugene's eyebrow rises higher, clearly unimpressed. Arifn looks nervously around, as if seeking an escape route. That? Let's duel. Honor is at stake. What's wrong? You can't even say duel? WH, what's your problem? She tosses the handkerchief, challenging him further. He had nothing left, and the Academy knew it. He thought he looked good, but the reality was far different. These weren't just props. This bastard had been training with heavy weights the entire time. But the one duel was him. If he backs off now, his life will be nothing but mockery. He has to prove himself in this challenge to recover his honor. Eugene stands resolute, his gaze challenging. Vermouth looks taken aback, unsure how to respond. Vermouth's expression shifts, a mix of surprise and wariness as he considers Eugene's challenge. Eugene's challenge hangs in the air, awaiting Vermouth's response. Kugh, his breath catches, muscles tense as he struggles to regain his footing. I won. You all right, brother? R. Irk. His breath catches, lungs screaming for air. How unfair! The duel started the moment he tossed the handkerchief. What was unfair about that? Tension builds as Vermouth and Hammel's rivalries clash once again, each trying to outdo the other with words. Lies. To it. Attack was fast and your mana. There's no way you could swing your spear with those weights attached without being able to respond. Your eyes are crude. Impressive though, the impact was one-sidedly obvious from the moment he spoke. Lies and hollow boasts. You dare in such a trivial manner, Vermouth. If you consider me trash, striking me down, although he sought to, he's the descendant of your direct line. The possibility of his growth, there's still that. Vermouth's tone is cold and dismissive, challenging his counterpart directly. There's a palpable tension in the air as they stand facing each other. Lionheart's frustration is clear as he questions Vermouth's actions, his voice laced with disbelief and anger. Young Master Lionheart objects, his tone laced with skepticism. The situation, he fears, is worse than it seems. Young Master Lionheart questions the main knight, sensing hidden abilities beneath his calm demeanor. Young Master Lionheart struggles to process his defeat, his voice trembling as he speaks of a lost duel. He had lost a duel, and the defeat hung heavy in his voice. Hezar, the main knight, confirms Eugene's identity as the heir of Lionheart, setting the stage for a complex revelation. Father questioned him intensely, demanding answers about the duel and the insults. Eugene, confused and defensive, countered with his own doubts and accusations. Young Eugene presses his case, demanding reasons for being treated poorly and insulted. Sir Hezar seems taken aback, seeking to explain but finding no clear path. Master Cyan listens intently, his expression unreadable. Young Eugene waves goodbye with a hint of impatience, while Sir Hezar smiles awkwardly and waves back, seemingly uncertain how to proceed. Young Eugene and Master Gargus discuss travel plans for an evening meeting, while Lady Desira and Master Jewis are expected to arrive tomorrow at noon through the warp gate. Mina inquires about their progress, showing slight curiosity. They are here faster than anticipated. Vermouth's ceremony is about to begin. Nina's words carry a hint of mockery, yet she seems unbothered by Eugene's response. So, more descendants gather, ready for whatever comes next. Second Anacilia, and challenged, a collateral line's brat? Cyan steps forward hesitantly, eyes wide with uncertainty. Striking him would hurt more than you think. Eugene's newfound body seems to have unexpected mana reserves, challenging expectations. Ciel questions how he can use such power without training. Eugene's spear moves with an unexpected speed, catching his opponent off guard. The fight seems to have ended quicker than it began. Mother, how dare you challenge someone and lose in front of such lowly beings? Theonis mocks Eugene, questioning his ability to use mana properly. He demands answers and insults Eugene's lineage. Hezar acknowledges Theonis' criticism, apologizing repeatedly and begging for another chance to prove himself. Hezar reluctantly agrees, knowing his fate is sealed. The accusation leaves a heavy silence, tension building as Eugene's mother ponders her next move. Ciel's voice trembles with resolve as she questions Eugene, her words heavy with doubt. Ciel's gaze turns to Eugene, her voice tinged with uncertainty. Why do you suspect him already? Ciel's expression hardens, her voice low and stern. She needs to ensure Eugene remains untainted by tragedy. Ciel's tone remains firm as she speaks, her gaze unwavering. Whis and Deacon Hansen arrived, bringing the 3 collateral heirs. Hey Nina, here, early, right? Master Eugene, you're early. They're here too, it looks like. Oh, you said they were coming, like they're siblings, that the other 2 collateral heirs are coming as well. Eugene's voice shakes with nervousness as he speaks, his heartbeat loud in the silence. He gestures frantically, trying to manage multiple tasks at once. Eugene hesitates, his hands fidgeting with a piece of cloth. His nervousness is palpable as he struggles to keep his composure. Next to Cyan and Ciel is the second legal wife, Anacilla. Iode is identified as Eugene's legal wife, and the eldest son, Theonis, stands next to her, ready for succession within the Lionheart family line. Theonis stands poised, ready to claim his birthright as Eugene's successor. Gilad, his brother Gion by his side, steps forward with resolve. Iode's expression remains stern, but a hint of curiosity flickers in her eyes as she looks at Gilade. He struggles to find the right words, his voice trembling as he speaks. Guilford's eyes widen as he takes in Ciel's rapid growth, his voice filled with surprise and joy. Brother Hamel had a son. Guilford is sorry he wasn't there for your celebration. Let's eat, together, have a meal with the children of the collateral line. We will discuss the continuation of our bloodline ritual. Tensions mount as family members prepare for a ritual that could secure their bloodline's future. Gargus gates loom large. Desira and the family head arrive together, using the warp gate. 2 figures emerge, blending into the tense atmosphere. Is he? And who are these participating? Weren't the meal provisions meant for the family and the children from among the Lionheart collateral lines? Regard for whom, indeed? He muses, then concedes. It's a guest meal after all. His father seems pleased with the arrangement. Herlo from Liberian? The Rep Tower confirms his origins, shocking those around him. Red Tower, the tower master of this formidable institution, is who? He confirms his identity as a disciple, acknowledging Sienna's status with hesitation. Aroth, disciple of Sienna, confirms her as the tower master, emphasizing her esteemed status in Aroth's history. The years have not dimmed her reputation. Sienna is confirmed as the tower master, her reputation unchallenged even after centuries. The standard of magic has risen under her guidance. Father's voice carries a mix of concern and reprimand, clearly directed at Eugene. The accusation is heavy, leaving no doubt about the tension between them. He acknowledges the grudge, but assures it won't dictate their duel. Eugene stands resolute, his eyes firm. Sienna looks on with stern resolve, her words hanging in the air between them. Eugene's voice is firm, unyielding. Cyan nods in acknowledgement. Defeat is not an option. The duel. It began with your insult, yet you did not apologize to me even after. Cyan, you must apologize. Carrying your opponent's name means more than just holding it. Eugene's confusion and anger are palpable. His father, Cyan, remains silent, his expression unreadable. Eugene's frustration mounts. Cyan's silence adds to the tension. Eugene's tone is laced with sarcasm as he continues, clearly unimpressed. Eugene's unspoken frustration builds as he listens to Gerhard's ramblings. Eugene looks warily at Gerhard, his gaze shifting to the food laid out before him. Eugene nods, his expression a mix of curiosity and wariness as he listens to Gerhard's explanation. Eugene listens intently, his expression a blend of curiosity and cautious interest. Gerhard continues, explaining the discriminatory nature of the bloodline continuation ceremony. Gerhard's voice carries a weighty tone as he speaks, addressing Eugene and the other children. He explains the significance of the bloodline continuation ceremony, emphasizing its purpose in testing potential. Gerhard looks directly at Vermouth, his tone firm. Vermouth's expression remains stoic, hinting at underlying tension. Gerhard addresses the group, his tone serious and commanding. Everyone listens intently as he explains their mission for the ceremony. Gerhard outlines the maze challenge, its elite monsters and hidden traps. Everyone listens with focused determination. Gerhard's voice rings out. No matter how powerful, your experiences here are not real. The challenges ahead are clear battles, and traps await within. It's just an elaborate test of magic and mind. Hamel questions if his contribution is enough, hoping the ceremony will judge him fairly. The organization seems determined to ensure everyone participates fully. Hamel wonders if his efforts are enough, unsure about the outcome of the ceremony. Wow, that's a treasure indeed. Hamel will allow you to take one item from our family's underground chamber. Hamel considers his options, the weight of the treasure chamber's contents pressing heavily on him. Hamel contemplates his next move, the weight of his decision pressing down on him. Huh? Yeah, I'm leaving. If you're out of questions, did you really Cyan Lionheart win a duel against Vermouth? Eugene's resolve hardens, his mind set on uncovering the truth. Eugene's eyes narrow, his mind racing with questions as he prepares to confront whatever lies ahead. Leaving? Why aren't they acting? Something's not right here. Something critical is amiss. Their actions don't match their urgency. Their confusion grows, unspoken questions hanging in the air. Is he seriously rejecting the medicine? He must have a death wish. He dismisses the medicine with a wave, his voice firm and resolute. The snake oil salesman looks taken aback. He dismisses the offer, his tone cold and firm. Cyan's words puzzle him, hinting at a new weapon or strategy. Why would she suggest something so unconventional? He contemplates Cyan's challenge, his gaze flickering between the spear and her. Can he handle both sword and spear? He picks up the spear, his eyes narrowing as he considers Cyan's challenge. She raises an eyebrow, intrigued by his challenge and the mention of medicine for collateral lines. Reincarnation looms over Eugene, casting a shadow of uncertainty and foreboding. He pauses, awaiting a response, his eyes flickering with expectation. He hesitates, clearly mocking the idea as he spits out the words with disdain. He gestures towards Milan, daring him to accept the challenge. Milan clenches his spear, ready to accept the challenge. What are you doing? Come at me then. Ayah. The air shimmers as energy gathers, preparing for impact. KGH. The sound reverberates, tension building as the opponent prepares her counterattack. She acknowledges Mana's skill, but emphasizes her own superior potential despite her age. She snaps at Mana, clearly annoyed by her lack of success. His spot? He's able to block all my attacks without flinching. Cockiness is going to be his downfall. His cockiness will catch up to him soon enough. He bets on something, but what? The outcome hangs in the balance. He bets on something, but what? The outcome hangs in the balance. The stakes are clear, and Vermouth's wager looms over Eugene. Eugene's future is uncertain as the stakes grow higher. ITSE Eugene. He wakes up, confused and disoriented. That? We need to combine our strengths. You came and woke someone just to tell them who just fell asleep. We'll all combine our strengths. You heard me, Eugene. How would we enter from the head of the labyrinth? Different entrances, perhaps? Yes, as well. The boss monster is the same. Together? Even if the boss monster has the upper hand, our destinations are different. So you're saying we should try to combine our strengths at the center and fight together? Hamel acknowledges Vermouth's strength, but warns that alone it may not be enough to defeat the boss monster. Hamel acknowledges Vermouth's victory but questions why they haven't entered together before, suggesting past failures. Don't you want to beat them together? Hamel presses, hinting at a shared goal yet unresolved partnership. The Red Tower ceremony invites him, hinting at a bloodline continuation crucial for their shared goal. He had some potential, but it took a while for Iode to recognize it. Eugene came to value books more than physical training, showing early interest in magic. The problem lies in Iode's succession. The bloodline continuation ceremony is crucial, but it could affect Eugene's position. If Iode becomes the Red Tower Master's disciple, he might have to leave his main family for a while. The second wife's children will inherit, maintaining their positions with confidence. Even so, collateral lines must always live on, even if defeated by a mere child. Eugene's potential is immense, yet uncertain. He must prove himself to break through the direct line's legacy. Cyan's bloodline ceremony finally concludes, overshadowing all expectations. Momentum shifts as preparations for the ceremony give way to urgent, unseen tasks. Everyone, imagine your weapons, Eugene instructs, building tension as they prepare for something significant. Wow! The young lady exclaims, clearly struck by something unexpected or impressive. Why can't we break inside the labyrinth and make a golem? It's a taboo of magic to possess living creatures, yet here we are. This is back then compared to the House of Swords I used to favor, though this great sword is my favorite now. Did anyone ask about making living creatures from swords? Amazingly, it was created just like that. Tension builds as Vermouth contemplates his next move, the weight of Hommel's sacrifice pressing heavily on him. Vermouth contemplates, his gaze distant as he ponders the future encounters that may come. Of course, you are allowed to compete. Core of the ceremony, we are gonna fight. Lionheart's bloodline demands quick judgment and cooperation in this ceremony, however. What? Alright, weapons? Put this on your neck. Please make their presence unpleasant. Did everyone prepare for this? When will you react? Will someone intervene if that happens? Your situation and stress in the labyrinth are connected to that necklace. So it's a right, my allies. Are we over? If you feel to leave the labyrinth, tap the gem. Just in case. Together now to get through this cave. As soon, although you're entering through the same gate, yeah, there, hang in there too. Off they go, the ceiling blocks their path. They were sick of exploring labyrinths in their past life until now. Both sides of the wall are restricted, and because space is constrained, the walls on both sides seem to press in. Hommel selects a weapon with long reach, acknowledging the difficult labyrinth made for children is tough to navigate. He'll need all his skill to get through. Hommel's voice carries confidence as he urges forward, the difficulty of the labyrinth clear in his determination. Help! The cry echoes through the labyrinth, desperate and urgent. Failed. The ceremony had already begun, 3 people an hour since its start. He collapses, exhaustion evident in his trembling form. Rest, yes, go, and… Reincarnation begins. The word hangs in the air. 3 attempts failed, and still, the reincarnation ceremony continues with grim determination. KRR9H. The attempt fails once more. The reincarnation ceremony faces another setback. KEKE. The laughter echoes, filled with mockery and triumph. Gargus is pushing forward, his movements awkward yet determined. He's not monsters, having too much trouble fighting slimes or with blades, hard to fight. Slimes with blades are hard to fight, Desira notes, focusing on nimble openings. Desira remains quick-witted, focusing on openings to exploit. She won't get through the labyrinth without a clear path. Ciel and their mother have prepared well, mapping out a path through obvious traps. They won't be easily troubled by devious layouts. Ciel and their mother have made significant progress, but the path ahead remains treacherous. Let's go. Time to face the traps head on. Kayarg, the sudden sound of pain and shock echoes through the labyrinth. HYA. The warrior lunges forward, muscles tensing in a burst of effort. Huh? It's not a dead end this time. Something shifts and they find a way through. Ciel's movements are quick, but she's still not mature enough to handle this situation. She relies on instincts, which get her into a tricky spot. AHH, KRRGH. This is amazing, from Magic Monster Maid. The capital's Magic Academy remains unchanged, yet much has shifted in its halls. Iode speaks of magic, but her tone suggests skepticism. The boy's interest in it stands in contrast to his family's attitude. That's because his mother believes magic is not a reality. He has given up on it, understanding its value may be questioned by the family head. Vermouth's legacy demands he become the next head. Master Iode hesitates, acknowledging the boy's potential but doubting his resolve for magic. He wishes he could be more lenient, seeing the boy's passion. Master Iode's face shows a mix of reluctance and firm resolve. He cannot ignore the boy's potential, yet doubts his commitment to magic. Wise Sienna agrees, but her preference for Vermouth over others hints at a deeper bond. She debates, her preference for Vermouth clear but tempered by curiosity. He wonders, his own thoughts a mix of childhood memories and present reality. She sighs, her expression a mix of frustration and determination. The party's discussion turns to deeper divisions, setting a tense atmosphere. Tension builds as Vermouth's companions continue their heated discussion, their voices barely audible in the tense atmosphere. Eugene's name is confirmed, shocking his interlocutor. The revelation hangs heavy in the air. Eugene's name is revealed, striking a chord of recognition and surprise. Eugene demonstrates skills far beyond his years, silencing doubts with ruthless efficiency. Isn't he to evade, to fight, a troll, the troll being only incredible? At 13, it's more of an experience, fighting a trap meant for bigger foes, yet he killed it cleanly. Genius beyond his years, talent that should be impossible. Reincarnation confirmed, a legend returns, stronger than ever. Eugene's newfound strength ensures his survival, but at what cost? Eugene's laughter echoes, full of boundless energy and newfound freedom. Eugene's laughter fades, replaced by a determined glare as he readies himself for the battle ahead. Tension builds as Eugene's resolve hardens, ready for whatever comes next. Eugene's determination hardens, his resolve unshaken by the trials ahead. Rumbling echoes through the shadows, a low, menacing growl building in intensity. The growl intensifies, vibration spreading through the ground. The pain radiates through his chest, a reminder of the troll's formidable strength. It broke my ribs, even my proud muscles. A troll considers its options, unharmed. It seems you were caught in multiple traps and underestimated just how hurt you are. Even your proud muscles are no match for this encounter. It's a troll. The monster seems unbothered, sizing up its next move. I bet this monster to be defeated, yet it shows no sign of weakness. Semi-large in size, it stands ready, its presence unyielding. ID. The troll collapses, defeated. Big bro. The younger child runs towards Eugene, clearly overjoyed. Ciel, you finally made it. The maze's center is within reach, we're getting close. Ciel appears undaunted, but his tone hints at unease. Eugene smirks, clearly not impressed. Why are you stating the obvious? Of course, illusions can be here in the maze, like ghosts, for example. Any monster could just appear. Ciel remains unconvinced, crossing her arms and huffing in frustration. Eugene leans in closer, his expression earnest yet unyielding. Desira's sudden appearance startles Ciel, who jumps back in surprise. Desira's sudden shout startles Ciel, who jumps back in surprise. Traps failed? Desira's sudden shout seems to have alerted someone. Chish, first ambush, then this surprise. Hamel looks puzzled, then panics as he sees Anise running away from him. He stammers, embarrassed and flustered. Ciel runs off, leaving Hamel in the dust. He calls back, offering forgiveness but knowing it won't be easy to earn. Hamel scoffs, "Where's that musclehead? I won't win in a 2v1. A hint of suspicion clouds his face as he looks around, questioning if an ambush is underway. The floor gives way and Ciel's cries grow distant. Side, and it's caved in. The floor gives way. But I'll have to use mana. No choice. Guess I have met the boss. Ciel jumps back, narrowly avoiding a blast of magic. She leaps forward, ready to catch something, or someone. Okay, let's continue our game of cat and mouse. As expected, Sister and Mouse are right behind us. This is the maze's center, Cyan and Ciel arriving with Desira. Why did the three of you come here together? They waited in silence, curious as to who would arrive first. The waiting game continues as you await their arrival. Gargus seems uneasy, his voice trailing off as he ponders their next move. The others listen intently, their expressions a mix of concern and anticipation. Wynn hesitates, then pushes through his doubts. What if he acts too quickly? His teammates watch closely, knowing every decision matters. Wynn steps forward, his gaze fixed on the boss monster. The others remain a safe distance, ready to act if needed. Fair's voice trembles, unsure if this is enough. Desira and Cyan are part of the order, yet only one will fight the boss monster. Ciel's condition shows he's quite hurt. Eugene's voice carries a hint of desperation as he challenges his companions to reconsider their stance. You think fighting is enough? Will anyone come to your aid? He'll call you Elder if you defeat the boss. Monster, will you be the one to seize that title? He won't forget those words, no matter his new form. He gazes in awe at the colossal creature before him, its form a mix of mystery and menace. It seems, however, only larger than the troll he met, more belligerent yet not as formidable as the ogre. It's a monster he can hunt alone. Although it may be difficult, Desira must take down this enormous monster alone. But that doesn't mean I can back down after coming this far. Hiya. The cry echoes through the forest, a mix of desperation and determination. Eek. The cry pierces the air, filled with shock and panic. The spear pierces the hide, but it can't breach the tough armor. He's beyond help, his life force fading fast. Uwaah. His cry rings through the chamber, a desperate plea for relief as the pain intensifies. More? Because it's a monster. Now it's my turn. Why did it stop attacking when the moment was decided? To end the fight by throwing her instead? Really think Collateral Line's magic is on a different level? Your blood can't beat that of the main family. Close your eyes and focus. Watch as the magic unfolds before you. Sword Kai, a blade of mana can be cut through with this. The gap between us and the main family mana training, already this. At least 10 years of sword ki you need at that age. Huh? What's happening? The Lionheart name carries such quality, but how is this possible? Is that really you, Himmel? The Lionheart line has surpassed you in sword ki. The main family's training is no joke, even a decade of practice falls short here. Can he truly wield the power of all lines? This test will show. He doubts his abilities, yet dismisses the possibility of losing. His stubbornness shines through in every word. He doubts his abilities, yet dismisses the possibility of losing. His stubbornness shines through in every word. He tightens his grip on his wooden sword, a determined expression hidden behind stubborn resolve. Vermouth's mockery continues, building tension as Hamel prepares to face his rival. Down he goes, targeting small cuts for his legs. Vermouth's next move won't give him much time. It worked. The small cuts on his legs bleed freely, giving him the advantage he needed. With his own hands, he's in pain, his scream echoing through the dungeon. He heaves another breath, clearly in agony. The accusation lingers heavy. He hesitates, clearly in pain, but determined not to show it. The maze of his thoughts grows more complex, yet he remains unwavering in his resolve. She must be more skilled than her brother thought. She doubts his ability, challenging him to prove himself. Reincarnation looms, casting a heavy shadow over Eugene's uncertain future. Then, we do this? How should we proceed? They stand at a crossroads, the path forward uncertain but unavoidable. The path forward remains unclear, yet a decision looms on the horizon. The decision looms, yet no one speaks their mind. Tension builds as Vermouth stands resolute, awaiting Hamel's response. Vermouth's resolve hardens, tension pulsating in the air. Vermouth's grip tightens, his focus unshaken as he aims for a critical target. He's targeting Vermouth's carotid directly. His focus is unshaken. The tension builds as Hamel's hand steadies, aiming directly for Vermouth's carotid artery. The aftermath of Hamel's precise aim leaves Vermouth barely breathing, his comrades' vigilance unbroken. Did you all notice? He marvels at his sudden growth, realizing he could have easily matched Vermouth's sword skill with more effort. This is as smooth, yet fear won't subside. Excitement overflows, but it would be impossible to do something more. What is this feeling? It's new and overwhelming. The ceremony is over, signaling a new beginning for Eugene. Hamel's laughter rings out, echoing the amazement in his voice as he marvels at the child's natural magical prowess. Hamel's laughter continues, emphasizing the child's natural magic abilities that far exceed normal expectations for a collateral line mage. Such talent is truly overwhelming. Hamel's laughter rings out, echoing through the hall. The boy's natural talent is undeniable, surpassing even his expectations. Vermouth's gaze sharpens, his tone icy. Just what has that boy accomplished here? Vermouth's tone conveys his disbelief and irritation. Just what has that boy accomplished here? He asks, emphasizing each word with cold precision. Vermouth's eyes narrow, scrutinizing Eugene with a mix of disbelief and irritation. Mana, will he not surpass me even further? Vermouth's gaze sharpens, his expression a mix of skepticism and concern. What if that child wishes to become the new Lionheart's head? Vermouth's eyes narrow, his tone cold and dismissive. They are not worthy of leading the Lionhearts. Sir Gilade suggests adopting Eugene as your son, Vermouth. He advises you based on long acquaintance. Vermouth considers Sir Gilad's suggestion, weighing his options silently. Hamel thanks Sir Gilade for the suggestion, though he knows more must be done before anything is decided. C. Opins KK tells you requests adoption, though with a hint of uncertainty. Eugene stands in the labyrinth's center, a look of determination on his face as he prepares to delve deeper. Although Eugene acknowledges the Minotaur's curiosity, he knows monsters can pose significant trouble. Hamel praises everyone's performance, though he believes they could have done better in the labyrinth challenge. Hamel acknowledges Vermouth, expressing gratitude for his performance in the labyrinth challenge. Hamel praises Vermouth's performance, noting his thorough defeat of monsters with minimal injury. Hamel's rival, Vermouth, mocks Eugene for his weak physique despite his successful traversal of the labyrinth. Vermouth addresses Eugene, highlighting his physical weaknesses despite his impressive performance in the labyrinth. He hints at expecting better from a bloodline of his stature. Vermouth confirms the banquet for tomorrow, urging Eugene to rest up and prepare properly. Eugene looks unsure, perhaps even hesitant, as he stands before Vermouth. He seems to be weighing his options, though he ultimately agrees to come with Vermouth for the banquet. Eugene nods, though his expression remains guarded as he considers Vermouth's request. Vermouth's tone suggests she expects immediate compliance from her old rival's reincarnation. Eugene nods, considering Vermouth's request. She expects him to comply without hesitation. The sword and shield symbolize more than just combat to him now. Vermouth's declaration resounds, his pride unshaken by time or circumstance. Vermouth chuckles, clearly amused by his own memories. He taunts Hamel's past self, calling him stupid and boring. Vermouth continues to mock Hamel, reminding him of his past troubles. Eugene listens, finding Vermouth's words surprisingly amusing yet somewhat dull. Hamel challenges Vermouth, questioning why he preferred his human qualities over godlike abilities. Hamel presses Vermouth, questioning why he preferred qualities over godlike abilities in their shared stories. He hesitates, then continues, his words barely above a whisper. Still, it's clear he feels Hamel's sacrifice should be magnified in their shared stories. Sir Hamel feels bad, yet admits he also liked it that way. The contradiction lingers. Sir Hamel's sacrifice continues to weigh heavily on Vermouth and his friends. Vermouth is here, addressing someone formally. His words suggest he's introducing an unexpected guest to a meeting of significant importance. Vermouth's eyes flicker with determination as he asks, "Go in? Wanted?" Of course, this was the thing you could do. Vermouth's voice is firm as he continues. Years of inactivity have left us weak. Family lines, we have to consolidate. We have to protect what little we still possess, he asserts, his gaze steady. But we do have a sword, don't we? To have it, then do we really need to present it to the Senate? Won't we be giving up something valuable? This holy sword cannot be owned by a single person. Such an important symbol also belongs to the collateral line. Hamel acknowledges the shame, knowing Vermouth's great sword is not officially his. Hamel pauses, his expression grave as he contemplates Vermouth's words. The acknowledgement of Hamel's legacy as a Lionheart threatens to complicate Vermouth's position, creating tension between past and present. Tension simmers as Vermouth contemplates her next move, weighing Eugene's new acknowledgement against her own doubts. Now, how want here? You go inside. Thinking. I'll wait since you'd be concerned with what I'm thinking. If I went in with you, you wouldn't be able to choose for yourself. Thank you for your consideration, though my choice is clear. Then, first, consider this. He hesitates, eyeing the holy sword warily as if it might strike first. Goddess sword, gifted by the Ura's empire, long sealed at the central temple, its origins stretch back through time. Master Helmuth acknowledged Vermouth as its only master, in the devildom of the fifth highest entity 300 years ago. However, after it was used as a torch, he grunts with effort, pulling something from his chest. Sweat mixes with blood as he struggles. He gasps, clutching at his chest as sweat and blood mix. The holy sword is half drawn, its blade glowing faintly. He draws the sword, the gluttony spell forming a glowing edge. Magic flickers with newfound power, challenging his current limits. The Spirit King's blade hums with elemental magic, its flames ready to erupt at any moment. Jabal's bow soars through the air, its strings taut with mana-infused lightning. Pernoa's form shifts elusively, defying easy tracking. Gaedon's shield absorbs any attack, turning them into nothing but void. Such power is nearly incomparable. He questions whether everything has truly changed in 300 years, knowing the best cheats come from unexpected places. He ponders whether mastering wind magic will be easy or require immense practice, hinting at the challenges ahead. Wynneth considers the treasure vault's protections, noting he might as well explore given his current location. This is more than just weapons, gems and accessories too. Hamel questions why he finds himself in his parents' home, surrounded by relics from his past life. The necklace he wore as Hamel lies untouched on a table, a stark reminder of his sacrifice. Hamel ponders the promise he made, now facing a world where it seems meaningless. The Demon King's survival challenges his understanding of their agreement. Anise raises her voice, demanding answers. Vermouth and Sienna discuss their past, their voices low but urgent. Hamel looks around, confusion clear in his eyes. Vermouth and Sienna exchange uneasy glances, their voices distant but urgent from the previous panel. Hamel ponders their comrade's fate, his voice heavy with doubt and determination. Vermouth and Sienna must have had a reason for making that truce. Hamel examines the Lionheart's vault, eyeing a necklace with determination. However, there are many weapons inside, reminders of battles yet to be fought. Hamel picks up a necklace, considering it closely. Hamel examines the necklace closely, his gaze lingering on its crude yet ancient craftsmanship. Hamel shakes his head, clearly unimpressed by the necklace's appearance. This isn't what he expected to find in Vermouth's vault. That's strange. The necklace isn't registered in the vault records. There it is, a necklace not listed in the vault, yet it's here, inside Lionheart's chambers. This shouldn't be. That must be worth something. However, if you really want it, I suppose I can't refuse. The appraiser considers the necklace, unsure of its value or origin. He needs a spell to enchant it and asks Lobarian for an appraisal, knowing there's a chance it might be something valuable. The appraiser nods, considering Eugene's promise. This would be valuable to Lionheart, he murmurs, though unsure. That was from the vault, Eugene confirms. The original treasure is indeed yours to choose. Vermouth's tone is sharp and disbelieving. Eugene seems taken aback by her response. In that case, Gwyneth, don't hesitate. There's no reason to doubt him. He is the descendant of Vermouth. Hamill declares the treasure now his, with a confident tone. You're wielding a spear, yet why not pick up a sword? Already so good with it. You're already skilled with a spear, yet you dismiss a sword that would suit your strength perfectly. Too light for your liking? He insists on a sword, despite its lightness fitting his strength. His family's choice is clear, but he doubts their judgment. He ignores their choice, insisting on drawing the sword that matches his strength and build. Reincarnation continues as Eugene contemplates his choice of sword, emphasizing its importance. Eugene contemplates, eyes fixed on a sword. The wind stirs around him, hinting at its power. Eugene eyes a spear, then back at the sword. He wonders if even spears hold blessings now. Eugene thrusts his sword forward, a look of determination on his face. It seems to shoot out like a dragon's breath with each swing. Eugene asks, seeking confirmation about his new weapon's power. It's a powerful spear, Arguentus, used by the strongest in Vermouth's arsenal. Eugene contemplates the spear, its power and history weighing on him. 300 years ago, during the Great War, this weapon played a crucial role against the Demon Kings. The Demon Kings are ranked from 1 to 5, each more brutal than the last. Gigolas. Desira's knowledge is a powerful weapon in Great Vermouth's arsenal. Only those two were strong enough to face the Demon King of brutality. The Crusher and Desaria debate, each insisting their weapon is superior. The air crackles with tension as they consider sealing away the Demon King weapons in the vault. Both weapons are formidable, but deciding which is stronger proves challenging. Verbal sparring continues as they struggle to choose the ultimate tool for their arsenal. Both blades fell to the Demon King of brutality, their moonlight extinguished in Helmut's depths. Silence hangs heavy as they contemplate the sealed form of destruction. He finally holds a real blade, his fingers trembling with new strength and uncertainty. Hamill looks puzzled, brow furrowing as he contemplates his new weapon. The blade shifts, hinting at its potential to bring down even the mightiest of demons. Eugene holds the blade steadily, his determination unshaken despite the scrutiny. Eugene finds a necklace with no magic left on it, hinting at a world where miracles have faded. Eugene examines the necklace, its magic faded to nothing. Vault? Indeed. Are you sure this was in the treasure? You? What are you saying? That boy, Treasure, if I hadn't, might have ended up with it. It's definitely a risky move. Why allow him to pick? Let's check. There's no magic on the necklace, but I'll dig deeper since it was in the vault. How can a necklace hold memories? Magic can create such things, Sienna once said. Our Grand Master knew of it. She speaks of memories within a necklace, but where do they come from? Magic creates such things, Sienna once said. Our Grand Master knew of it. Mana exists in almost every object. What secrets lie hidden here? That old necklace? It's been 100 years since it was here. The magic of the necklace is fading, Sienna notes. Eugene considers the necklace, puzzled by its magical nature. He wonders if he should part with such a treasured item. Eugene's gaze shifts, his mind racing with implications from his companion's dialogue. Eugene's eyes narrow, contemplating the implications of their conversation. Lionheart will adopt Eugene, ensuring his future is secure. Sir Gian greets Eugene with a warm smile, clearly pleased to see him. Gian explains Eugene's family background, hinting at a complicated lineage and past. Eugene speaks confidently, introducing himself to his new family. Lionheart nods, acknowledging him as part of the collateral line. Eugene looks surprised, then nods toward his new family. Lionheart explains he personally chose Eugene to join them. Lionheart explains his choice, seeking Eugene's understanding despite Eugene's evident surprise. My brother's looks, personality, it's probably because he's a great man as a family head. He didn't feel any personal grudges toward me either. Would it sound dissatisfied with the rules of the family just because of that? He's surprised, but keeps his composure as he questions the family head. The atmosphere is tense, hinting at unspoken expectations. Sir Gian remains stoic, unfazed by the ceremony's purpose. He questions the family head's intentions, sensing an undercurrent of tension. But Sir Gian, this is great for me too. Sir Gian calls Eugene by his name, indicating a formal introduction or directive. His overbearing nature is evident, though his good intentions are clear. Eugene's sudden call and the tension in Sif's reaction build anticipation for what comes next. Eugene apologizes for his abrupt call, sensing Sif's discomfort. Appraise it, but it was just a normal Sir Loberian token. We even, but they're anomalies. The necklace, weren't any of the mana in, read the memory. Sienna's eyes narrow as she examines the necklace, her voice low and cautious. Sienna's expression hardens as she speaks, her voice firm. The necklace must have some connection to the past, but not in the way they thought. No, this can't be right. There must be a mistake. It's been decades. How could this necklace still hold any magic? Vermouth seems uncertain, seeking answers from Eugene, but the truth eludes both of them for now. Yes, you may keep it if you promise. Necklace, Eugene. I did call you to talk about the terms. It's a bit sudden, but it might be an offer for your future. Ciel's joyful demeanor contrasts with Eugene's uncertain nod, hinting at a significant proposal yet to be fully understood. Eugene hesitates, his expression a mix of uncertainty and resolve. He seems torn between accepting an offer and considering its political implications. Eugene looks taken aback, his eyes wide as he realizes the misunderstanding. Eugene's brows furrow in confusion, clearly catching himself off guard. His voice, when it comes, is a hesitant whisper. Eugene's voice trembles as he utters the words, clearly caught off guard. His father seems surprised too. That's adopted? It's too sudden as well, son. Shocking. It's a good main family, down to the way they tie me in knots. My bad. It's not that, it's a proposal for marriage, if you are willing. I'm thinking Gerhardt to the main family. It'll just be too hard to have two fathers. He corrects himself, explaining his situation clearly. He addresses his sibling, emphasizing mutual respect despite the situation's complexity. He asserts his stance, leaving no room for doubt. Will you accept me as your son? He hesitates, then shakes his head slightly, expressing a mix of disappointment and embarrassment. He considers his father's expectations, then firmly states his resolve. He agrees to bring his people to Gadol, planning to push forward with the banquet. Thanks his father for understanding. He asks, genuinely curious about her earlier statement. There are matters you must address, she begins, leaving no room for delay. Your son, Eugene, is eager to learn from Vermouth's legacy. He believes he can surpass his rival if given the chance. He wonders how powerful Lionhearts truly are considering their lineage. Gian wonders who this Lionheart is, emphasizing his potential as a valuable teacher. Gian considers his father's past, realizing the extent of his prowess in mana training. Gian nods, reflecting on his father's achievements in mana training. He wonders if he has lived up to such high expectations. Gian explains that mana stones are essential for efficient learning, though expensive and hard to come by. Elgine's potential is immense, but he still needs guidance to fully harness it. The environment and Gerhardt's family can help him grow. Without experienced mentorship, true mastery will be difficult to achieve. Eugene nods, his expression serious. Vermouth agrees, though her tone suggests skepticism. They decide to separate their training paths. Vermouth nods, her expression unreadable. Eugene pauses, considering something important. It's fine. I'll look around from here. It's not too far. Someone's perfume lingers in the corner, catching Eugene's attention. They haven't given up on waiting, but something feels off. Are they here for him? Oh, Eugene? The unexpected greeting suggests surprise, though not necessarily friendliness. Gadol pauses, her expression a mix of curiosity and hesitation as she waits for Eugene's response. Gadol's expression shifts, her eyes narrowing as she waits for Eugene's reply. She wonders if he'll understand the implications of their private conversation. Gadol's lips purse, her tone dripping with sarcasm. Eugene watches her, his own expression hardening. Gadol's tone sharpens. Eugene senses a challenge brewing. Eugene hesitates, then shakes his head gently. He doesn't intend to pry, but curiosity nags at him. Cyan looks genuinely apologetic as she waits for his response. Cyan's apology hangs in the air, hoping for forgiveness. Cyan's firm tone hints at a serious discussion, but the full weight of his statement is yet to be revealed. Cyan's tone remains resolute as he asks for permission to leave. Cyan firmly states his intention, leaving no room for doubt. Anisila listens intently, her expression serious. Cyan insists, his voice firm. Friends with the same name, they are family. Unity of mana flows between them. Gerhard Lionheart has arrived from far away, ready to continue the family bloodline. Eugene truly believes he has won this victory for his bloodline's continuation. Eugene speaks of his son's extraordinary abilities, yet hints at unmet expectations from his main family line. Father's expectations were high, yet Eugene doubts his son can bridge the gap between main and collateral lines with just innate ability alone. Eugene's father calls out urgency in his voice. Eugene's father cries out in astonishment and joy, his voice trembling with emotion. Gadol, right? Eugene's father looks at him intently, his eyes bright with hope. Gerhard seems anxious, his voice trembling as he pleads for Eugene's understanding and support. Gilad's tone shifts, growing increasingly urgent as he tries to sway Eugene. Gilade's tone becomes urgent, his expression intense as he presses on. Gerhard looks at Eugene, his tone urgent. Adoption? Adoption? Sir Gerhard's tone conveys urgency as he continues. If Eugene can meet our expectations? Sir Gerhard raises an eyebrow, his tone sharp. In what positive light might you see this, despite being adopted? Sir Gerhard's expression remains stern as he counters, expressing his concerns about Eugene's future within the main family. Sir Gerhard insists Eugene must prove himself, emphasizing that even as an adopted member, he faces challenges within the main family. Sir Gerhard leans forward, his tone earnest. This connection could grow to bring Eugene much more opportunity. Sir Gerhardt's gaze shifts, his expression growing more serious. Father looks stern, his expression unyielding as he addresses Eugene. Father's expression conveys a mix of concern and reluctance as he addresses Eugene directly. Father's tone is firm, leaving no room for doubt. Why does Eugene's family treasure this sword so much? Father's statement is clear, leaving no doubt about the sword's importance to the family lineage. Eugene knows he must understand its value. Father's gaze remains firm, leaving no room for negotiation. Eugene senses his resolve is unshakable. Eugene's determination shines through his resolve, refusing to let his mother's passing weaken him. He will not falter in this new challenge. Eugene's resolve is unwavering, despite his uncertain future within the Lionheart family. Gerhard will be his new father, but Eugene sees beyond mere adoption. Eugene's determination is unshakable, even as he faces uncertain challenges within his new family. Anna Celia's words carry weight, hinting at complex family dynamics Eugene must navigate. The second wife, Theonis, watches carefully, her attentions focused yet guarded. Eugene's eyes narrow, his expression a mix of determination and defiance. You must crush this, Eugene. All that stands in your way will fall before you. Cerson, you were invited to a celebration by the main family. They see your bloodline as crucial for continuing their legacy and honoring past victories. You are being offered a place in the main family's celebration, despite coming from a collateral line. Your family sees potential in you, but it may not be enough to gain full acceptance. Stand proud, Eugene. This is your chance to prove yourself. Eugene faces a tough challenge ahead. Siren will compare him to that kid, expecting him to lose at first. Despair threatens to consume him, but he mustn't fall into complacency. Eugene's tone is earnest, yet uncertain. He seems eager to forge a new bond. Sis? Eugene hesitates, unsure how to proceed. Yeah, siblings? Eugene pauses, clearly uncomfortable. Big sis, he trails off. Eugene hesitates, his face a mix of reluctance and determination. Big sis, he finally manages to say, his voice barely above a whisper. Magic, the young summoner specializes in red magic, showing aptitude tested at Aerith Tower. Master of the tower will consider taking him in first, unless you have talent that can dominate others. Gilade speaks of a training environment suited to Eugene's aptitude, but with no hint of favoritism. Eugene's resolve hardens, determined to break free from his suffocating family's expectations. Iode's tone is firm, leaving no room for argument as he outlines Eugene's future path. Iode's gaze remains unyielding, his words clear and decisive. Eugene listens intently, sensing the gravity of what lies ahead. Iode insists Eugene focus on his magic training, offering encouragement as he does so. Iode continues, his voice firm yet tinged with concern. Eugene is both stronger and more naive than his predecessor. Iode has no choice but to push him towards magic training. Iode emphasizes Eugene's potential, urging him to focus on his future role as a legitimate Lionheart son. Yes, focus on the ball. Your mother believes in you, Eugene. Liberian families have dispersed, returning to their roots. Iode and his siblings are gone, leaving Aeroth behind. And Eugene and Gerhard are here, filling the once empty guest house. Training is rigorous, divided into breathing and physical mana development. Neither will be easy for Eugene. Eugene listens intently, absorbing his advisor's guidance on mana training. Eugene stands ready, his eyes meeting his advisor's expectantly. Vermouth speaks of a deep, hidden spirit vein that only family descendants can access. It's said to be the key to mastering mana in this land. Eugene is visibly excited, but Vermouth seems more calm and collected. Eugene reassures himself, though he's clearly nervous about his new training. Eugene seems eager, but Vermouth maintains her composure. 4 days of training, will he be ready? Eugene seems eager, but Vermouth remains calm and focused. The training is intense, yet Eugene is determined to learn quickly. Eugene nods, clearly thinking hard about Vermouth's words. Vermouth's expression remains steady, hinting at her confidence in Eugene's abilities. Eugene processes Vermouth's statement, his brow furrowing deeply. Eugene gestures, guiding someone unseen towards a specific direction. Great Vermouth has a training method that collateral lines cannot inherit. There's a rule about the original family's mana training. Great Vermouth's Red Flame method is a training technique exclusive to the mainline family. A less efficient imitator exists for collateral lines, but it falls short of the original. Great Vermouth's White Flame method, a unique form not fully passed down, challenges those of collateral lines. He recalls his past, but the details are hazy. He remembers his struggles to match Vermouth's mastery, even in his last life. The method he trained with, Red Flame, falls short compared to Vermouth's White Flame technique. He can feel it, a faint pulse of mana within him. For now, he'll start with the basics. He should focus, imagining the white flames forming on his body. If he delves too deeply, he might miss the basics. He focuses on the gathering mana, trying to visualize it forming white flames. He hesitates, wondering how much longer he can focus on this visualization exercise. Eugene's laughter echoes, but his expression remains intense and focused. He believes he can sense mana gathering far too quickly. Eugene instructs deeply, his voice steady despite the intensity. Focus on your heart and breath, he instructs. He seems to be doing well. Eugene's voice steady. That's mana, insane. Steadily flowing into his body, Eugene is handling it despite its sheer intensity. Mana feels foreign yet familiar, almost as if his body remembers past battles. Without those memories, managing such intense mana would be harder. Mana continues to flood his system, overwhelming yet strangely familiar. His body seems to absorb it effortlessly, as if recalling old battles. The size of his core is amazing, yet there's a limit to how much mana he can take in. Eugene looks at his core, clearly impressed yet surprised by its size. His voice carries a mix of amazement and disbelief. You would think, with this core, Eugene's core, now divided into multiple stars, shows a vast potential. He notes with surprise that his body is capable of far more than he imagined. Eugene's core, now divided into multiple stars, shows a vast potential. The white flame method allows him to amplify his mana through division, far beyond normal limits. Eugene continues to explain his progress, emphasizing his unique potential. He mentions his brother and twin sister Iode and Cyan lagging behind in their training. Hamel's rival, Vermouth, insists Hamel won't be lagging behind despite his new body. Hamel argues with himself, torn between doubt and determination. Hamel acknowledges Vermouth's influence, grateful yet uncertain about his future path. Hamel decides to rest, knowing he has much to discuss with Vermouth. Hamel acknowledges his fatigue, but understands it will fade with rest. Eugene appears, grasping mana. Nina exclaims in surprise, he needs to do something important already? Eugene hurried to Wynneth's room, determination evident in his grasp of mana. Eugene hesitates, his expression serious as he considers something important. Kaya. Eugene's eyes widen in surprise as he stumbles backward, clutching his chest. Tempest of wind roars, swirling elemental energy. Definitely, raw power emerges. Hamel's eyes widen in disbelief, his voice barely above a whisper. Vermouth, have you forgotten your comrade? Hamel's voice trembles, barely audible. Vermouth, how much time has passed? Hamel's voice trembles, barely audible. Vermouth, how much time has passed? Hamel's voice echoes with a mix of sorrow and determination. The battle at the castle, it was hard fought, but came to a meaningless end. Vermouth's blade remains unsheathed, pointed at the demon king of incarceration. Neither has drawn back, nor will they. The moment hangs heavy with unspoken words and looming danger. They struck a deal with the demon king of incarceration. Was it about the castle? What did Vermouth agree to in return for not sheathing her blade? Then, where was there any deal? What did you think she'd agreed to, traitor? Sheathing her sword, Vermouth looks at Hamel's reincarnation in silence. Everyone agreed to something, but what? The implications weigh heavily. Vermouth's stern gaze doesn't waver, her resolve unshaken. The door remains closed, a symbol of their unresolved tension. Eugene looks at Vermouth, his eyes searching for an answer. Vermouth remains silent, her expression unyielding. Eugene looks towards Vermouth, his expression a mix of confusion and urgency. Eugene's eyes widen as he sees Vermouth, confusion and urgency clear in his gaze. I squeezed out every drop of mana exhaustion. Small reserve, but enough to muster. What if this rebirth is not just a chance? Hamel's thoughts swirl with uncertainty, challenging his understanding of reincarnation. Young Master Eugene, are you all right? Young Master Eugene appears shaken but composed, addressing someone off-panel with a mix of relief and concern. Young Master Eugene speaks, his voice steady but tinged with urgency as he relays a message from someone unseen. Wynneth, did you call forth a strong elemental? A gale appeared when you drew it. He must find out more about this elemental, but he can't say why. What he said, he received a message about him. Really true, it had been a while since they last met. That I told me, yes, the elemental king of wind. He's not strong enough yet. Great Vermouth's family hasn't called it forth since. Eugene is a child, yet he possesses knowledge of advanced magic methods. Vermouth chuckles, finding it amusing. The white flame method, he says, is fascinating indeed. Gion's teachings have clearly left an impression. Eugene smiles, clearly amused by Vermouth's comment. Vermouth chuckles in return, finding the white flame method intriguing. Eugene thanks Vermouth and Gian for their support, but mentions he intends to take time away to train further. Vermouth agrees, noting Eugene's blossoming talent could be more important elsewhere. Eugene seems excited, addressing someone named Ciel and Cyan. He wants to teach them something important. Eugene hopes his words will inspire Ciel and Cyan, guiding them as a source of inspiration. Eugene's declaration echoes, a promise of greatness yet to unfold. Eugene's declaration of mastery is met with quiet astonishment, hinting at the magnitude of his achievement. Everyone's gone, right? The thought lingers, heavy with implication. The white flame method remains undefeated, yet it took Vermouth's entire career to master it. This is more than just wind, he's summoning something powerful. Ha, that if he lied, I'll fucking kill him. Intelligence or no intelligence, this elemental won't escape alive. The betrayal lingers, unspoken but heavy in the air. People who know of the Demon King deal, Roth, Yuraz, Luhar, Helmuth, not just to those places he mused, but to see what happened to his old comrades. He can't go there yet, but someday, his young body can't withstand a journey to lands distant and perilous. 17 years have flowed swiftly since his near-fatal wound. Eugene Lionheart stands tall and resolute. Though this method of training is quite nice, it lacks something essential. I need to fully utilize my previous envious body, do more than what I've already achieved. Eugene should go to Aroth and learn magic. He needs to improve beyond his past self. Eugene looks exasperated, his voice dripping with sarcasm. What? Usual morning routine? He scoffs, clearly unimpressed. Do this. He scrutinizes his own ability, clearly disbelieving. How is that even possible? He demands, is this some form of genius? His disbelief clear as he questions his brother's abilities. You always overstep, the older sibling warns, hinting at a long-standing rivalry. Why are you learning magic now, of all times? Doubt clouds his mind, challenging his beliefs. How could his younger self already surpass such limits? The gap is too wide, too shocking. He stares in disbelief, the weight of his younger self's achievements pressing down on him. He wonders if his family's star status will last, given his current position and the pressure to meet expectations. He might finally gain some respect, though doubts linger about his ability to meet expectations. Again? Are you saying he's acting up, right? Sincerely? Why is he having so much trouble with magic? He must be serious about magic, but even now, he's struggling. Why hasn't anyone taught him yet? He wants to learn magic, believing he has potential. His determination is clear, but his lack of prior training shows in his struggles. He appeals to his family head, earnest and determined. His request for magic training is serious, but uncertain. Huh? Raise your hands for magic training? This request seems too good to be true. Vermouth's request seems too good to be true, Eugene wonders. But he can't resist the opportunity for magic training. Eugene hesitates, considering Vermouth's unusual request. He wonders if there are any hidden dangers or rumors about the Black Tower. Vermouth speaks of demons and black magic, hinting at a dark history. The mention of the Black Tower sets an ominous tone. Eugene expresses his disgust, emphasizing how far gone they've become in their fight against demons and black magic. He resists the urge to elaborate on past events, focusing instead on the present disdain he feels. Why are you knocking? Come in if you have something to talk about, but don't make a fuss. Are you here for more training or just a casual chat? Yeah, about magic, I want to learn the Red Flame method. Why are you going to Aroth? Cyan also told me I might have a chance with spirit magic here. He said it could catch up to yours. Also, you don't think I can keep up with you for magic? For spirit magic, we have experts here. While you're at it, Cyan said you might catch up to him eventually. You could invite Aroth over. His skill could be entertaining. That's a challenge, isn't it? You guys, good for sparing against you. It's been a while since we sparred like this. It'll become more entertaining with time. Gone forever? Awful, really. If I spadeful, I wouldn't go to Aroth. Still going? Will you be there with me? Sir Gerhard is concerned about a long absence. Eugene wonders why he should leave for Aroth now. Eugene acknowledges his uncle's sadness, hinting at a difficult family dynamic. He seems resigned but determined to manage his father's absence. What he could do, he would do diligently. You're coming with me before you see that he didn't want to tell you. He knows something his companions didn't want to tell him. He's going? You're awful, really. Want you to go too. I don't go either. Want you to go too. Father studies here too when you go to Aroth. Don't be lazy. Don't hang out with bad kids on your exercise days. Haha, Eugene. You are me now. Taller than before. Journey of reincarnation. May it be filled with great adventures and battles. Do you really not need guards? Eugene wonders, his tone serious. The white flame method at the 3rd star, right on schedule. Eugene looks up at his father, tears streaming down his face. Father, you were so dignified. Why are you like this now? Eugene's father still smiles, though his expression is strained. Eugene can't help but cry harder. Eugene's laughter is tinged with mockery, directed at his father's pained expression. Eugene stands firm, his laughter fading, but the smirk remaining. Eugene looks around, his smirk widening at the Grand Palace. The 5 magic towers loom above, centered in the kingdom of Aroth. Eugene looks out at the transformed landscape, his smirk hinting at the changes he's witnessing. The floating cityscape of Aroth has indeed changed a lot since his time. The floating stations in Pentagon, a cultural asset with commercial value. Lady Sienna introduces its floating carriage, marveling at Aroth's technological prowess. Lady Sienna's voice rings clear, her tone measured but firm. The accident rate is surprisingly low, she notes with a hint of pride. Of course, it has been hundreds of years since the technology was first established. Wait, isn't this a choice? Sienna seems to be offering something unexpected. These must-see attractions include a night view of Sienna's mansion, the Magic Tower, and Pentagon. Lady Sienna's mansion, built 300 years ago, remains a landmark in the plaza. A bronze statue reflects her legacy, standing firm until the end. Yes, that's right. After that, she retired to Aerith. Many tried to track her but found nothing concrete. The day Lady Sienna disappeared remains a mystery. Hamel questions why Sienna left the Devildom 200 years ago, suggesting she did so for a reason that remains unclear. Hamel presses Sienna for answers, his tone cold and skeptical. Sienna stands firm, her expression unyielding. Hamel's voice wavers, his words laced with doubt. Sienna remains unwavering, her stance firm and unyielding. Hamel's voice trails off, uncertainty clear in his words. Sienna firmly states her belief, leaving no room for doubt. Sienna's stance is unwavering, leaving no doubt about her resolve. Sienna's voice holds a steely resolve as she demands action, her tone leaving no room for argument. Sienna pleads, her voice desperate. The tower looms ominously in the background. Sienna's plea echoes in the silence, her voice desperate as she pleads for a chance. The tower looms ominously behind her, casting long shadows. Sienna's plea for a chance to pass the test echoes, but the tower remains indifferent. The expensive fee and superstition surrounding it loom large, casting doubt on her future. Lionheart has been confirmed. The news sends shockwaves through the tower's halls. Lionheart stands patiently, waiting for something or someone to appear. Lionheart's curiosity clearly evident as he awaits, the tension building with each passing moment. They say that Sienna lived in this mansion for 100 years. It's enormous. Hey Hamel, gonna do after, what are you? Hamel shrugs, clearly unimpressed by his companion's carefree attitude. His words carry a hint of skepticism. Hamel's skepticism is clear as he mocks Mullen's aspirations, knowing full well the dangers that come with becoming a demon king. Hamel's tone is sharp, directed at Molan. He seems skeptical and perhaps a bit drunk, his voice slurring slightly. Everyone else listens in silence, their expressions wary. Hamel's voice trembles with a mix of frustration and desperation. He asks Molan a pointed question, demanding an answer. Marry a kid, people, normal, like other someone have. You should have grown old, living and married him. Found a good man. Sienna's warning lingers, her concern palpable as she touches something Eugene can't see. Why did you live alone for 100 years? The question hangs heavy between them. There's a portrait here, too far out to be practical but deeply sentimental. She came just to look at it, Eugene thinks, wondering why Sienna would hide such personal mementos in her study. She flips through the pages, finding no immediate answers among the tomes. Might there be something hidden here? She protests, but he insists, flipping to the books without her permission. Someone is in the vault, and it disturbs him. The necklace, overwritten and recognized only by him, adds to the mystery. Sienna must have left something behind, but what? The mystery deepens. She rummages through the study, her fingers running over book spines. Her eyes dart to the bedroom and back, searching for something specific. Sienna pauses, a necklace in her hand, hesitation clear on her face. Sienna hands something to a character, her expression serious. If you're alive, we need to act fast. He thanks her, then glances at his watch as the sun dips low. She smiles, clearly pleased with his surprise visit. He looks at her expectantly, waiting for directions to their next destination. Iode's brow furrows as she hesitates, unsure how to respond. Iode hesitates, unsure how to respond to the unexpected question. Iode takes a deep breath, preparing to speak but unsure where to begin. Iode takes a deep breath, then begins to speak, his tone steady but tense. He pauses, as if weighing each word carefully. There's a rumor that Sir Iode leaves the Magic Tower every night to indulge himself in pleasure and entertainment. Sue? Ah, no, his age. A person of that much is reasonable for not just normal entertainment. Sue? Ah, no succubi. They are not what you think they are, Helmuth. He pleads for calm, though his own voice betrays urgency. The situation in the Magic Tower remains tense and uncertain. This bitch, black magic around, as a necessary evil, played around with it. Brother has left alone, for Aerith and as other cities strictly speaking, succubi from the tower. Iode explains that Bolero Street, known as the Street of Sin, is a place where succubi frequent and impure shops abound, particularly on nights of the full moon. Sir Eugene mentions the main house of Vermouth and warns not to speak with that bitch. Sir Eugene pauses, his expression grim. He mentions the need for clear evidence to act against a rumored threat on the full moon night Street of Sin. Sir Eugene reads a note, his brow furrowing. Eugene Lionheart is called out, his name echoing in the halls of Vermouth's main house. Eugene confirms his identity, hinting at secrets upstairs. Something has disturbed Vermouth's peace, and Eugene is wary of what lies ahead. Eugene hesitates, clearly troubled by something he witnessed or heard. Magic failure looms, high-risk summonings foreboding a dangerous situation. Momentum builds as tension hangs in the air, waiting for the revelation of what went wrong. A shadow looms as Vermouth's companions discuss the danger they narrowly avoided. The risk of summoning a shadow beast is far greater than they realized. I'm trembling, ragged and broken. Get out of here, sorry, but your instincts could have saved us. The capital would have been devastated. Citizens without emotions, operating purely on instinct, they'd start hunting for shadow beasts immediately. Eugene stands in tense silence, the weight of his past and present pressing heavily. Eugene looks at Vermouth, recognizing the familiar intensity in his rival's eyes. Eugene recognizes Vermouth's magical prowess, impressed despite their age difference. Vermouth acknowledges Eugene's hidden strength, seeing potential in his rival's rebirth. Sienna marvels at Eugene's magical abilities, comparing them to Loberian standards and finding him incredibly strong. She acknowledges his potential with a mix of interest and skepticism. Eugene nods, agreeing that magic is a captivating art, but acknowledges it's also challenging to master at his age. Sienna's interest in Eugene's potential intensifies, sensing his unique mana structure. Iode Lionheart gasps, clearly taken aback by something significant. Iode clenches his fists, clearly upset by something his brother said. His voice conveys a mix of anger and disbelief. Hello, to say, I'm not your brother. You again? Sure, what nice to see you? For what? Yes, yeah, reading. If you're done waiting, go upstairs. It's fine, just show him some more. He's eager to learn. He expresses reluctance, hinting at past grievances. Gilad listens intently, prepared to address his concerns. He agrees to learn magic, though reluctantly. Gilad nods, ready for his next request. He insists on staying in a nicer place, not agreeing with Gilad's offer. Eugene decides to explore the tower's library, seeing it as his first step towards mastering magic. Eugene reads magical texts every night, his dedication unwavering. He leaves the library late into the evening, eager to learn more. He was drenched in sweat, clearly pushed to his limits. Training sessions extended well past midnight, leaving no doubt of his determination. He had read through hours of magic texts in the library, but his body still felt recovered instantly. Clearing his throat, he readies for a new challenge. Circles of magic, many, but once your own unique? Green Tower's circulating methodology, originally hers, she became the leader to create magic rings. Hamel's rival, Vermouth, discusses the evolution of magic circles with his comrades. He explains that only a few mages can master multiple forms, while most stick to one fundamental area. Momentum shifts as Vermouth's discussion turns to practical considerations for his comrades. Could you modify that to something more efficient, Vermouth? It's been 300 years, perhaps there are new methods. Eugene looks thoughtful, his eyes narrowing as he considers Vermouth's words carefully. He wants to explore different methods of magic beyond the standard circle usage. Eugene considers Vermouth's caution, his expression thoughtful yet determined. He questions whether he can trust his own judgment to control mana effectively. Eugene hesitates, then nods slowly. Vermouth watches closely, her expression a mix of concern and cautious approval. Eugene takes a deep breath, then nods decisively. Vermouth watches, her expression unreadable. Eugene clenches his fists, determination burning in his eyes. Vermouth observes, her expression stern and unyielding. Similar methods control mana through stars and circles. Though they appear different, their fundamental principles overlap. Circles are necessary to control mana. It's amazing how they allow for such precise manipulation. I'll adjust my approach, replacing stars with rings to see if it enhances my mana usage. It isn't possible. Should he be that advanced at this stage? Is mana control really that transformative? The calculations were fine, dispelling the missile with precision, hinting at advancements yet unseen. His eyes narrow, focused intently on the next target. Yes, right? He hesitates, then decides to summon a golem to test his mana control. He confirms, it's a perfect Caprium golem. He observes, it won't penetrate most attacks but is hard enough. Eugene circles around his creation, examining it intently. Eugene's gaze is intense, studying his golem creation with undisguised awe and excitement. The sheer power he wields impresses him more than any words can express. Eugene considers the golem, his eyes narrowing in thought. 3 circles? He murmurs, clearly surprised. Hera asks, Acreon? Acreon? Her tone suggesting she's trying to get Eugene's attention. The library master, clearly a noble, suggests writing Eugene a recommendation letter. Hera continues, Acreon? Acreon? Her tone growing more insistent. Someone's words about the method feel unfair, challenging Eugene's newfound potential. Others might see it as a sign he doesn't deserve special treatment. But what exactly is he out for? His jealousy seems misplaced, doesn't it? He said a friend? A friend? Eugene looks dubious, his brow furrowed in confusion. Square Meldane looks uncertain, his expression shifting as if pondering a difficult decision. Sienna's smile suggests she has achieved something significant, but Eugene remains uncertain, his gaze shifting as he processes her words. Eugene wonders who Gargus is, his curiosity clear in his questioning tone. Gargus's comment about Eugene's beard hints at a playful dynamic between them, suggesting Gargus has noticed changes in Eugene that go beyond his natural growth. Eugene declines Gargus's offer, emphasizing his own training and growth. Note, Eugene, Street, Did you meet anyone suspicious lately? Why not come to Aroth for help? We could use your strength and experience. Testis of a giant will be on auction. Some valuable balls indeed. That bastard Gargus is up to his usual tricks. Aroth's commission is for a potion using giant testicles, prized for muscle growth. Enough chatter. Let's get this done together. You want money? Not really, but I brought some just in case. Attention shifts to someone kneeling, eyes already lowered in submission. He reassures. Hey, okay. You, sir. Thank you. Interested in testicles? I heard they're prized items. Feature many more than just attention. I guess I'm dealing with a succubus. Much else has happened in just a few days. Iode will come tonight under the full moon. The streets are about to get restless. A phone rings as Iode arrives at Liberian's establishment, signaling the beginning of tonight's events. Iode, still agitated, looks towards Liberian with a serious expression. He needs to ask something important, but remains silent for now. Welcome, Eugene. Sit down, relax, make yourself at home. Please, why did you call me today? Take a look. You have a letter from Acreon? You have a letter from Acreon, recommending something important. In his time, texts were scarce and precious. Acreon's royal library, once renowned for its magical records, now pales in comparison to what this place boasts. The essence of magic recorded and famous even centuries ago is abundant here. He hesitates, then gestures toward the grand library halls. This is no ordinary place. He nods to himself, eyes fixed on the vast shelves of knowledge. Acreon's texts are invaluable. He contemplates the ancient texts, pondering their secrets. Might they hold the knowledge to fulfill his destiny? He examines the ancient volumes, his eyes narrowing as he considers their secrets. But Aquaion craft is more than mere knowledge. It holds the essence of wise Siena's wisdom and power. He contemplates the ancient texts, their secrets still hidden within. However, even the first volume of Acreon Sea Craft is beyond his current understanding. He hesitates, then sighs, knowing full well the recommendation matters little in his current state. He hesitates, then sighs, knowing full well the recommendation matters little in his current state. Don't worry so much, he said, dismissing her concerns with a wave of his hand. Right? He wouldn't cause her too many troubles, would he? She hesitates, then takes a deep breath before speaking her mind. Now's the time to ask about Iode. That magic. Instead, he spends his time in the streets studying Liberian behavior. Reaction, he's been aware of Iode's activities, yet hasn't taken action with the succubi. But I have warned him several times, I'm unsure how to explain his inaction now. Queen Iode has maintained strict control over succubi, despite their continued activity within her borders. Helmuth's recent actions have only intensified this conflict. Hamel appears confused by Iode's unexpected response, seeking clarity on her brother's actions. Hamel looks puzzled, seeking Iode's explanation for her brother's actions. Iode explains that her brother must have kept pressure from spending too many years trying to live up to expectations. It's understandable, given his talent and the great expectations placed on him. Iode speaks of her brother's relentless pursuit, mentioning Seal and Anasilia as examples of his ambitions and plots. The mood is tense, filled with unspoken mockery and expectations. But demons still roam, too far from control. The family's legacy is complicated, understanding their struggles. Iode speaks, his voice carrying a hint of urgency. He needs to see with his own eyes what the succubi are truly capable of. So, are you ready to see this through? Wouldn't a Lionheart have his own way in such matters? He'll need to act quickly if he's to locate Iode on Bolero Street. Heyo demands an answer, tension palpable in his voice and the silence that follows. Iode's voice carries a sharp edge, his impatience clear. Iode hesitates, realizing the gravity of the situation. Hodu taps his foot impatiently, clearly agitated. Iode looks around nervously, unsure how to proceed. Hodu gestures towards the auction, clearly impatient. Iode glances around nervously, unsure of what to do next. Please bid, Iode. There are buttons to press if you wish to participate. Enjoy your auction experience. I need to kill some time before the auction starts. Come out, something curious might happen. I thought you'd be uninterested in this. Thank you for coming, Hamel thinks. The auction tonight deals with rare magical materials, primarily focused on the Horn of Proxia and Balarex fruit, quality items starting at 10 million sell. The auctioneer names the first item, drawing bids from the eager crowd. Quality pieces indeed, starting at 10 million zile. Spider poison? Are they here? Oh, this is Mandragora, this spider's root of the Uzurok flower bud of giant's testicles. Are you sure these have high value today? Surely they have identified it as a rare metal. It won't be easy to sell, but we'll see. This metal has a unique property, emitting light that defies explanation. It remains unchanged when exposed to various conditions. The metal window emits a soft, ethereal light, catching the eye of the group. Eugene suggests starting with the bedroom, believing it might be their best choice for decoration. Eugene appears, looking around curiously as if for the first time. Eugene looks at something, perplexed by its value. Eugene examines a faded blade, its form a distorted memory of a sword. The moonlight glints off the faded blade, casting an eerie glow. Why'd you buy something so useless? Your item seems out of place here. Kamyart had found it in their previous life, a fragment of the moonlight blade from the deepest dungeons. The moonlight shone on it ominously, its indubitable power clear even now. Vermouth's blade swung with deadly precision, its presence ominous even in silence. The moonlight refused to yield to anyone but its original wielder. He hoped this fragment could be used again, yet Vermouth had no power left to wield it. Eugene looks at the fragment silently, his expression serious yet detached. It lacks the ominous feel it once had. Yeah, I'm done here. Heidi, are you ready to move on? Eugene looks around, puzzled by his surroundings. He needs to find a store to buy something important. Are you a customer? The shopkeeper peers curiously at Eugene, who stands awkwardly in the doorway. Demonic presence stirs nearby. First encounter since rebirth confounds Eugene. Eugene hesitates, then steps inside. The entrance fee is steep, but he's determined to see what lies within. Iode, please, let him stay. I can't see anything without you. Right? Where are you taking me, Iode? Hurry up, cutie. Are you in a dream? Iode seems to be leading them somewhere, but where? The bedroom door stands open, awaiting their entrance. Silence hangs heavy as they consider each step. Iode's tone is urgent, hinting at an impending confrontation or decision. The layout of the corridor stretches before them, its emptiness adding to the tension. It's best to leave things as they are for now. He'll need to be careful where he steps. There's more than meets the eye in this corridor. He's here. The weight of anticipation hangs in the air. Hodu Iode, coloring this moment with bitter irony. Hodu Iode, how could the eldest son of a succubus receive such an honor? The mockery lingers, sharp and cruel. Tension hangs heavy as Hamel's rebirth looms uncertainly in the shadows of Vermouth's mockery. Where is he going? Curiosity tingles in her voice, barely contained. Lost. What's for then? Isn't this place a store? Get lost. Lost. It does just get you think I'm joking. Sound like you're making it up. Vermouth's accusation grows more intense, his resolve hardening. He screams in fury, his eyes blazing with a mix of betrayal and determination. His promise to Vermouth echoes, the weight of unresolved conflict hangs in the air. The aftermath of their argument lingers, tension palpable in the air. You guys. Play stew? Now tell me, what's this? It'd be myself, whatever conscious. To take a look faster for me, they are all What's this? A wooden horse, or is it something more? He needs to take a break, but this isn't. That's how? A human getting along with a beastman and a demon? Wow, literally racial harmony right outside the academy gates. He demands their removal with urgency, his voice a mix of authority and desperation. Iode, where's he gone now? Iode, where could he have gone? You don't need to explain, just find him. Vermouth's determination grows ever more urgent, leaving no doubt where his next move will lead. Vermouth's search narrows, leaving only one place to check. Vermouth checks a room, finding it empty. Level 3rd holds their only hope. Level 3rd holds their only hope, yet Vermouth's search grows more desperate with each empty room. Level 3rd, only one room remains. Vermouth's hope dwindles with each step. Level 3rd, no sign of him yet. Vermouth's resolve hardens. This sure works well, though the dark magic seems to have its own rules. That magic, wasn't it meant to block dark magic completely? Even the moonlight seems ineffective here. Vermouth's warning carries weight, leaving Eugene pondering his newfound bloodline and its implications. I won't chase you if you run. Momentum carries Vermouth's companions toward their unknown destiny, the weight of Hamel's sacrifice pressing down on them all. The white flames flying like a lion's mane, Iode steps in, drawing attention to the demons that brought chaos. The tension builds as Iode prepares to confront whatever threat approaches. Come at me with your flames, Iode. Prepare to face a challenge unlike any before. The demon kings close in, their numbers growing stronger. Keuk, the blade slices through the air, its sharp edge gleaming under the dim light. The tension builds as the blade arcs through the air, barely missing its target. The tension hangs in the air, waiting for the next move. Eugene hesitates, then firmly states his demand. Sienna's eyes widen in surprise as she realizes he means business. You? Eugene questions, his tone firm yet laced with underlying tension. Lionheart, no, get out, he demands, the words carrying a mix of resolve and urgency. Sir then, Cuke, he explained. Eugene stammers, his voice barely above a whisper. Di, Eugene's voice is firm, a stark contrast to his earlier stuttering. Eugene's resolve hardens, leaving no doubt he won't be deterred. Eugene's determination shines through, unshaken by the challenge. Eugene's voice carries a deadly calm as he issues his warning, leaving no room for doubt. It's a goblet used for rituals. How can he stay still? Hearts, a human's or a unicorn's? If used as the goblet, what monstrous ritual could require such a sacrifice? Ulfer, who's that? How are you, Jabella? Demon King? Could I dare Duchess Noir, that damned subordinate? Hellman's, Baron Demon Kings, trying to write a contract with the Witch Queen Noir? She's no match for a Demon King, but Iode wants to carcerate her and rule through incubi. Hellman's Baron Demon Kings try to start a contract with Witch Queen Noir. Iode's behest is unclear, even to his drudge subordinates. The heart of a unicorn, what use could it have? Iode's request confounds Ulfer, who struggles to comprehend its implications. Iode's tone is cold and unyielding, leaving Ulfer visibly uncomfortable. The contract initiation seems to be a bitter pill for everyone involved. The tension in the room intensifies as Ulfer remains silent, clearly unwilling to accept Iode's terms. Eugene stammers, his voice barely above a whisper as he tries to regain his senses. Eugene's voice trembles, searching for clarity as he stutters out his question. Eugene stammers, his voice barely above a whisper as he tries to piece together his thoughts. Time seems to stretch, hanging heavy in the air between them. Eugene's voice trembles as he speaks, his words barely coherent. He tries to convey the direness of their situation but struggles for clarity. Eugene stammers, his voice trembling as he addresses the demon threat directly. He knows what incubi are and fears their uncontrollable nature. Eugene's voice breaks as he questions the nature of demon possession. The gravity of soul control and dark magic looms, unsettling him deeply. That's not a simple task. Killing isn't just for enemies. Siblings? Parents? What if it tells you to kill your own? How can you live with that? Eugene clenches his fists, clearly angered by something. His voice, laced with resentment, questions Elfrida's actions and promises. He seems to be challenging her on some ethically dubious order. Eugene's voice trembles with anger. Do you know what happens when a soul becomes one with the demons? He demands. Eugene's voice shakes as he stammers, questioning what Vermouth knows. Brother, you don't seem to remember me, huh? Oh, right. Tell me then, so you have your own problems now, huh? All the attention, know what it was like for me. Since 4 years ago, you've been getting all the support from the family. He recounts his past, emphasizing the support he received and how different it is from what Eugene now has. He argues, emphasizing his birthright and the opportunities it offers, contrasting sharply with Eugene's struggles. He argues, emphasizing his birthright and the opportunities it offers, contrasting sharply with Eugene's struggles. He stammers, clearly agitated by his own words, his voice trembling slightly as he struggles to form coherent thoughts. In that place, I will be recognized. His future as a Lionheart heir casts a long shadow over Daunt's uncertain fate. Daunt stammers, clearly flustered. Lionheart? What kind of family are you? Helmut's voice trembles with uncertainty. Brother, do you really think they'll recognize your value, more than their own? Helmut's voice cracks with frustration. At all. Whining, and you're still crying and have no value if they want to recognize you. Eugene's voice carries a sharp edge. You can't take him. Talk to Sir Roberian. I don't need your pity. The accusation lingers, weighing Eugene down as he stands firm. Eugene looks pained, his voice barely above a whisper as he struggles to form words. The red magic tower looms ominously in the background. You've tried to enter the red magic tower, Sir Iode, but you failed. You've only mastered the white flame limit, Master Iode, and yet you've insulted those who trusted in you. Master Iode had nothing left, and the Academy knew it. UEH, that day, to Arath. Let's head after midnight, Roberian called Gillard and Bean is back. Balzac Ludbeth, Tower Master, speaks with authority, his tone leaving no room for argument. Balzac Ludbeth introduces himself with authority, his presence commanding attention. Balzac's introduction carries weight, his presence commanding the room. Please sit there, Theanis. Calm down, miss. Your accusations ring hollow here. Balzac's denial stirs tension, challenging Theonis's accusations directly. Arath denies involvement, insisting he's with the Dark Mage Guild. Theonis remains unconvinced. Even so, now? The Dark Magic Tower wasn't involved, so why is Master here right now, this time around? The Black Tower didn't play a role in the incident, but still must take some form of responsibility. The Dark Magic Tower didn't play a role, yet Vermouth must still take responsibility. Black magic contracts and the Lionheart family's wishes complicate matters further. Vermouth acknowledges the responsibility, but it isn't pleasant to admit. Laws will be enforced, but responsibility comes with a price. Vermouth acknowledges the burden, though reluctantly. Sir Iode cut off the head of Baron Hoyne, assuming responsibility for a contract with Ulfer the Incubus. His actions are met with tension and scrutiny. The tension hangs heavy, Sir Iode's decision to take responsibility for Ulfer's contract creating ripples that will not go unnoticed. Vermouth has something to say about the Demon King's captivity, but it's unclear what Hamel's reincarnated form thinks of it. Vermouth's family has become beloved by the Demon King, which displeases him greatly. Vermouth spits out a bitter retort, his voice laced with disdain. The Demon King's words have struck a chord, causing tension to mount. Vermouth bows low, his voice calm, but carrying a hidden sting. He apologizes again, knowing full well it won't satisfy the Demon King's anger. Vermouth continues his plea, his tone sincere yet laced with unspoken disdain. The patriarch listens impassively, clearly not swayed by Vermouth's words. Vermouth shifts his weight, hoping to soften the patriarch's stance. The patriarch's patience is clearly waning, his gaze piercing as he waits for Eugene to respond. Eugene hesitates, his gaze shifting uncomfortably. The patriarch's stern expression doesn't waver. Sir Rebellion's expression remains severe, his voice steady as he acknowledges a serious oversight. Sir Rebellion explains the situation, emphasizing that Iode has returned to practicing dark magic. Eugene listens intently, his expression growing more serious. Sir Rebellion's words carry weight, each sentence adding to Eugene's growing tension. Sir Rebellion's stern words press down on Eugene, leaving him no room to argue. He must accept that his half-brother Aeroth will stay at the main family's residence. Sir Rebellion's tone leaves no room for argument. Eugene understands he must accept Aeroth's placement. Damning Anasilla, Sir Rebellion insists on the main family's decision. Sir Rebellion's stern voice rings out, leaving no doubt about his resolve. Eugene understands he must accept Aeroth's placement. Sir Rebellion's voice commands Aeroth to stay close, but doubt lingers in his tone. Hamel pleads, his voice filled with frustration and shame. Please, just stop this humiliation. He's more than you. Iode would be better off returning to his own place, he insists, unwilling to yield. He'll let the boy stay at his parents' residence, not the main family's. Iode's tone hardens, leaving no room for compromise. Eugene pauses, seeking a moment to gather his thoughts. DMN. The word hangs in the air, a challenge or warning. Sir Hand gestures toward Eugene, a challenging look on his face. Eugene meets it with a determined stare. Eugene's resolve is clear, though Sir Han remains unconvinced. It's been 300 years. Great, isn't it? Ahem ahem. Your reputation precedes you, Eugene. Many years ago and recently, your performance at the blood succession ritual was famous. In there, it's hard to distinguish right from wrong. Master requests a recommendation for Black Magic Tower, despite your doubts. Sir Taijin seems reluctant but prepared to comply. Master's interest in Red Magic Tower puzzles Sir Taijin. He questions the wisdom of such a move, yet respects his superior's judgment. Sir Taijin hesitates, glancing between Master and Acreon, his doubts barely concealed. Sir Taijin hesitates, glancing at Master and then back to Acreon, his unease palpable. Sir Taijin looks conflicted, his eyes flickering between Acreon and Master as if weighing a difficult decision. Even with his natural talent, he couldn't shake the feeling of being given a taste of inadequacy. Eugene's gaze turns to a unicorn, its heart a symbol of power and magic. Eugene's eyes narrow at the mention of stopping Iode's experiment, a hint of determination in his gaze. Eugene contemplates, his expression growing stony. Taking a monster's heart is indeed the easiest path, yet it feels impure. Eugene's expression hardens, eyes narrowing as he considers his options. The path before him is clear, yet tainted. Eugene clenches his jaw, the path to 5-star status daunting yet clear. Eugene's determination shines through his resolve to master Vermouth's creation. You were 30 fucking... We have until midnight. Can't you hurry? The Pentagon's public bank will just let them sell it to the next bidder if we're not in by then. No card? Make one. A black account? If you wish to create a private account, is there any chance? They said it's a chance to see a giant's testicles in real life. It's a chance too good to pass up, they claimed. Insanity, he muses. He knew it was a chance to see something bizarre, but not this. Let's go, he says, though doubt flickers briefly. Gargus learned of the white flame method, but remains curious about its differences from the red flame. Hummel, now Eugene, appears puzzled by Gargus's question. Could it be? Perhaps? What? There's something unnatural about this. Purple hair? Looking light? That mana. The color is caused by tremendous power? Senya's expression shifts, a mix of surprise and warmth as Scar exclaims affectionately. Senya tilts her head, curiosity evident as she considers Scar's request. Senya raises an eyebrow, clearly skeptical of Scar's claims. She demands Scar to stop with the nonsense. She shakes her head, disbelief clear in her expression. Magic swirls, forming a ghostly figure before him. The tension builds as Senya's accusation looms, unspoken but heavy. Vermouth's expression darkens, resolve hardening as the truth sinks in. The revelation of a dark truth looms, pushing Vermouth towards an unknown destiny. Senya discovers something, confirming her suspicions about Murdain. Senya confirms Murdain's survival, her voice steady but serious. Senya's voice is firm, leaving no room for doubt about Murdain's fate. Senya's questions linger, each one more pressing than the last. Senya's questions hint at a complex situation, leaving her uncertain and troubled. Senya's questions linger, leaving Eugene to ponder her intentions and past actions. Eugene stands firm, ready to face whatever comes next. Eugene looks determined, but his question hints at unease. Vermouth's urgency suggests something significant is about to unfold. Eugene's curiosity hints at doubts, while Vermouth's persistence suggests a critical matter. Eugene's tone is firm, but Vermouth remains insistent, the tension between them palpable. Eugene nods, then raises an eyebrow, clearly not amused by Vermouth's persistence. Eugene's gaze hardens, hinting at the frustration simmering beneath his calm exterior. Eugene's eyes narrow as he points out the limitations of his family's magic training method. Eugene looks skeptical, emphasizing his point with a firm nod. His family's limitations are clear, but the main line's method remains untouched. Eugene shakes his head, his skepticism clear. The method remains exclusive to the main family's core, despite their efforts. Eugene shakes his head, clearly dismissive. No need, he mutters. Bastard. Eugene shrugs. Nice, he says, clearly unimpressed. The tower seems eager to offer him something soon. Eugene's eyes narrow as he reads the text, clearly skeptical. Final magic text, he mutters. Eugene's gaze shifts, scrutinizing the text with renewed interest. Final magic text, he mumbles, clearly intrigued. Senya's final magic text reveals its power, breaking down mana with a mere touch under moonlight. More won't hurt, Eugene thinks, his eyes narrowing in determination. Though he can still fragment mana, it won't break down as much with this tiny piece. Let's give it a try. He needs to push his mana further, beyond its limits. This method will be crucial for his new power. Eugene steps into his room, curious about the strange vibrations and explosions coming from within. Sir insists Eugene must complete a chore for the Red Magic Tower, despite his protests. Eugene stammers, clearly uncomfortable and on edge. Sir looks concerned but persistent. Eugene fidgets, his voice barely above a whisper as he tries to recall what he was doing before being interrupted. Sir persists, clearly concerned but determined to get an answer. And what kind of magic training is this? The walls and floors are all cracked, yet he's still being tested. Something feels off about this setup. Eugene's voice is steady, yet his surroundings tell a different tale of chaos and neglect. The walls are cracked, floors uneven, as if forgotten in some training gone wrong. Eugene's mana flows with newfound power, reshaping the magic circle before him. Eugene's mana pulses, creating a perfect circle of light. His movements are fluid and precise. Eugene focuses intently, his hands moving with practiced precision. Mana begins to disperse, forming a small fireball that he aims carefully. Eugene acknowledges Vermouth's arrival, his focus unwavering. Vermouth expresses concern for Eugene's training intensity. Eugene acknowledges Vermouth's presence, his focus unwavering. Vermouth remains concerned about Eugene's rigorous training. Eugene looks at Vermouth, his expression serious. Vermouth's concern lingers, though she tries to hide it. Eugene's tone is serious, his words carrying weight. Vermouth listens intently, her expression a mix of concern and determination. Eugene suggests visiting Abram, hoping Vermouth shares his curiosity. Vermouth considers, her expression thoughtful. Eugene looks thoughtful. Vermouth considers his suggestion carefully. And them, these orders are unreasonable, yet they do not obey the Tower Masters or swear loyalty to the royal family. It seems they have their own agreement with Aeroth. The Mage Parliament remains divided, each faction holding its own stance against Aeroth's influence. Free people are recommended to disagree with you being here, Akron. Sir Eugene will gain recognition if he succeeds. Don't be too nervous, though. Good luck. Sir Eugene nods gratefully, though his expression remains composed. Captain Lionheart addresses the group, his tone steady yet commanding. Captain Lionheart reads through a list of magic towers, his expression growing more serious with each name. Captain Lionheart's eyes narrow as he reads the names, his expression growing more grim. Edgar Gyron, the successor in line for Mage Guild Master, has finally been named Aeroth's heir. His rise is long awaited and hard fought. Eugene acknowledges his position as a genius successor, yet he remains uncertain about his path. He knows whispers of his potential but senses challenges ahead. Eugene wonders if his newfound abilities are enough to match expectations. Balancing genius with youth, he questions his path forward. Eugene contemplates his next steps, aware of the Magic Tower Master's expectations. He wonders if he can measure up to the legacy of the Lionheart family. Eugene acknowledges the Magic Tower Master's expectations, knowing he must prove himself to this audience. The Master seems skeptical but willing to give him a chance. DQNN signals the start, but what will he reveal? The audience watches with bated breath. Momentum shifts as DQMN begins his ritual, separating cores to form a new circle. He didn't use a single core directly. Instead, he combined multiple cores to form a new circle. He has mastered mana management, but it's not enough to form a circle yet. He has surpassed mana management, but still struggles to cast complex spells without incantations. He switched to a different magic spell, casting it smoothly without any incantation. He asks, challenging her to match his spell and sword work simultaneously. Vermouth's challenge hangs in the air, waiting for Eugene to meet it. Eugene's concentration grows taut, mirroring Vermouth's steady anticipation. His magic circle remains stable, functioning as intended. Sir Eugene will lead the discussion, indicating his authority and knowledge. Sir Eugene's authority is undisputed as his subordinates seek his guidance once more. Park Young-yul questioned Sir Eugene's progress, insisting he hasn't received any guidance outside his own studies. Sir Eugene has made remarkable progress, surpassing expectations without any external help. The Red Magic Tower texts alone have given him a deep understanding of magic. Is it possible for someone to learn so much on their own? The great hero Vermouth's genius is in question, with doubts lingering about Eugene Lionheart's true abilities and origins. Master's doubts linger as he questions whether Eugene truly inherited Vermouth's genius, or if his abilities are just a show of potential. The unity of mana, displayed so precociously, surprises even the seasoned magicians. Master Acreon considers Eugene's potential, acknowledging his youth but praising his genius. He questions whether it's wise to rush, given the boy's raw talent. Master Acreon ponders Eugene's potential, his eyes narrowing thoughtfully. He acknowledges the boy's raw talent but wonders if it's wise to rush. Master Acreon contemplates Eugene's future, his gaze thoughtful but guarded. He acknowledges the young Lionheart's potential, though he questions whether rushing him is wise. Master Acreon mulls over Eugene's future, his expression reflecting both potential and caution. He acknowledges the young Lionheart's talent, but wonders if rushing him is wise. Master Acreon speaks of Eugene's future, hinting at the challenges ahead for the young Lionheart. Master Acreon's words carry weight, hinting at Eugene's uncertain future within the Lionheart family. Time pressures loom large as the succession ritual draws near. Even the great potential of Arath has been added support by the 6th rate from 300 years ago. What do you mean, yours alone? Your praise seems heaped on him as well. His laughter rings out mocking. Besides, your words carry weight. The Demon King of Incarceration's contract occupied with his own affairs. I'm just curious if he holds any influence over Mud's business. His laughter trails off, replaced by a contemplative silence. The Demon King of Incarceration's influence remains questionable. He shifts his attention, clearly uncomfortable with the direction of conversation. His apology seems genuine, but laced with hidden intent. He proposes boating, suggesting a casual approach despite his unease. The idea of a longer discussion bores him, hinting at hidden urgency. I agree with granting Aigin Lionheart entry into Acreon. Tension builds as Aigin Lionheart awaits the decision of the Academy's council. The Royal Acreon Library, its floors crammed with texts of varying values. Walls left behind by many legendary mages contain the history of magic. Kid glances at the museum section, clearly unimpressed. Sienna's texts should be on floors 12. The best spiritualist of this time, El Haya, signed 2 contracts simultaneously with 2 spirit kings for the first time in history. So we had a vote, yes? If we had taken days, just voted and moved on, didn't we? Normal magic versus spiritual magic, she's considered one of the greatest, even without unanimous agreement. Acreon firmly states his disagreement, while 5 others agree to allow entry into the original wooden park. Da Pianchan suggests Jun-Yul as a candidate for it. Agreement is reached, but with some reluctance. The majority's decision carries weight, though not everyone is pleased. She remains neutral, though her face betrays a hint of exasperation as she looks at their disapproving expressions. He nods, agreeing. Did you see how they voted? He shakes his head, suggesting disagreement will continue elsewhere. Huh? Unexpected, he told you. Changed his mind. Disagree at first, then agreed. His expression shifts quickly from contempt to agreement. He seems irritated, maybe even more than he lets on. His tone suggests he's holding back. He firmly states his disagreement, eyes narrowing at the rejection. Something about their decision angers him deeply. He asks why, his tone sharp and full of frustration. The sword on his hip, once a symbol of pride, now feels like a mockery. He demands an answer, his voice tinged with disbelief and frustration. Why won't they lend it to me? He continues. Why do they have to act like this? It's a windstorm sword. Why won't they lend it to me? He sighs. Why won't they lend it to me? He knows the King of Wind Spirits hasn't come for a day at most. The negotiations will take no longer either, given his importance. The sole key to unlocking it may be here, but might as well try and see what she proposes. She hesitates, then finally nods. If you let her in, she might offer something valuable. She hesitates, then nods slowly. If you let her in, she might offer something valuable. She sighs, clearly reluctant but nodding slightly. If you let her in, she might offer something valuable. She hesitates, then nods slightly. On the first day you toured her mansion, you met a friend from Murdain Square. He's clearly frustrated, emphasizing each word with a hint of mockery. He nods, his frustration clear in every word, emphasizing the door's uncooperative nature with a hint of mockery. He wanted to find her, but now on his hands. The shock when she arrives could leave a very strong first impression. First time, Hu-Hu, coming across part of the truth for the first time. Why? With you? You might. Maybe you should take a diaper, Eugene. Have fun, Eugene. May your next steps lead you to answers. Eugene's eyes widen as he steps into Senya's hall, realizing the gravity of his new surroundings. Welcome to Senya's hall, Eugene. The weight of your new life presses heavily on you. Senya's familiar presence is sensed, but Eugene remains wary. Senya's familiar voice seems hesitant, unsure if Eugene recognizes her presence. Senya's familiar queries linger in the air, waiting for an answer. Eugene contemplates her, trying to piece together this new reality. You're right. It's not just synced with Acreon and left. You just entered a system where familiar spirits are registered on the first floor. All times you've entered are synced with Acreon's magic system. Eugene looks puzzled and slightly wary. His question hints at his confusion about Senya's spirit form. Eugene seems uncertain, his gaze shifting between Senya and her spirit form. He wonders aloud about the purpose behind this creation. Eugene looks puzzled, Senya's spirit form standing alongside him. He wonders aloud about the creation's purpose, hinting at the complex magic at play. Eugene looks bewildered, questioning Senya about the ritual's purpose and legality. Senya's magic created this body, giving it a soul like any other living being. He wonders, original, wooden horse? That question lingers in the air, unspoken yet pressing. Witchcraft is a life-giving, life-consuming art. That's the essence of magic Madame Senil spent her whole career perfecting. It's books, retired and low, the magic that Senya, but how is it a book before she finished right intermediate text split into 3 parts? He clearly doesn't understand Senya's magic. Of course he wouldn't. Senya's attitude shines through, a mix of pride and condescension. Her grin suggests she relishes in her superior position. Madame Senya's tone shifts, becoming more refined and elegant as she speaks of her transformation. Her smile now appears less frequent but more impactful. Hamel questions Vermouth about her magic, seeking understanding but finding none. Madame Senya's purpose here is to protect this hall, Hamel learns, managing its orders for 2 centuries. It's a game of magic, he learns. Spending his life reading spells felt like mere child's play. Eugene sighs, clearly frustrated by Madame Senya's retirement and the hall's current state. He questions how things came to this, hinting at deeper mysteries. Eugene shakes his head, clearly frustrated by the hall's management and Madame Senya's retirement. He believes there must be more to it than meets the eye. Madame Senya's retirement is more than a simple matter, Eugene concludes. There's something hidden in her departure. Madame Senya's retirement, Eugene muses, hides more than meets the eye. The high and low parts of her craft, donated to Acreon, suggest secrets tucked away. Eugene's gaze shifts from Madame Senya to Vermouth, his interest piqued by their cryptic conversation. Sir Vermouth and Madame Senya discuss their lack of meetings with Vermouth's friends from Helmut, focusing on the Lionheart family records. Sir Vermouth calls Senya a moron, expressing frustration over not meeting with his friends from Helmut. Senya retorts that coming back was not sociable and only to establish connections. Sir Vermouth calls Senya a moron, accusing her of talking behind his back about Madame Anise as his companion. Hamel's words sting, leaving Senya speechless yet furious. She clenches her fists, refusing to back down. Hamel's tone is laced with disdain, cutting deeply into Senya's composure. She clenches her jaw, struggling to maintain her poise despite his barbs. Vermouth's comments cut Senya like a blade, leaving her silent and composed. Portrait is a lie. This portrait is fake. The smile in it matches the one in her conversations with Madame Senya, yet she never smiled like that. She asks why, when he held Madame Senya, he never once mentioned her personality in their conversations. Why is this important? She wonders if he always wears that sad expression, or if even his smile is a lie. A smile is better left unseen, she thinks, than a sad one that everyone will see. She still prefers her smile to be real. Madame Senya's request for a portrait reveals more than she intended. She continues, her tone firm yet filled with unspoken sorrow. Sorry to cross that line. Right, don't do it again. Determined to be taken seriously, he growls at his diminutive size. Yet, having lived for 200 years, he won't be treated like a child. He grumbles about Senya's hall, his tone hinting at frustration with the magic equipment there. Eugene clenches his fists, determination building as he considers Senya's hall and its limitations. Magic staff made from a 1,000-year-old tree holds great power. Acacia Forest's magic staff, recognized by elves as a powerful artifact. Its origins and significance are yet to be fully understood. Madame Senya wonders aloud, seeking confirmation about her unique status among elves and half-elves. Madame Senya ponders her origin, unsure of her true heritage among elves and half-elves. Madame Senya contemplates her place among the elves, unsure if she truly belongs. The elven magic recognizes her talent but questions her true heritage. Madame Senya examines the staff, her curiosity piqued by its unique origins. Not all trees can claim such a distinction. That used acacia and, in the world, a dragon heart. Right, there are only 2 magic staves with a dragon heart as an ingredient. Madame Senya's must be one of them. The Blood Mary staff, held by one of the Dark Mages, carries significant power and history. Count Edmund of Helmud, the incarceration king, his reign lasted 300 years. Belial, Elish, was once his subordinate, Blood Mary's owner. That demon king, he was the one who killed me. The fight was incomparably difficult compared to others. The demons here are no ordinary foes. Their strength surpasses even the mightiest of incarceration's minions. 3 of them were especially strong, particularly the one with the shield that sustained a serious injury. Can I hold it? Of course, in my chest. Acacia recognizes Madame Senya as its new owner, but no one else does. The magic within remains dormant for now. Really? The mana isn't responding to anyone but Madame Senya, is it? Thought swirls in his mind as he pours mana into Acacia, even as it resists recognition of anyone but Madame Senya. Maybe you must really like it, liking her. That bastard Madame Senya. I wouldn't call I'd be recognized by Acacia's apparition. She just likes his things, old stories. And you were talking about her, liar. Your eyes super focused whenever she's around. Really? Then you'll like that book, too. Mouth's Great Adventures. Warlord Vermouth praises his own exploits, though he's forgotten much since Eugene was born. Madame Senya seemed reluctant to discuss the Helmut incident. So, this book is about legends? Not that one, because I fucking dislike that damn book. Though it's useless, this book's author was some nobody. Today, versions make Sir Hamel look different from how he really was. Hamel argues, challenging Vermouth's portrayal in the book. He argues, his frustration evident in every word. If you call him a fool, did Anise really write this? He looks confused, then exasperated as he repeats the previous insult. This too? The accusation continues, leaving him no room to respond. This is a bitter accusation, leaving Vermouth with no easy response. Madame Senya extracted and left personally these memories, but they are not real colleagues like portraits might suggest. Middle is but a bitter truth. Moralizing next to him, Anise smiles enigmatically. The comparison is clear yet unsettling. Mental comparisons, Senya extracts memories, leaving only one. Hamel's appearance stands out among colleagues, yet he's gone. Insane, good-looking, a wild beast, not talking about that old man Hamel, of course he's good-looking too. I'm just saying, Hamel's good looks are common knowledge, right? Eugene looks up at the floor notes, puzzled by Senya's meticulous research. His curiosity grows as he realizes how much work she put into her plans. Eugene flips through notes, his curiosity piqued by Senya's detailed research. He wonders if these insights could help him understand the magic better. Eugene examines a note, contemplating how Senya's method could enhance his magic. Eugene reads through the notes, contemplating Senya's method for simplifying magic techniques. He wonders how this could change his approach to casting spells. Eugene considers Senya's method, wondering how it might transform his magical abilities. He apologizes for any confusion, promising it will be clearer soon. Witchcraft isn't just about reading, it's about understanding and injecting your mana into the book. Just listen to me, Eugene. Eugene looks puzzled, eyes wide as he listens intently to Vermouth's instructions. What's she talking about this time? Another magic circle? He contemplates her explanation, struggling to reconcile it with his reality. It feels like a nightmare, yet he's strangely trapped. He feels utterly overwhelmed, lost in a sea of raw mana. He struggles to maintain control, mana swirling around him like a tempest. He feels the mana surge, overwhelming and uncontrolled. He had nothing left, and the surge of mana only emphasized his powerlessness. The Academy's dismissive tone grows colder, hinting at Hamel's bleak future. Sir Eugene's performance is already causing a stir, with even seasoned Magic Tower masters reacting wildly to his raw talent. Shit themselves after just foaming at the mouth, his reaction is unprecedented. He struggles to form coherent thoughts, his mind reeling from the bizarre conversation. He has difficulty understanding Madame Senya's explanation, finding it both fascinating and baffling. The 9 circles method of magic remains unclear, though he senses its complexity. She managed to cross the limit she intended, setting a new standard for circle magic. Therefore, witchcraft can be a delicate art, requiring precision and control. A single drop of mana can make all the difference, but few have been able to break past the 9th circle's limit. She explained that the Eternal Hole can be used with ease, not realizing the complexity behind it. The 9th circle Hellfire is a perfect drive for magic, more powerful and easier to manipulate than anything before. Hamel wonders aloud, questioning Vermouth's actions and capabilities. He seems puzzled by Madame Senya's achievements, implying she has surpassed even Anise in power. Hamel questions Vermouth's strategies, puzzled by her methods and achievements. He wonders aloud why they didn't try to fight the Demon King directly. Hamel looks skeptical, challenging Vermouth with a raised eyebrow. Hamel is clearly skeptical, his skepticism evident in his tone and the raised eyebrow. Vermouth stands firm, confident in her reasoning. Hamel's skepticism is palpable, though he keeps his tone cool. Vermouth remains resolute, her confidence unwavering. Hamel's skepticism lingers, though he holds back his doubt. Vermouth remains firm, her confidence unwavering. Vermouth's confidence shines through, but Hamel remains skeptical, hinting at unresolved doubts. Vermouth's confident smile hints at a deal in the making. Vermouth suggests a staff to simplify mana control for Eugene. Sir Eugene seems taken aback by Vermouth's offer, his expression a mix of surprise and skepticism. Sir Eugene hesitates, his brow furrowing as he considers Vermouth's unexpected offer. Sir Eugene's face hardens as he retorts, clearly unimpressed. Sir Eugene's tone remains firm as he counters, showing no wavering. Sir Eugene's tone hardens as he demands trust, emphasizing his determination. Sir Eugene emphasizes his demand, leaving no room for argument. The boy's hesitant response hints at reluctance and uncertainty. Sir Eugene's tone leaves no doubt, he is firmly resolved. The boy hesitates, clearly wary of the deal. Sir Eugene insists, leaving no room for disagreement. The boy considers, weighing his options carefully. Sir Eugene's determination is evident, leaving no doubt about his resolve. The boy hesitates, knowing the implications of what he's considering. Sir Eugene remains silent, contemplating the offer before him. Sir Vermouth, standing nearby, watches intently, his expression unreadable. Sir Eugene remains silent, considering Sir Vermouth's offer. Sir Vermouth watches intently, his expression unwavering. Sir Vermouth's offer seems to frustrate Sir Eugene, who remains silent, clearly torn between acceptance and rejection. Sir Eugene hesitates, clearly conflicted. Sir Vermouth's offer remains open, waiting for a response. Sir Eugene looks skeptical, his brow furrowed as he questions Sir Vermouth's offer. Sir Eugene's skepticism thickens as he processes Sir Vermouth's claim about the cape's magical properties. Sir Eugene's skepticism deepens as he contemplates Sir Vermouth's claim about the cape's advanced defense magic. Sir Eugene's skepticism grows, though he remains silent, questioning Vermouth's claims about the cape's magical properties further. Sir Eugene's skepticism is clear, though he holds back his doubts, muttering under his breath. Sir Eugene hesitates, clearly torn between his doubts and the practicality of another option. He agrees reluctantly, choosing to seek advice from the Patriarch. Sir Eugene considers his options, clearly conflicted. He reluctantly agrees to seek advice from the Patriarch for a solution. Great. Immediate carriage calls, better yet at night. Food tastes wow, but the view tops it off. No need to burden you with it tonight. He hesitates, then continues, have to ask the Patriarch for permission? What's at stake? Crow and Wineda discuss, clearly unresolved about lending matters. He just said for Melkith to borrow Winad, but a supervisor is needed. Lionheart's influence is clear, yet there are still formalities to observe. Darkness raises an eyebrow, questioning the suggestion. Lionheart remains nonchalant, shrugging it off with a casual, it's cool. Darkness appears taken aback by Lionheart's suggestion, while Lionheart grins confidently. Kion agrees, hinting at the complexity of their situation. They have Lionheart's guardians? Many names. Hounds, right? The guardians of Heart's Black Lions hold family rules. Kion's words about the Lion Knight's strict adherence hint at deeper complexities in their role and loyalty. Anyone of the Lionheart family can apply to the Black Lion Knight Order. If you're skilled enough, you can prove your loyalty and earn a place among them. The names of the Lionheart Guardians are inscribed in history, yet only a select few join the Black Lion Knight Order. The Black Lion Knight Order resides in Lee's mansion. Few from the family join, and even Guillard isn't among them. 4 years of peace haven't seen their numbers grow. The Black Lion Knight Order stands behind them, their presence a reminder of loyalty and strength. Eugene wonders how formidable these knights truly are, the Senate's favored allies. The entrance to the Senate is grand, yet Eugene senses a hint of mockery among its members. What a pretentious entrance! The boy hesitates, clearly surprised by Vermouth's unexpected appearance and comment. You shouldn't order me around, and I don't like how the main family suppresses the branch families. The Black Lion Knight, the sneaky Senate, none of them earn my respect. Winedad is not impressed and challenges Eugene to prove himself, warning that disrespect could bring consequences. Winedad's voice carries a mix of amusement and disapproval as he challenges Eugene further. He warns him to be cautious, hinting at possible consequences if Eugene doesn't measure up. Eugene clenches his fists, realizing the stakes are higher than ever. The tension mounts as Ciel stands, ready for whatever comes next. Ciel appears, startling the subject of their sudden presence. Ciel has arrived, catching the subject off guard. Eugene's resolve hardens, driven by Ciel's sudden appearance. Eugene's voice cuts through the air, full of urgency and surprise. There's time, so let's get started. For now, plenty of topics to cover. It hasn't even been that long since you last saw him. He scrutinizes, trying to place the presence before him. He recognizes the mage's technique, but something feels off about this weapon choice. And yet, a mage, behind Winedad's back? It makes sense for Iode's problem to involve more than meets the eye. A mage's presence adds another layer to Iode's problem, raising questions about hidden allies or enemies. The mage's presence hints at a strategic shift, adding uncertainty to Iode's situation. Neither fighter, considering a mage, has it really been 20 years? Her outfit suggests she's trained for spear combat. Red Matic Towermaster struggles to recall, then nods slowly. Really? That you're Eugene Lionheart? Now, right? She nods slowly, her expression unreadable as she confirms his identity. Eugene Lionheart, she says, a hint of surprise in her voice. Hamel looks confused, tilting his head as he hears the term Grand Aunt. He's clearly unsure about this revelation. This must be Melkith, Giard's aunt. At her age, she looks much younger than expected. Someone so influential traveled this far for a reason. Inside is cold, the wind howling outside. Let's talk. Carmen Lionheart entered the Night Order, becoming its third captain. She stayed at the main residence, not marrying, despite being the younger sister of the previous patriarch. Nathan Palago Lionheart, a branch family mage and vice-captain of the 3rd Legion, enters the discussion. His presence adds weight to their conversation, hinting at potential alliances or conflicts. Is that it for the deal with Melkith today? Eugene gets to keep the Cape of Darkness for each sword we need. Yes, Eugene has prepared the contract detailing the terms. What would happen if Winnie Dead, Eugene's prized artifact, were destroyed? The terms are steep. Windstorm Sword Winnie is a rare artifact, Eugene learns. Its value can't be measured in money alone. Eugene considers Winniead's value, wondering aloud if money can truly compensate. Eugene considers Winniead's offer, but hesitates to put his life on the line for a mere transaction. Mistakes like breaking control, you'll make an amateur. Winnie clearly expects something from Eugene, but is uncertain if he should ask outright. Eugene's tone is firm, leaving no doubt about his intentions. Winnie senses a shift in the dynamics but remains wary. Lady Carmen's tone is firm as she outlines her expectations for a meeting. Winnie listens warily, sensing the gravity of the discussion to come. Sir Giard raises an eyebrow, his tone cautious as he speaks of Aroth's laws and dark mage matters. Sir Giard's expression remains stern as he continues to discuss Aroth's laws with Lady Carmen, his tone suggesting a heated debate is brewing. And why have you never seen fit to carry a proper pocket watch? Gonna smoke it around such a heavy cigar? It's inconvenient. Hamel's rebirth as Eugene raises questions about his future path and the political machinations at play. It will take much time to contract with the king and use Winnie. What are you going to do about it? He agrees to retrieve the cape, acknowledging the time it will take. 2 months is a long wait. What a nice design indeed. The collar's symbol stands out, a flaw in its design. The lion's main color is debated, as white or ashed hues are considered. It evokes the white flame method, though it should match the flames more closely. She insists, give it to her. The knight agrees, suggesting the black lion's main color would be more fitting for the design. She hesitates, clearly uncomfortable with the idea but willing to try. He nods, unsure if this is a good or bad decision. She hands over the collar, her fingers lingering slightly. He takes it, his thoughts racing. He steps back, examining the collar with a critical eye. Not bad, but it could be better with more lion decor. CL's cape is lent out, and Eugene seems pleased with the decision. He looks forward to their next step together. Eugene seems determined, ready to move forward with their plan. Nina's suggestion strikes CL as peculiar, though she seems eager to discuss it further. CL and Nina banter back and forth, neither willing to concede on the bunny ears topic. Hamel, now as Eugene, looks taken aback by Nina's sudden appearance and her insistence on coming along. He clearly resists, but can't shake the feeling that this might not be so easy to avoid. Eugene resists, but Nina's determination is clear. He can't shake the feeling he's walking into trouble. Eugene looks conflicted, knowing Nina's persistence will likely lead to trouble. Hera's name surprises Eugene, hinting at a connection he's unaware of. Her insistence confounds him, as if she has something important to reveal. Eugene hesitates, clearly conflicted about his mother's arrangement. Hera's insistence hints at a significant reveal to come. Eugene continues to protest, his frustration clear. Lady Carmen remains firm, unwilling to budge on her plans. Lady Carmen's resolve is unwavering, leaving Eugene with no choice but to continue his protest. He speaks highly of your skills in the flame rituals. Iode inquired about Lady Theonis's intentions, hinting at a new mage training opportunity that might challenge Eugene's status within the family. Iode suggests they find a good restaurant, noting Eugene's hunger and curiosity about Lady Theonis's plans. Iode continues, but it won't be as good as the food back home. Eating out is more about the atmosphere than just the flavor. He had nothing left to say, yet they expected answers. The Academy's silence spoke volumes. Gebed's contract with a dark mage seems fruitless, yet he still pursued it out of desperation. His lineage might be direct, but his efforts to tap into dark magic appear futile or misguided. He could have died without reincarnating, but he wanted to earn the power to change the situation by any means necessary. What do you think involving in this? Noelle Isabella wasn't the Night Witch Queen. Balzac and Lubeth exchanged a wary glance, unsure of each other's intentions in this unfolding situation. I feel the situation makes more sense, though it doesn't ease my frustration at all now. While showing cooperation on this matter, I still think you're behind some scheme. Apologizing won't be enough in every way possible. I demand plenty of respect and truth. But what does earning a dark mage's respect have to do with any of this? Lady Carmen has something to say about a dark mage's respect, but what exactly? Lady Carmen speaks of respect, but her tone suggests it comes with conditions. Hammel's new identity is a source of both gratitude and concern. Lady Carmen's tone is cold and calculating, as if testing Hammel's resolve. There's no room for doubt in her eyes. Lady Carmen's gaze remains piercing, her voice unyielding as she challenges Hammel's claims. Lady Carmen's challenge hangs in the air, unyielding and direct. Hammel stands firm, his resolve unwavering despite the tension. Hammel's voice is steady, but his eyes betray a flicker of desperation. Lady Carmen's accusation looms heavy in the silence that follows. Hammel pleads for understanding, but Lady Carmen remains unmoved. I don't wish to cause. Your head needs to stay on your shoulders. But it's worth considering that someone from the Lionheart family wants to harm the main line's prestige. Though it's neat, some suspicion lingers. Speculation can't be easily covered up. She corrects him, her tone firm yet measured. He denies any misstep, though his expression betrays a hint of unease. She shakes her head, clearly unconvinced. He persists, his voice growing more insistent. His argument hangs in the air, unspoken yet heavy. If you insist, their soul will be claimed. His Majesty demands incarceration for the Demon King, having taken action already. He shakes his head, a faint trace of defiance in his voice. Let's go back. The journey to finish what they started continues. Eugene looks uncertain as he faces a formal figure, clearly in a position of authority. The warning is sharp and unambiguous. Lady Carmen has a stern expression, her tone leaving no room for argument. The only person who can control her actions and desires is herself. DGMN Daption, Park Chung-il script, Ki Kai Kai original, Wooden Horse. Truth is, I suspect you think the master position at Amelia Merwin's Dark Magic Tower belongs to someone who envies Vermouth's power. Well, years have passed, either Vermouth's enemies or Nahama's. Did this war start because Amelia Merwin's dark mages wish to break free? Suspicious indeed. Keel's warning lingers, hinting at a looming conflict. Tarath must be secured first, or Keel will surely act to prepare for war. Kion's thoughts swirl, weighing possibilities. So, you think Amelia Merwin might be behind this? It could explain a lot. Keon's gaze hardens, his expression unreadable. He considers his allies and enemies alike. If we had overlooked Balzac earlier, this wouldn't have happened. That's concerning. Iode's presence will be closely monitored. Of course, they won't attack again. A Black Lion will watch over him. Scion will also keep an eye on Theonis' residence. It has already been compromised. He shouldn't have any illusions of safety. Iode will use magic again, likely to get in touch with Theonis. His love for magic might be his downfall. Why did he get into dark magic? Something troubling him, perhaps? The tension builds as Iode's presence looms, unspoken threats hanging in the air. I'll see you, Eugene. Sorry, order? Eugene Lionheart. What do you think about joining the 2nd Division? The Black Lion Knight's captain subordinate. Position is empty. Goodbye. Thank you for the offer, but I will have to refuse it right away. But if you want, I can recommend you for a position elsewhere in the White Magic Tower. Master hasn't said anything about the White Magic Tower, leaving Eugene uncertain and on edge. Eugene's gaze shifts, his thoughts clearly elsewhere as he contemplates Vermouth's absence. This sequence of letters hints at hidden meaning or a coded message, building uncertainty. Damn, Tempest's message is cryptic, leaving more questions than answers. 2, and I'm not even sure if it makes sense. World, I definitely sent my message, but there's no reply. Oh great, with me. I am Melkith Hurricanes, King of Wind Spirits. Form a contract, Spirits, Master of Elhaya, ask you to. Contractee seems hesitant, perhaps sensing the weight of what's being proposed. Tempest hesitates, unsure of what to make of this new development. The greatest spirit to appear in front of me. I said, come out. Ha! The hurricane's fury echoes through the air, a powerful gust nearly knocking the spirit back. The hurricane's fury intensifies, its voice echoing a warning that cannot be ignored. A wish he has not been able to forget. DQMN. Adaption, Park Chung-il script, Ki Kai original, Wooden Horse. Eugene's eyes widen in disbelief. His voice trembles as he questions the impossible passage of time and contract fulfillment. Eugene's voice is laced with disbelief and anger. There's no need to, Tempest. What's the point of asking when you already know the answer? Lady Silence's tone is sharp and commanding, but Eugene's outburst cuts through her authority. Eugene's voice trembles with disbelief and anger. Lady Silence looks taken aback, her expression a mix of shock and irritation. Eugene's voice cracks, his demand laced with frustration and a hint of plea. Lady Silence's eyes widen, her composure faltering. Eugene's voice breaks, heavy with unshed tears. Lady Silence looks uncertain, her expression a mix of surprise and unease. Kamash, the chief of giants, was unbelievably huge. Hundreds of them could crush a town in an instant. The reader, have the army of giants truly been underestimated? Do you think just 1,000 soldiers could stand against hundreds of them? Would the chief's confidence be misplaced if faced with such odds? Vermouth was no longer here, leaving a silent void. They'll face knights who don't care about honor or duty. Vermouth could fight alongside him, but not in a big group. Hamel looks to Vermouth, a mix of resolve and doubt in his eyes. Hamel considers Vermouth's suggestion, nodding slowly before offering his own proposal. Only she could wield its power to stop Kamash. No one else, not even the Demon King's allies, dared challenge her. Kamash's powers faltered, yet the giants showed no mercy. Sanaya wrote this picture book? It's hard to believe such a beautiful, cute creation came from her hands. Such a high praise for her, it's hard to believe such admiration comes from Sania. Such praise is an insult, Sanaya argues, unless it comes with truth. Where are you going to craft again? Sania wonders aloud, hinting at repeated efforts. That's commendable, but you're taking on too much, Eugene. The challenge level suits your abilities just right. Eugene's determination is unyielding, yet his failures continue to mount within Acreon's challenging trials. Eugene contemplates the eternal whole, recognizing its impossible nature for him now. He needs at least a 9th circle or higher to recreate it. Eugene considers rotating a white flame method circle using stars as substitutes. He knows he must create and destroy it repeatedly to increase its power. Hamel explains his mana training method, blending past and present knowledge to enhance its effectiveness. Hamel's mana ripples outward, creating a burst of energy that disperses quickly. Hamel's sword slices through Kamash, leaving a bloody slash across leg and arm. Vermouth watches, nodding approvingly. He scoffs at the cheap mana training method. Hamel's expression shifts from frustration to determination. He marvels at his newfound abilities, realizing just how far he has come. Hamel's eyes widen in astonishment, his voice barely above a whisper as he contemplates the power within him. He can sense the infinite possibilities now open to him. Eugene's voice trembles with newfound power as he declares his abilities have grown significantly over the years. Eugene Lionheart, now 19, stands in the academy courtyard under a summer sky, his future stretching out before him. Sir Eugene, hungry, aren't you? It's almost time to eat. Eugene hesitates, then rushes back to his studies, muttering about concentration. He pauses, pen in hand, considering each word carefully. Eugene grinds his teeth, clearly frustrated by the tedious revision process. He taps his pen against the parchment, each strike a reminder of his determination to succeed. Eugene pauses, his frustration evident as he taps his pen. Mer quietly glances up, her face a mix of shyness and concern. Mer looks up, her voice hesitant as she asks if Eugene should kill someone. Eugene's frustration is palpable as he contemplates her words. Eugene looks frustrated, his gaze shifting away from Mer as he considers her words. Mer's expression remains uncertain, her voice barely audible. Eugene looks puzzled, his brow furrowing as he processes Mer's statement. Eugene contemplates Mer's question, his expression growing more serious with each word. Eugene considers Mer's suggestion, his gaze firm but uncertain. Eugene hesitates, then shakes his head. The prince's admiration only fuels his resolve to prove himself. Eugene hesitates, then shakes his head firmly. The prince's praise only stirs his determination further. Eugene shakes his head, not for fame or recognition. He continues, just to satisfy my own curiosity. Eugene contemplates, but that account, the circle flame, is impossible to replicate. He adds, your white flame method also failed. He pauses, his expression tense as he contemplates his success and its implications. Past life of the circle. That is circle flame method, and exploding the fire like Hamel did in his dose, doesn't flow outside the rotating ring of fire insers Nana within constantly. Mages, rebellion, a 5-star method. Eugene had mastered the Hall of Darkness and helped as his pupil. His thesis took intense scrutiny on the 8th floor. Eugene stands firm, determination etched on his face. His eyes are set on something only he can see, likely a goal far beyond the Academy's halls. Eugene clenches his fists, visibly struggling with his decision. His voice wavers as he questions himself, torn between staying and leaving. You just want to leave? All alone here? Alright, at least you leave, Senya. Goodbyes are hard when you're used to having someone around. Hamel curses repeatedly, clearly agitated. He seems to be addressing his companions, perhaps Senya, with a mix of frustration and defiance. An adult? Of course, perplexed, Hamel wonders aloud, clearly struggling to reconcile his current state with his memories of youth. Hamel acknowledges Senya's behavior, understanding her childlike actions despite his own maturity. He feels a mix of frustration and exasperation, knowing she sometimes speaks as if immature. She's acting just like you. There's no way Madame Senya would behave this way. Imagination runs wild in this picture book based on someone's sayings. About your thesis, will it be finished before summer ends? When will you stop? Are you just trying to provoke? Demonic energy swirls, darkening the air. The words reincarnation loom ominously. What is this Wizarder Aroth's Palace Mage Captain Trumpy wants to see you about? Sir Eugene, are you considering checking over my position at any time? It's obvious the mage troop captain role is still empty. Thanks for your concern, but it might be best if you don't worry about me. Sir Eugene remains calm, yet his tone suggests he's not entirely convinced by his mentor's reasoning. He acknowledges the empty position but questions its necessity. Sir Eugene chuckles lightly, his tone conveying a mix of amusement and deftness in handling the situation. He acknowledges the offer but maintains his composure, hinting at underlying skepticism. Sir Eugene laughs softly, shaking his head as if to clear away unwanted thoughts. He chuckles again, this time more openly, before returning to a composed demeanor. Sir Eugene's soft chuckle hints at hidden amusement, yet his composed expression betrays no hint of what lies beneath. DGM 5th Circle. Disregarding magic spells, your past adaptation, Park Jung-yeol script, Kiki original, Wooden Horse. The force is beyond what even a high-ranking mage could hide. Simply put, it's not yet a circle flame method. In the eternal whole, more advanced magic won't hold itself. Eugene's abilities are truly remarkable, but not yet fully realized. His core strength is growing with each circle he attains. Eugene's core strength is indeed impressive, yet not fully realized. Care must be taken with each advanced circle he attains. Eugene nods, confirming Vermouth's assessment. Vermouth looks expectantly back, waiting for his next move. Eugene looks towards Vermouth, contemplating his next steps. Vermouth remains silent, her expression unreadable. Eugene looks towards Vermouth, his gaze full of determination and unease. Vermouth's expression remains stoic. Eugene looks towards Vermouth, his eyes filled with resolve and a hint of tension. Vermouth remains composed, her expression unreadable. Eugene looks towards Vermouth, his determination clear. Vermouth's expression remains steady, hinting at an unspoken challenge. Eugene glances at Vermouth, his resolve unwavering. Vermouth's expression remains firm, hinting at a challenge to come. Eugene looks determined, his gaze steady despite Vermouth's unyielding expression. The conversation touches on succession and the precariousness of the throne. Eugene's resolve remains firm, though Vermouth's expression hardens further. Though he doubts, Eugene's resolve only strengthens. Vermouth's eyes narrow, her expression unyielding. Did you have any doubts? Your mana alone speaks volumes. Answer me, or consider this a test. He has powers they can't ignore, yet he dismisses it with a shrug. Then, as you know, one is Anacreon, Senna the Witchcraft, and the other two in the series of Wise created 3. Mer said, since when do they have them? Tension builds as Senna's involvement is questioned. Madame Senya gifted us copies, not originals. You'll show me where they are kept. Misunderstand? Even the royals don't know the whereabouts of this witchcraft in the royal palace's treasured storage. King Vermouth asserts his authority, but admits he can't do everything even with it. He hints at the power of witchcraft and the greatest magic text in history. Eugene considers Senya's offer, unsure and cautious. Sir, do you think it's a bad idea? Eugene contemplates Senya's offer, his expression a mix of curiosity and skepticism. Sir, what do you think? Eugene ponders Senya's words, his expression thoughtful but guarded. Thank you for your consideration. Eugene decides to send a letter once his ascension is complete. Eugene ponders Senya's eternal whole, trying to grasp its incompleteness. Eugene studies the incomplete circle, marveling at its complexity yet feeling it falls short of perfection. Aroth is leaving, and Eugene acknowledges it's inevitable. The thesis work is nearly done, but Eugene can't help feeling a twinge of resentment. Eugene acknowledges Aroth's departure, though he can't help but feel a mix of resentment and relief. Eugene nods, visibly uncomfortable. Aroth looks at him keenly, waiting for the explanation. Eugene looks uneasy, shifting his gaze between Aroth and himself. Aroth's warnings carry urgency, yet Eugene listens intently, his expression serious. Eugene listens, his expression grave as Aroth speaks in hushed tones. That's ridiculous. He hasn't been told this many times. He laughs, disbelief clear in his tone. Life was funny. He is Hamel, yet not entirely. The contradiction hangs in the air. Are you serious about this, Park Jung-yeol? It's no joke. He finds it hard to believe, yet those few things make sense. Just 2 years, it's remarkable you managed to learn magic despite the hole in your soul. You're Hamel, foolish yet determined. But if you remember your past and your comrades, you might be able to change things. Your exceptional form could suit you well. Emulate Vermouth, but make it your own. Hamel contemplates his past and present, sensing the unique path ahead. Anis's words about Vermouth and Sienna carry weight, hinting at a complex history. Hamel's rival, Vermouth, survived by taking a demon sword to survive as a slave, at any cost. Hamel faces the brutal reality of his situation, cutting down demons and beasts with ruthless efficiency. Hamel's words mock the legend, revealing his disdain for it. Hamel's words cast doubt on Vermouth's legend, challenging her greatness. Hamel's skepticism lingers, casting doubt on Vermouth's legendary status. The comparison to fairy tales seems misplaced, given Hamel's practical experience. Hamel challenges Vermouth, showing his determination to surpass his rival. Hamel spits out a challenge, his determination clear. Vermouth's smirk remains unyielding. Hamel's challenge rings out, but Vermouth's response is dry and mocking, the tension between them palpable. Hamel's challenge lingers, unmet. Vermouth remains silent, his expression unreadable. Well, your face and personality remind me a lot of Senya. He's questioning her, but there's more to him than meets the eye. He's pondering Senya's fate, his tone grave and serious. Anis and Senya will likely be alive somewhere in this world, but Vermouth might not forgive them easily. He vows to find them all, his resolve unshaken. Huh? Back? You're kidding, right? Yeah, bring Senya too. Don't you miss her, Madame Senya? Don't you think Senya is such a bitch? She's been neglecting me for centuries. You know how much shit she talked about 300 years ago. But, sir? Yeah. Can you, Eugene, take out the thing witchcraft? Referring to me? About you being the foolish in front of the foolish in your past life. Eugene looks at his companions, his voice firm yet laced with a hint of determination as he reveals his past identity. Eugene's eyes remain steady, his resolve unwavering as he speaks his sworn oath to Senya. The truth he speaks will not be hidden. Madame Senya's expression shifts, her eyes narrowing as she hesitates. Madame Senya groans, her face contorting with emotion. She had to relay a harsh truth, one she knew would upset her interlocutor. Madame Senya's voice carries an edge of anger as she questions something deeply troubling. Madame Senya's expression remains tense, her words carrying a weight of unspoken truths. Madame Senya's voice trembles with urgency. The grave of Belial is crucial, yet veiled in mystery. Madame Senya's voice quivers, her urgency palpable as she reveals the fate of Belial's grave. Hamel's soul remains intact, a rare occurrence in such circumstances. Senya might have been involved in it, Hamel surmises, the weight of her disappearance still heavy in his mind. Hamel contemplates Senya's disappearance, his expression troubled. Could she be in a hidden grave? Would people choose such places for significance? Sir Eugene, are you here for a purpose? But I was following your homeland, ignoring you on this matter. Nahama seems genuinely concerned, though she tries to downplay it. Eugene seems troubled, his eyes fixated on something significant in Helmut. He raises a wooden sword, pondering its meaning and purpose. Eugene contemplates the wooden sword, his mind grappling with the implications of demon kings in Helmut. He wonders if another war looms on the horizon. Eugene contemplates the wooden sword, its plainness contrasting with the power of demon kings. Neither incarceration nor incarnation's king enjoys violence, yet both respect the king of ruin. He seems uncertain, perhaps recalling a moment from his past life. He saw something moving in the distance, though he couldn't quite place what it was. Sir Eugene remains silent, his expression unreadable as he considers Anis's suggestion. The others look to him for a decision. Sir Eugene's gaze remains steady, his mind processing Anis's suggestion with a subtle hint of skepticism. The others watch intently, waiting for his response. Sir Eugene remains composed, his eyes narrowing slightly as he considers Anis's words. The atmosphere grows tense among the group. Haha, the voting box favors you, Demon King. Very much wants one of you to be the new ruler. He intends to challenge, but who will he face? Witch Queen Noir, perhaps? He hesitates, wary of the sandstorm that threatens to obscure their vision. She signed a contract with the Demon King. She hands over an envelope, her expression serious. Can I open it? She hesitates, then breaks the seal with a trembling hand. She pleads, her voice barely above a whisper. He pleads for understanding, his voice weak yet sincere. Well, what exactly are you so worried about? So for someone like me, it's not just a little worrying. Treating me like a burden is suspicious, isn't it? Here, it's just flustered. I'm a little uneasy with you. As one human to another, I'm not the only one who feels this way. Please don't misunderstand. I simply wish to build a close relationship with everyone, that's all. He will go, expressing his gratitude but hinting at uncertainty about tomorrow's potential changes. He hesitates, then extends an invitation with genuine warmth. She considers her expression a mix of gratitude and uncertainty about tomorrow's changes. She hesitates, her resolve wavered by tomorrow's uncertain changes. Why did you invite me to this farewell if you don't even know them? Why invite them if you don't know them? You already have your reasons, Eugene. They're just not as talented as you thought. Eugene considers his decision, acknowledging Balzac's invitation with a hint of skepticism. He knows he shouldn't waste time on those from the past. Eugene contemplates Balzac's suggestion, his expression hinting at unease and doubt. Eugene considers Balzac's reasons, his brow furrowing slightly. Eugene contemplates Balzac's transfer, his expression a mix of skepticism and curiosity. Eugene considers Nahama, the desert city, with a mix of skepticism and curiosity. He hesitates, adding a grain of salt to his thoughts. Eugene considers the dangers of Nahama, skeptical but not entirely dismissive. He thinks it would be wise to avoid drawing attention from the Kiel family's assassins operating in those dark places. Eugene tightens his grip on his wooden sword, ready for whatever lies ahead in Nahama. Eugene's resolve hardens, driven by Vermouth's warning about Nahama. It resonates with the temperature, drawing a lot of attention in this desert. Transformation comes with it, making its owner comfortable even in such sweltering heat. He's arrived at his hometown Turath, but the coordinates on his map are locked to the end of Nahama. Amel's hometown, Turath, now part of the devoured Nahama Desert. The unnatural widening marks the encroaching sandstorm, slowly consuming nearby lands. 300 years have changed little in this harsh, unforgiving landscape. Hamel's hometown, Turath, now just a small country in the expanding desert. People can only wonder how this happened. Vermouth's strategy failed, and demons rose to invade Nahama 300 years ago. They should have finished the job 300 years ago. Now they must find Hamel's tomb to uncover the truth. Anis and Sienna exchange looks of concern. Vermouth hovers nearby, determined. Anis mutters under her breath. Season 1 draws to a close, with Vermouth's resolve unshaken. Eugene looks grim, his gaze fixed on the assassins who ambushed them. The situation is tense, and he knows time is running short. It's Hamel's turn to act, or should Vermouth step in? The tomb looms ominously nearby. These traces of battle, who fought here? Senya's name lingers on the earth. The appearance of the strongest foe, MFRWM and ANFUA. The stakes are higher as they face their greatest adversary yet. The stakes are higher as they face their greatest adversary yet. Guy considers the higher, weighing the options before him. He ponders the age ritual, knowing he must soon become an adult. Rituals for coming of age are unusual in this desert tribe, yet he must soon face them himself. Why would a famous Lionheart send boys on such a journey? The reasons remain unclear. Either way, we must follow orders. Regardless of the reason, Kajani Desert awaits. We have no choice but to obey. How can he be as great as they say? He's someone born here running this way. Might think he was just passing through, but we kept our distance so that he wouldn't notice we were following him. He raises binoculars, narrowing his eyes at the unknown figure below. The lion's mane glints in the sunlight, hinting at his distant lineage. Hamel's voice rings out, clear and commanding. The white flame method flares, a glowing testament to his new power. Momentum shifts as Hamel's presence is undeniable, yet his companions remain unaware. He's definitely not here yet, but the tension is building. How did they miss him approaching? Too fast to react, he's coming for us, and it's too late to back off. The better way is towards us. If we get out now, everyone, grab your weapons and valuables. We're going to overpower him and steal a few things, make him think he's got the upper hand. Seeing as he might not notice, their stealth techniques aren't great, but it's better this way. They look like travelers, probably just judging by their clothing. If he can create a sword soul which is stronger than a mere skilled swordsman, he has spent 2 years honing his magic, finding it a joy compared to mundane studies. But I like being. The tension mounts as Hamel's former comrades watch, knowing time is running out. The tension among Vermouth's companions grows, each staring at Eugene with unspoken concerns. Tension builds as Vermouth's companions shift their focus, each silently considering Eugene's sudden change. The accusation in Vermouth's eyes pierces Eugene's soul. Who are you following? Why are you following a bandit nation? I see. Looks like Nahama is in trouble indeed. Hey, can these bandits even use a sword soul? The leader seems pretty weak. Hamel's words carry weight, suggesting an alliance or conflict that could shift the balance of power across the continent. He hesitates, then speaks candidly, revealing something about his position or actions to those around him. His tone is sharp, challenging their assumptions and expectations. Young but the master, he looks like a seasoned soldier. Plus, that bloodthirst. Is it possible for a renowned Lionheart's young member to speak such words? His mouth never fails to surprise. Is it really gone? The doubt lingers, unresolved. The tension in the air intensifies as the young Lionheart contemplates his next move, the weight of expectations heavy on his shoulders. He hesitates, the weight of his family's legacy and expectations pressing down on him. The sword in his hand seems to vibrate with its own will, as if sensing his indecision. He raises his blade, the sand swirling around it. His opponent's form remains hidden. Mana's shield flickers, ready to counter an unseen attack. Will it be magic missiles like before? The mana shield flickers violently, barely holding against an unseen force. He destroys the mana shield with ease, the force of a single magic missile causing shockwaves. He's going to hit with all his might, aiming for the weak point he found earlier. He's going to hit with everything he has, targeting the exact spot from before. You, what an insult, chose not to hit me? He had nothing left, and they knew it. The mockery in his voice carries weight, leaving no doubt about Vermouth's dissatisfaction. That's tough. Better yet, his attacks now match the ferocity of someone with a sword soul after my own. He's pushed hard, but it still isn't easy. His attacks have intensity, yet the fight remains challenging. The tension builds as he sheathes his sword, hinting at a decision that will soon define his path. Why are you sheathing your sword? Are you giving up already? I know, but I'll make you lose now. I have yet to. He knows she won't be able to keep up, but he still advances, the tension palpable. Kick, the sound echoes, crisp and urgent, as if time itself is on edge. Who are you? The question hangs in the air, sharp and challenging. He spits out a challenge, his tone cold and dismissive. Whose orders you're taking? Aren't you going to answer? The tone is sharp, challenging. Tyree al-Madani hesitates, glancing between the others as he searches for a way to phrase his next words carefully. Tyree al-Madani's voice trembles as he speaks, his words urgent yet hesitant. Master, you fucking idiot. Why did you order us to chase Eugene? Tyree al-Madani's voice trembles, urgency and disbelief evident. Tyree al-Madani's voice trembles with urgency. It is also Kajani. He gestures towards the vast sandy expanse ahead. Tyree's voice trails off, leaving an uneasy silence. It's far from here, and the dungeon is located in the Kajani Desert. Hamel needs to deal with a problem in Kajani, regardless of the danger. Hamel pauses, clearly taken aback by Anis's statement. The situation with Kajitan's emir is more complex than he expected. Hamel looks taken aback, his expression a mix of disbelief and concern. Hamel's confusion clear. Vermouth speaks of Kajitan's emir and a treasure stolen to cause chaos. That boy might cause more trouble than he's worth. Not only will he bring shame to my name, but my subordinates might start whispering behind my back. Master Eugene's orders are clear, yet doubt lingers in his mind. The desert wind whispers of betrayal and hidden truths. Rahman checks his position, clearly frustrated by the response. The captain's reply hints at an ongoing disagreement or misunderstanding. Ordo's tone conveys a mix of irritation and disbelief. The captain's response hints at a tense standoff with unresolved tension between them. No way. Are you serious? This is ridiculous. Why would desert mages from KJNL be in the capital? That's absurd. The sudden turn of events baffles the captain. Sorry? A forest turned into desert? He can hardly believe it. The captain's voice rises, growing more frustrated with each word. Impossible. Even if you were right, it still wouldn't happen. But what do you know about the Kajani Desert? You don't want to get involved in its affairs. Hamel wonders if he should enter the Kajani Desert, knowing it will be difficult. He doesn't want to cause trouble for his master. So, you, Emir, I hope you say this with respect toward my master Kajitan. They will show some deference even if they step up to protect him. Emir seems puzzled, his expression a mix of curiosity and concern as he asks about a grave found earlier in the desert. Emir's confusion intensifies as he wonders what Kajian is searching for in the desert, hinting at a possible deception. Emir's disbelief grows as he utters, "It's fake." Emir dismisses the idea, muttering about illusion magic. A fake oasis is a dangerous game to play. We'll have to be cautious. When do you think they might strike? Young Rahman points urgently, his voice tense. You think Master saw it too? A gust of wind, not from an oasis, but a warning? The tension mounts as Gale senses an impending threat, his stance ready for battle. The tension builds as Gale prepares for a fierce confrontation, his focus unwavering. Put Madani, Tyree al-Weapons. Down your person here. Guest, put down your weapons now or face my master's wrath. Kajitan's emir is no challenge if you don't comply. Guest, what? It's no this. For them. Hear me? Did you not, in making things easier for them? Just dogging a Kajitan emir's Rahman, you're a Lionheart family. The Kiel Empire's heir must protect his people, not provoke conflict. But to provoke them? Sorry? You'll have to shut up first so they won't attack. Or should I fight to help the young one first? There are too many of them. Hamel argues with Anis about carrying unnecessary weapons, suggesting a long-standing disagreement. Hamel argues with Anis about carrying extra weapons, suggesting a long-standing disagreement over practicality versus preparation. Anis argues with Anis, emphasizing her point about carrying holy water and weapons. The disagreement shows no sign of easing. Anis argues with Senya, emphasizing her point about carrying holy water and weapons. Senya retorts, accusing Anis of being a moron for not heeding Hamel's advice. Vermouth insists Senya pull out her weapons immediately, not trusting the wagon for their needs. Vermouth taps her foot impatiently, clearly annoyed by Senya's delay. Anis watches with a mix of amusement and exasperation. Hamel argues, his frustration clear. Vermouth stands firm, unyielding in her stance. Vermouth's voice carries firm conviction, leaving no room for argument. Vermouth's determination hardens, signaling a serious lesson to come. Vermouth's expression turns cold, setting a grim tone for what's to come. The Academy's scrutiny intensifies, leaving no doubt about his status. The Academy's disapproving gaze intensifies, leaving no room for error. The Academy's stern look intensifies, leaving Hamel with no choice but to focus even harder. The Academy's disapproving gaze intensifies, leaving Hamel no room for error. Hamel feels a surge of power he's never experienced before, overwhelming and exhilarating. Hamel struggles to contain his newfound strength, feeling it overpower him. He can sense the others looking for a way in. He only has the strength to kill them all. You didn't think he'd need weapons? Plus, he's incredibly adept using various support too. They're here to talk, not fight. And legs, I don't need them to walk. Did you? Cutting off their arms, even if it means screaming in agony, they won't be able to help themselves. An assassin prioritizes obedience over survival. Huh? Going? Are you serious? But why? Do you want to check on them with me? You can't just leave these guys behind like this. You're not serious, are you? I won't be a hindrance. Don't expect me to be very helpful or anything. The ground trembles, foreshadowing a violent summoning yet to unfold. This is magic. An astonishing amount of corpses were used in the summoning, sacrifices on a scale beyond belief. The ground trembles, foretelling a great calamity yet to unfold. Run, young master. The danger is real and closing in fast. Eugene's voice echoes with surprise and disbelief. The appearance of a sandstorm out of nowhere is both unexpected and alarming. Eugene's eyes widen in shock as he witnesses the massive sandstorm engulf his former village. The villagers scatter, urgency in their movements as they flee the encroaching storm. It's too late. The sandstorm is swallowing him whole. Gah, cutting too close. I'm sinking further in. Gale's wind, best I can do is impossible. Blink, the sand. Then should I escape using, coming out from... The accusation hangs heavy, leaving no room for error. Master? Why, you young master? Young master. Panic echoes in his voice as he races against time. Debt was settled with a solemn vow. Eugene would repay it, come what may. Eugene will save the sandworm young master, no matter what. Eugene clenches his fists, determination burning in his eyes as he formulates a plan. He must find a way to use these sandworms for their energy, no matter the cost. Serial flame method, Eugene clenches his fists, resolve hardening his gaze. The sandstorm intensifies, obscuring visibility and heightening tension. The summoned sandstorm swirls, obscuring the landscape. It's not just a storm, it's a monstrous presence. Malgans are known to settle in desert regions, creating dungeons by digging into sandworms. They don't want their presence exposed, focusing on research underground. He sighs, clearly frustrated. This just gets worse. Why waste time on a dungeon in the desert? It's madness. Geo, let's Ramon's Shulhof. Homeland, near Hamel's dungeon, might lead to somewhere. Funny seeing you charge at the sandworm like that, Eugene Lionheart. Eugene Lionheart looks around, puzzled by the questions. He wonders if they brought him here for a reason. What's the point of bringing me to this desert? Must be important if Vermouth and his comrades are here. Acting family guide in the desert? What must you do here, Lionheart? Eugene looks around, clearly uneasy, as he sees Tyree El-Madani enter. The Khajiitan's emir should not be here, something is amiss. An illusion creates an oasis. But why? Eugene wonders aloud, the underground sandstorm adding to the mystery. You're in a strange place, Eugene. The questions surrounding you don't seem to have easy answers. Who are the ones asking them? Why keep your mouth shut? Eugene's voice, firm yet hesitant, cuts through the tension. Why is honor still a concern here? He pauses, looking around as if seeking confirmation. The question lingers in the air, unanswered. Eugene's voice carries a hint of disbelief. Is that to betray Sir Tyree? He looks around, his eyes narrowing in suspicion. Mages gather, surprised and curious. Few people here? Shahaf asks, puzzled. Were those to betray Sir Tyree? The question lingers, unease spreading among them. Quach. Why is this necessary? Eugene Lionheart, answer why you're here in Kajani. Are we obligated to protect him? Wait, he's dead? Anyway, kill him? Wasn't his life worthless anyway? Guys killed him better to just get it over with. Eugene is already here. What's happened? A sandworm? He was swallowed whole by the giant creature? Is it possible to survive that? Eugene is inspecting the area, his expression unreadable. Around him, comrades discuss the captured young master's fate, their voices low and urgent. What is to be done with him? Capturing a Lionheart? We should erase his memories and throw him out of Kajani. It's not wise to create conflict with Vermouth's original allies. If he was, no, maybe a Lionheart. Here, because it's a good thing, we should protect Eugene Xianxianja. Why is Eugene Lionheart here? Someone must have a reason. The assassins seem puzzled, exchanging glances. What are their next moves? Great? Dead? Closed? Them? They're all skilled, positioned here to catch on to anything. With their stealth, it's hard for even combined skills to go around this maze. Eugene considers the assassins, recalling his past battles. Their stealth is a skill honed over years, not something easily mastered. Yet here, it seems even their skills are inadequate in this labyrinthine maze. Young Master is agitated, his eyes narrowing as he ponders the adequacy of Nahama's assassins in this maze. Hey to run, Rahman? You guys, I made it. Questions, doing there. Easy for him with a lot of, so what's he got? The questioning continues, leaving Rahman and his companions on edge as they await an answer. Rahman's expression hardens as he realizes the gravity of their situation. Dispel? The mana in Aroth? What magic spell did he just cast? That creates the secret magic in the world, doesn't it? First attacked you guys, then him alive, kill him. It's a shame, but we must. We won't be able to capture him. He's coming. Kill you, right? You won't have any complaints if... He must be powerful, dispelling mana with ease. Yet, it's not enough to secure their victory. The resolve to kill Eugene is unshaken, despite the mounting casualties. The tension grows as copies of the attackers prepare to strike, matching their movements with eerie precision. But the above. Coming from themselves, an obvious real attack they're trying to make copies of. Tension builds as their copies close in, the real threat hidden among shadows. The accusation is clear, but their actions remain obscured by shadow and deceit. UEH, here? What are you doing way too weakly? The Sultan's force. Back? Like you. About, do you want to die? Or will the Sultan's orders put effort into questioning someone who is not under your command? He is, no. Emir? Yuan? Then whose orders are these? Cooperating with us, but the one behind is that fucking fucker. This lady, dungeon. Place is Merwin, Amelia Merwin's. This is bullshit dungeon? Amelia Merwin's Asher Desert dungeon, indeed. Why here? Between these walls, she has been going back and forth, 6 years of this place, and Asher Desert for what? Amelia Merwin is determined, her voice firm and unwavering. The other woman's fear and defiance only make her more resolute. Budge aside, Amelia Merwin. The dungeon is expanded beyond our last visit. Years ago, we sought help from Kajani, but only one passage led underground. 6 years later, more labyrinthine paths have appeared, unstable and dangerous. We assumed the labyrinth was created to open a giant gate deep below. I see the truth in her eyes, knowing she's been coming here for 6 years. Here, the weak fighters and assassins gather to eliminate any travelers who venture too close. Master Merwin's presence is tense, a reminder of the danger Amelia faces in this place. Amelia Merwin's presence is spelt, a reminder of the danger lurking in the dungeon. The group must tread carefully, knowing they might not make it out alive. Amelia Merwin will not be easily deterred, considering any intruders a threat to her domain. Amelia Merwin's gaze remains steady, neither retreating nor advancing. Amelia Merwin's voice is firm, leaving no room for doubt. You owe me more than just your life. I cannot let you go. Why don't you just come with me, young master? She insists on staying, though he urges her to leave. Why now? 6 years ago, during the blood succession ritual, something was expanded and hasn't been fully revealed yet. She found Amelia's necklace, but the magic in the labyrinth hasn't collapsed yet. 6 years ago, something significant happened during the blood succession ritual. She demands, "Is this your grave?" with a tone of accusation and disbelief. The accusation lingers, unspoken but heavy in the air. It's open. About that door, the sand mages were talking. Amelia opened it. Merwin must have been nearby, ready to investigate. Traces of a fight. Are these marks from the battle? Was it Sienna? There were traces of a battle here. The aftermath of a fierce battle remains, with broken debris and signs of intense combat scattered around. Hamel's last words, mocking himself and those who admired him. His spirit seems to linger, casting doubt on his own legacy. Should have been dead? Hamel's sacrifice left his grave intact 200 years ago. The memorial stone and statue stand as testament to his bravery. Senyo was strong, a wise and powerful witch, but in her death, Hamel saw something different. She fought an unknown invader, one more powerful than anything she faced before. Senya must have won, but at what cost? Her grave is in ruins, suggesting a fierce battle. Senya hiding, perhaps from a demon? Who could have infiltrated the Demon King's fortress? She must find clues in the ruins. Senya could be hiding nearby, but where? She must have been celebrating their victory, but now she wonders if it was worth it. Vermouth's joy seems bittersweet, a celebration marred by lingering doubts. He doubts their abilities, questioning whether they can do everything on their own. His skepticism cuts sharp and direct. Anice's frustration is palpable, directed at Vermouth and herself. The harshness of her tone leaves no room for misunderstanding. Vermouth's harsh words continue to gnaw at Anice. She clenches her fists, visibly struggling with her anger and self-doubt. The door stands ominously, its presence unspoken but felt. Anice's voice drips with sarcasm. Another door? Do you think it leads somewhere? Hamel's voice is strained and uncertain. Who are you sitting in front of the door for? Hamel's voice is hesitant and uncertain as he speaks. It feels different, not a demon. He hesitates, his voice uncertain as he asks, "Do you feel any life?" Hamel's frustration is clear, his tone laced with anger and disbelief. Hamel's voice carries a mix of disbelief and anger, his words directed at someone unseen yet felt. Bastard, take your helmet off. Your body is, then, that Death Knight's, as if you're still him. He's furious. The helmet clatters to the ground as he yells, demanding an answer. Hamel's defiance clearly leaves Vermouth little room to maneuver, setting up a confrontation that will not end well. Hamel's frustration seethes through his words, each syllable a challenge to Vermouth. Tensions simmer as Vermouth remains silent, waiting for Hamel's retort. Tensions simmer as Vermouth's expression remains stony, awaiting Hamel's response. The knight's death defies understanding, leaving a lingering mystery. It's a knight, strong in battle. His hands are sore from the exertion, probably created by Amelia Merwin, who... She probably used the same method to create this Death Knight since there was no soul left in Hamel's body 6 years ago. That means she had to open the doors to the grave and use a dark mage as advanced as... So, what? As strong as the Lionheart Black Knight Order captain it might be. LDMN, what does this mean? The door creaks open, revealing a figure in black armor, ready for battle. The tension in the air grows as the figure in black armor remains poised for action, ready to face whatever threat approaches. The tension in the air thickens as the figure in black armor stands ready, eyes fixed on an unseen threat. The boy's determination is clear, his resolve to master weapons unshaken. The boy's determination shines through, but his tone still lacks the discipline needed. Hamel's stern tone leaves no room for argument, challenging Eugene to improve his attitude and skills. Eugene clenches his fists, determination growing as he understands the challenge ahead. Eugene tightens his grip on his wooden sword, realizing his skills are still lacking despite his ambitions. Shame? What improvement? Parrying? You do? What to dodge that you shouldn't have been able to? Attacks aren't supposed to be deflected this easily. He must end this fight quickly. The effort is draining his mana. He must be weakening, yet the attacks continue to land with precision. He can still fight, despite his exhaustion. His mind is clear as long as he keeps moving. He knows he must end this fight no matter the cost. He knows his mana is weakening, yet he must push through for victory. He focuses on his mana, pushing it to sustain the shield. His defense is weaker than before, but he concentrates all his effort. The tension in the air grows as his shield holds, barely. He stares intently, his eyes narrowing as he challenges his opponent. The tension builds as Hamel's opponent shifts, preparing for a decisive move. You're pretty alive still, but hundreds of years haven't dimmed your allure. Fucking hot, inside and out. The mention of a wooden horse sparks curiosity, hinting at an unfamiliar spell or technique. The wooden sword slices through air with unnerving speed, hinting at Eugene's newfound prowess. His sword moves faster than it should, raising doubts about what he's truly capable of. What kind of attack is this? His injuries are severe, yet he parries every strike effortlessly. He's using a method he hasn't used in years, but it's clearly not enough. Mana is running low, yet his strength seems unchanged. Keuk, the sound of metal clashing echoes, but no voice accompanies it. The aftermath of Keuk is silent, leaving only the scent of metal and blood in the air. A lycanthrope, the savage posture, the craze, the beast-like combat method, demonic force around his hands. Is it a lycanthrope's soul inside a human? What a mess. The demonic force is rampant, hard to contain. He clenches his fist, striving to channel the demonic force. The attempt to fragment demonic force gains momentum, but remains incomplete. The attempt to weaken demonic force continues, growing more desperate, but still incomplete. The attempt to weaken demonic force grows more desperate, but full dissolution remains elusive. The defenses are crumbling, leaving demonic force unchecked. His defenses have truly dissipated, leaving demonic force to surge forward unchecked. The demonic force continues to press forward, showing no sign of abating. Hamel's defense has truly weakened, leaving him vulnerable to the demon's force. Hamel questions the demon's insolence, his voice laced with disbelief and anger. Hamel's voice trembles with incredulity as he stammers, questioning what he sees before him. Hamel's disbelief intensifies, his voice on the brink of breaking. Hamel's eyes widen in horror as he realizes the implications of his past actions. Hamel stammers, clearly confused and horrified by his own revelation. Idiot, he mutters, realizing just how foolish he was in his previous life. Hamel clenches his fists, realization dawning with grim determination. Hamel grits his teeth, realization and determination burning in his eyes. He whispers something fierce, a promise to himself. But past Hamels will be left with nothing if he uses that ultimate technique. Even as intense as it is, he can't kill a Death Knight. However, if he does use it, he'll definitely rip him to pieces and win the battle. Eugene's resolve hardens, determination burning in his eyes. Master Eugene, Rahman? That idiot, followed me so he could run away. I knocked him out. Master Eugene, get away from the young monster. Young Master cries out, his voice urgent and filled with worry. Young Master's urgent cry rings out, echoing through the night. He must be cornered, with no way to escape. He's about to laugh, cornered in a situation where retreat is impossible. The situation grows dire as laughter echoes, but no one can see who is laughing or why. Young Master hesitates, his eyes wide with fear and confusion. He acknowledges her command, but his voice betrays his hesitation. The situation is dire. He feels their pursuers closing in. So, the door is not open yet, but I have a way to make it. This makes me even more eager to see what's behind these doors. Kirsch, before I do, I want to check if the ignition can work here. Hammel's thoughts whirl, connecting past and present. This must be his intended grave, yet he is here. The implications are staggering. The implications of his rebirth weigh heavily, leaving Hammel speechless as he takes in his surroundings. Hoik, this place is? Hug, this place is. You weren't helpful at all, but I suppose I have no choice. 3 castles. Here? In Helmud? Bastard, why did we find Vermouth that crazy underground, and ended up leaving subordinates there for 100 years, near the Demon King of Slaughter's ancient relics deep within? We were looking for the remaining Demon King after having killed the first one. Senya looks puzzled, studying a sword inscribed with ancient runes. The moonlight casts eerie shadows on the walls, hinting at their location's age and secrets. Senya confirms Vermouth's acquisition of the Moonlight Sword. The coughing suggests Hammel's condition worsens, drawing closer to his demise. Vermouth's sword, Moonlight, stands before Hammel's grave. Condemnation lingers in her words as she offers condolences. Vermouth stands by Hammel's grave, her expression stern. She speaks of a sword, its name fitting despite simplicity. The Moonlight Sword, stronger than expected, reacts to the lunar cycle. Its power fluctuates with the phases of the moon. It's weakened right now? Then? The Moonlight Sword reacts to the lunar cycle, its power fluctuating with the phases of the moon. Vermouth seems irritated, perhaps recalling a past interaction involving the Moonlight Sword. Vermouth's frustration flares again, this time directed at something or someone only he can see. Vermouth needs to reclaim the Moonlight Sword before Amelia Merwin does. The Death Knight's return looms and time is running out. Vermouth must have a reason to be so insistent. But will that be enough to let me use it? He clenches his fist, feeling a surge of power inside him. His mana screams in protest as he struggles to control it. He breaks the spell with a surge. White flame method fragments scattered. So it did belong to me after all. The pain returns, making it clear that mastering White Flame method will be far from easy. He has it, finally grasps the technique, though the relief is fleeting. Heaving a heavy sigh, he knows his plan is set in motion. Haha, form a blade. The moonlight came together to... Is it what of mana? Method? But it's plus, this, and mana, the moment. Of course, mana for it, been starving. A shitty but great sword I can handle, at the white flame resonating with still not a sword, scattering all magic like it has. Sword uses up an extreme amount, I have enough. With a grim determination, he ignites the sword's force, knowing he must act quickly. Better to leave this Death Knight out there broken and powerless. Hammel wonders aloud, perhaps to himself or another, about a future where he might face such a grim fate again. Hamel contemplates a future where he might face similar despair, his thoughts heavy and uncertain. He had nothing left, and the Academy knew it. The door remained stubbornly closed, despite his efforts. She will be alive until Master needs her. She's clearly agitated, her voice tense and urgent. She pauses, clearly expecting a response that doesn't come. It's a secret she won't reveal, leaving him in suspense. He knows she's keeping something back, but what it is remains frustratingly unclear. She hesitates, then speaks in a low tone, clearly choosing her words carefully. The Demon King's influence grows, casting an ominous shadow over the land. Sword bites into flesh. Vision blurs, satisfaction fleeting. Mana replenished, but force remains. Still not enough to slay him. Death Knight's strength endures. Eugene considers his next move, the Death Knight still standing strong. Eugene contemplates his strategy, considering a different approach to dealing with the Death Knight. The cryptic message leaves room for doubt and tension, hinting at an unseen challenge. Eugene's sword swings with newfound power, casting a shadow of doubt on his opponent. Yet, he hesitates, even with a sword in hand, scared to unleash the full tempest? Eugene's determination wavers, a grimace betraying his inner conflict. To death, he states grimly. If only I could have beaten you up, was in a better state then. The battle rages on, showing no sign of letting up. Hamel clenches his fist, clearly frustrated as he contemplates saving his skill for later battles. Hamel snaps his fingers, clearly annoyed that Vermouth wasted a valuable skill. He clenches his fist, the remnants of a skill wasted in vain. He pauses, the moonlight glinting off his blade. He hesitates, a momentary pause in his resolve. Heaving a heavy sigh, Hamel knows he's using more mana than necessary. Hamel stumbles, clearly struggling with the mana expenditure. Hamel curses under his breath, realizing his mana sword is gone. He staggers, struggling to keep his balance. Hamel's body feels like it's breaking apart, core and all. He suspects someone or something deliberately destroyed him here. An insult to a death knight indeed. He'll destroy and escape, taking Rahman with him, but his body betrays him, showing no movement despite his desperate command. Hair E. Power, it's like my body, won't move. All he can do is move his mouth. His body remains unresponsive, bound by some great invisible force. He contemplates, ideas swirling, but his body's still bound. Doubts and possibilities jumble in his mind. You open your mouth, forcing it to move despite your bound body. Hot sand surrounds you, pressing down. You won't kill her, but you'll make her suffer. Dragging her eyes and mouth above the surface will be the least of it. Pieces of her fingers. Not long after, and your body will be scattered in the desert. After that, I'll destroy you completely. One string will tie you up as a scarecrow, twisting them until they crack like dried-up branches. Your eyes and tongue will look lifeless, each leg and arm into thin metal pieces. So you think this body is broken? Across its surface, your fingers will scatter. Your eyes and mouth will spread open wide. My body's secrets are already yours to see. From the tips of my fingers, you'll witness everything moving on its own. Keep your arms and legs still so you can watch. You think this body is broken? Across its surface, your fingers will scatter. Your eyes and mouth will spread open wide. My body's secrets are already yours to see. Amelia Merwin questions, seeking confirmation. The Dungeon Master's identity is revealed, but the stakes remain high and uncertain. Thorn growls, clearly agitated. The pet's defiance is palpable. Amelia wonders aloud if she can bathe it, despite its resistance. Only the owner can say such things about a rotting corpse's smell. Amelia shudders, barely containing her disgust. No, now? The level's broken. Amelia is her right. Can I kill it? The spell's on a different. No choice, right? I didn't want to, but for a favor, can't kill Balzac Ludbeth. You know who. Guess I have to use ignition, even if I were. You hesitated, then reluctantly continued reading the letter. You hesitate, then continue reading, your eyes narrowing as you decode the strange seal on the letter. You had promised to do something for him, even if it was just one favor. Now you must fulfill that debt. You owe him something, even a single favor. Now it's time to deliver on that promise. You owe him something, even a single favor. Now it's time to deliver on that promise. Merwin remains silent, weighing his response. Amelia's gaze is unwavering, her demand clear yet subtle. Amelia's tone is firm, leaving no room for misinterpretation. Merwin remains silent, his mind racing with possibilities. Talk to me, even if it means torture. That's intriguing. How did you get here? Amongst these desert mages, shouldn't there be a place even the Sultan doesn't know about? She doubts he can stop her, even with his newfound power. What dark magic does she plan to use? He hesitates, clearly weighing his options but unsure of the best course of action. The ticking clock adds urgency to his dilemma. He counts slowly, each number a ticking reminder of the time running out. His eyes dart nervously around the room, as if expecting an unseen threat. He draws his sword, determination hardening his features. He feels a wave of revulsion, his face contorted in disgust. He feels a wave of uncertainty, his mind racing with possibilities and fears. He utters something cryptic, his words trailing off into silence as if the meaning is lost even to himself. Eugene Lionheart, facing his fate as a demon king. Incarceration looms over him. I saw Ludbeth, eyes and Balzac you thought through the darkness. Friend? The owner Hamel dynasty, for sure, as you can see. Did you come your ancestor's grave is... He was foolish, a friend among friends. Especially strong and talented amongst his peers, but he was definitely not Hamel. Why do you think of him as a friend? Vermouth's tone is firm, leaving no room for argument. The memory of their shared friendship lingers in the air, yet he resists acknowledging it. Vermouth's gaze is steady, his words firm and unyielding. Eugene listens intently, sensing the weight of his words. I see. Lionheart, silver hair, golden eyes, original, wooden horse. He didn't expect to see you, Vermouth. They are supposed to be in incarceration, not here as a demon king of Lionheart. How pitiful a vessel he is. Up to you, after all. Did you come to defend him not badly? But why must your bloodline continue to oppress? My freedom, which you are supposed to respect? But I can see in him, especially Vermouth. I endear and respect you, Amelia Merwin. 300 years ago, someone who died now respects you, Eugene Lionheart. The weight of centuries presses down, unspoken tensions crackling in the air. Amelia Merwin's grave words hang in the air, unspoken accusations simmering. Now? What do you mean by that, arrogant little kid? That is humanity, I believe. 300 years have shown me enough. Hamel's words about humanity and his experiences over 300 years resonate with grave finality. Vermouth's tone conveys a mix of frustration and resolve, emphasizing his insistence on Hamel's message. Vermouth's voice carries a weighty tone, leaving an ominous silence in its wake. Vermouth's voice echoes with a heavy resolve, leaving the air tense and charged. Vermouth's voice drips with seriousness, challenging Eugene to understand. Lionheart's name rings mockingly in Vermouth's ears, challenging him to grasp the truth. Amelia's voice carries a bitter tone as she reminds Vermouth of his past promise, 300 years ago. Vermouth's tone is cold and calculating as he hints at a future confrontation with Eugene. A door that refused to budge now stands open before him, defying all logic. Vermouth's outrage is palpable as he grapples with this unexpected turn of events. Vermouth's outrage simmers as he faces a contradiction in reality, his questions unanswered. Look around, Vermouth. There's nothing left but silence and stone, only Hammel's grave marks where a hero once lay. Here, nothing within. Happened there is only Hammel's grave. Sure? Are you certain this is Hammel's body? Your presence here, like that of a vessel, suggests otherwise. Incarceration. Demon King of Vermouth's grave. Yes, my friend, but Hamel is not here. It's the body of Vermouth's dear precious comrade. Your presence here is peculiar. But you lucky next time, Eugene. Won't be this way forever. But you can't keep this promise now, Vermouth. Not with a child. I can't wait for it to all unfold. The promise weighs heavy, leaving no room for error. The promise of Hammel's rebirth looms, tense anticipation building between them. Lionheart's fury boils, each word a searing accusation. His voice dripping with contempt, he spits out every syllable like venom. Does he really think Vermouth made a deal to reincarnate me as his heir? No way. If Vermouth wanted me dead, he would have chosen someone other than my own son. He continues to mock Vermouth, his resentment clear in every syllable. He spits out a curse, his disdain palpable. Next to him, another wordless insult hangs in the air. The Death Knight looms ominously in the background, a stark reminder of their failure. Vermouth stands firm, unyielding. The Death Knight continues its ominous advance. Vermouth insists, demanding action. Sienna concurs, emphasizing their shared goal. Vermouth insists on action. Sienna agrees, emphasizing their shared goal to end the invasion. Vermouth looks determined, while Sienna's expression is one of resolve and concern. Vermouth's eyes are resolute, while Sienna's concern only grows. Vermouth's expression is stern, while Sienna looks worried and confused. Sienna complains that Sir Vermouth is bringing a stray dog to their meeting. Anice's voice rings with frustration, addressing someone off-panel directly. She deems it a grave insult, but who is the target of her anger remains unclear. Hammel's words carry a weight of defiance, as Vermouth listens with a mixture of curiosity and concern. He'll prove himself stronger than both his companion and her doubts. Again, let's go, shut the fuck up. So why do you want to come with me? You're much weaker than before. He demands compliance, but his tone betrays uncertainty. Hammel demands Anice's cooperation, his tone urgent and resolute. Hammel's demand rings firm, leaving Anice caught in his unyielding gaze. But my dear, Vermouth murmurs, is this truly what you desire? I need to find Senya, the truth hidden within her waiting to be uncovered. You're aware that asking questions can be too much, Lionheart, right? Hammel's words carry weight, leaving Vermouth in a tense silence. Vermouth and Kiel are not on friendly terms, each wary of the other's power. Come with me, Eugene. If this desert is hiding something, we need to find it before Kiel and Nahama do. Eugene looks towards Kiel and Nahama, his expression serious, his subordinates bow in submission, knowing the consequences. Eugene nods towards his subordinates, his expression resolute. His subordinates remain silent, knowing their fate hinges on their answers. Eugene's subordinates stand silent, waiting for their fate to be decided. Rahan looks tense, understanding the gravity of the situation. Eugene's subordinates remain silent, awaiting their fate. Rahman's tension is palpable as he waits for further instructions. Eugene's subordinates remain silent, their gazes fixed on Rahman. Rahman shifts uncomfortably, unsure of what to do next. Eugene's subordinates' silence is palpable. Rahman squirms under the weight of their gazes. Eugene's subordinates remain silent, their gazes piercing. Rahman shifts uncomfortably. Can you give me something more tangible than words? Did you see in that money a solution to our misunderstanding? Eugene looks at the statue, then back at the stone coffin. His expression is grim. Schulhoff's voice is firm and resolute as he threatens someone, though his target can only see a statue of Hammel. The accusation is clear, but the full weight remains unspoken. Want that head cut off for something like this? A merciless person who wants a person's life paid for. As you wish, or something like it, he's just gonna clean toilets. Bring him back to my family and have him serve as a reminder. Sometimes, even a hero has doubts about his destiny. Anice's skepticism challenges him, questioning if their god would permit such suffering. Hammel's voice trails off, uncertainty clouding his thoughts. He questions Vermouth's deity, wondering if he truly knows their god's will. Hammel asserts Vermouth's status, yet hints at unresolved tension and skepticism. Do you really expect me to believe this nonsense? Faith is a tricky thing to drink, even if it's just holy water. It doesn't help when you're dealing with someone like Vermouth. Anice demands verification. The sacred statue won't be mocked. Her tone leaves no room for argument. Resistance is futile. Anise insists on a pilgrimage to Hamel's grave 200 years after sending a ship across the ocean. Her words carry weight and determination. Then Sanaya's pilgrimage began, marking a new chapter in her journey. Hamel wonders if Vermouth could be involved in Anis's disappearance, searching for any clues. Eugene examines a leaf carefully, his expression serious. This must be significant, it's been a week since he found it. Senya's expression turns stern. We're going back to Kiel? Eugene hesitates, clearly uneasy. Vermouth spits, challenging Eugene. 2 years? Back after you, son of a bitch. You're much stronger now. To grim Eugene, your potential is undeniable. Yet, you've grown stronger than expected. Cyan's tone is guarded, hinting at unresolved tension or an unspoken demand. Cyan's tone is firm, leaving no room for disagreement. He wants Eugene to reconsider his stance. Eugene will step back, likely giving control to Cyan. Eugene is given a choice, but it's not clear what that choice entails. His future position as Patriarch of Lionheart isn't guaranteed. Theonas from Iode does not impose strict expectations. Your decisions should reflect your own values, not excessive ambition. Eugene, still in his childhood, listens intently to Theonas' advice. Cyan considers his future as Patriarch with a mix of determination and uncertainty. Cyan considers Eugene's future as Patriarch, weighing his decision carefully. Cyan's decision casts a long shadow on Eugene's uncertain future. Eugene wonders why his family and friends suddenly appeared at his house, bewildered by the unexpected reunion. Eugene looks a bit sturdier, his father remarks, noting the growth in his beard and physique. Father's gaze is sharp, his tone serious as he waits for an explanation. Where's the Patriarch? He should be here for the coming-of-age ritual. But why this tradition? Direct and indirect lineages must both participate in the coming-of-age ritual. But who should have gone through the ritual last year? Seal, perhaps? The Patriarch has chosen 3 children for this year's ritual, Cyan included. But what does the Senate want with Cyan's coming-of-age ritual? He's chosen a tutor, someone named Ramon, who is 32 years old and trusted by Eugene. Mr. Eugene is given tasks, seemingly menial but clearly important. Nina's presence and instructions suggest she holds some authority over him. Eugene seems uncertain, questioning Nina's authority as he accepts his new tasks. Senior Ramon seems hesitant, questioning Eugene's authority as he assigns tasks. Young Master Eugene, this is no trivial task. Let's talk about your responsibilities, young Master Eugene. What the hell are you talking about? Eugene demands, clearly frustrated. He demands an explanation, his voice laced with disbelief and frustration. Cut the bullshit, he snaps. We're not the same age. He demands, why are you so shocked? His tone is sharp and incredulous. He insists, you're really my brother? The disbelief lingers heavily in his voice. It's clear he's deeply frustrated by the disparity in their progress. Eugene's progress is shocking, yet he remains skeptical of his newfound strength. The Academy clearly sees him as a prodigy, but he's not buying it. Eugene's skepticism lingers, his voice firm but tinged with disbelief. Vermouth challenges him, her tone unwavering and confident. Eugene's expression hardens, his doubt clearly audible. Vermouth stands firm, her resolve unshaken. Eugene's voice holds a note of disbelief. Vermouth remains unyielding, her stance firm. Eugene's tone is sharp and resolute. Vermouth shows no wavering, her expression stern. Eugene's challenge burns with conviction. Vermouth remains unyielding, her stance firm. The stakes are clear, yet Vermouth shows no wavering in her resolve. Hamel's proficiency in the red flame method is evident, surpassing even Vermouth's expectations over time. He swings his sword, struggling to keep up with the speed of his own mana. The cyan-colored magic seems almost too rare and intense for this age. Eugene's sword seems unable to land a hit, struggling against the swift attacks. He doesn't want this battle to end so soon. Sir Heshar hesitates, unsure if Eugene could really be this strong at his age. His doubts linger as he watches the young master's sword dance with precision and speed. Young Master Cyan's sword moves with a grace and speed unmatched. His attacks are relentless, overwhelming. Young Master Eugene from all sides. Young Master Cyan questions Young Master Eugene's sword parries, insisting they are more than simple deflections. Young Master Cyan presses the point, emphasizing Eugene's extraordinary skill. Master Cyan hesitates, unsure if Eugene's claim is genuine or boastful. Eugene looks uncertain, waiting for Master Cyan's response, his voice still echoing with earnestness. Master Cyan extends his hand, gesturing Eugene to follow him discreetly. Eugene hesitates, his eyes locking with Master Cyan's. Master Cyan remains patient, though his expression doesn't change. Eugene hesitates, his mind racing with questions. Master Cyan's eyes remain steady, awaiting his response. Eugene remains silent, contemplating Master Cyan's stern words. Master Cyan clears his throat, emphasizing his point with a firm cough. Eugene clenches his fists, clearly agitated by Master Cyan's demands. Master Cyan stands firm, ready to push Eugene further. Master Cyan gestures, his tone firm and unyielding. Eugene clenches his fists, a mix of frustration and determination in his eyes. Vermouth has abandoned his title and moved to a humble house in the southern mountains of Kiel, far from the capital. Vermouth's territory now includes Matthew Claus, but his Lionheart legacy endures in the castle on its peak. Eugene looks around, confusion evident as he takes in his surroundings. There must be a mistake. Who is this child and why here? A child? I've seen him before, but that can't be right. Something unprecedented has happened here. Him, worth his lineage, the oldest among Senate members. His potential. Of course, he's the child of indirect Lionheart lineage. You proved something of immortality. Patriarch Lionheart queries Eugene's potential, noting his indirect lineage and immortality proved by birth. His words hint at unease, underscoring the tension of the moment. Patriarch frowns, clearly unconvinced by Eugene's potential despite his immortal status. Eugene's potential is undeniable, but the Patriarch remains skeptical. The Senate agrees, adding another layer of tension. Patriarch confirms Arath's decision, emphasizing Eugene's talent in magic. Patriarch expresses his approval, deeming Eugene's potential and upbringing acceptable. He wishes to keep Eugene within the family, seeing him as his own child. Patriarch considers Eugene's future, weighing his options silently. He hints at potential restrictions on Eugene's freedom and development. Patriarch considers Eugene's future, hinting at potential restrictions without commitment. Patriarch contemplates Eugene's future, his brow furrowed in thought. He suggests they should attend the ceremony soon. Ciel insists they should head to the castle immediately. Cyan agrees, ready to go at a moment's notice. Cyan hands over a book, its pages turned to a final section. Hamel's face shows determination mixed with doubt. Patriarch's voice rings firm, yet Hamel feels the weight of expectations. He must prove his worth even if it means crying blood. Anyway, insults fly as he mocks the castle and its traditions. Black Lion, he taunts, enjoying the jab. This is the first time such a ceremony was held elsewhere. They're warning us maybe to stay cautious. Thanks to him, the Senate has been watching closely. What about Vermouth? Patriarch hints at Vermouth's grave danger, urging caution. Might he be revealing too much? Eugene looks grave, his expression serious as he speaks with the Patriarch. Secret information is passed between them, though much remains unknown. Eugene looks serious, his tone firm as he discusses the Demon King Ruentos and Vermouth's possible survival. The Patriarch listens intently, nodding occasionally. Eugene speaks earnestly of Vermouth's possible survival and the Demon King Ruentos, while the Patriarch listens with gravity. Eugene contemplates the age-old weapon, unsure of its true fate or Vermouth's possible survival. The Patriarch remains silent, his expression grave. Eugene's mana drains with each pull, a constant reminder of his limitations. Eugene mutters about mana fragments, frustrated by their drain. He believes one can complete his Moonlight Sword if he collects all pieces. Eugene pauses, his cape trailing slightly. He looks down at a gravestone, then back up, seeming conflicted. Eugene contemplates, his thoughts swirling around an idea. He hesitates, then shakes his head slightly. Eugene checks his pocket, eyes narrowing at a small dark cape. He hesitates, then shakes his head slightly. Eugene inspects the small dark cape in his hand, considering it thoughtfully. He murmurs to himself, clearly indecisive, "Let's go." The gate to Lion Castle is open, leading to the Black Realm. The gate to Lion Castle stands open, leading into the mysterious Black Realm. Geez, it's spicy, he winces, rubbing his nose. LDMN. The gate is open, leading to the Black Lion Castle at the mountain's peak. Mountain stretches ahead, its peak revealing Black Lion Castle. Good, this is Castle. But are they asking me to go all the way towards Mine to You class? He contemplates his coming-of-age ceremony, knowing it could be his last chance for safety. He contemplates his next move, the mountain looming ominously above. He frowns, his eyes narrowing on the floating object below. His voice, tense and low, carries a hint of disbelief. Fourth circle, this is too high for basic magic. Well, fourth circle, but he's using the red flame method? It looks like it belongs in the fourth star. Patriarch must be pleased with his progress. Last year he was still at the third star. Now, going to Aeroth, Lionheart has achieved so much. Haha, age 19, yet 4 stars already? That's further than expected. Impossible to say he passed just because everyone else is behind. You've grown quite a bit in just a few years. You have truly come a long way, Eugene, yet your dignity is in question. Dominic Lionheart has indeed reached his position as commander of the ground. The Black Knight's prowess is undeniable, yet questions linger about his youthful appearance and status. Dominic nods, his expression serious. This is more than a ceremony, it's a test of the bloodline. Eugene stands before Iode, his expression resolute but uncertain. Iode scrutinizes him, searching for signs of worth in this coming-of-age ceremony. Eugene looks at Iode with determination, though his eyes betray a hint of unease. Iode's gaze remains unyielding, probing for any sign of weakness or resolve. That child has already come of age, Eugene says with a steely gaze. Iode meets his eyes, unblinking. That's my second one, Eugene says firmly. Iode nods silently in response. Eugene's determination shines through his words. Iode remains silent, processing the implications. That as expected. The sky darkens just to make things worse. Monsters, they won't stop hunting us. There's no respite. We have to keep moving, keep fighting. How long have you been riding a wyvern? Around your waist? Have you gone mad? Ciel wonders if the noisy wind could be more than it seems. Is that some kind of bizarre trick? How did they manage to dodge such a loud attack? Why are you attacking me like this? Is my head causing so much trouble that you have to do this? Greetings, but isn't it a bit mean to attack without warning in our first meeting? That's it. Now that my mind is clear, this barrier feels quite strong. As an illusion? Was I really screaming? I did feel a little dizzy when I first thought about it. The sensation of fear, countless times in my past life. Ciel's voice carries a mix of resolve and reluctance as he faces his opponent. Easily dismissing his opponent, Ciel's tone shows his confidence. Ciel's confidence stance shifts, hinting at a coming challenge. The tension builds as Ciel contemplates his next move, his expression unreadable. The tension is palpable as Ciel contemplates his next move, his expression a mix of determination and doubt. You can't dodge midair now, can you? The consequences of his failure are clear, hanging over Vermouth like a blade. She propels herself upward, wyvern magic surging as her speed increases. Shh. Original, wooden horse. The tension builds as the opponent's next move remains uncertain. The challenger smirks, confident in their advantage. The opponent's determination flickers but remains unbroken. The tension between the challenger and opponent intensifies, each awaiting the other's move. WY, don't kill that little worm first. He spits out a stream of insults, venom dripping from each word. The tension hangs heavy, each second a battle for dominance in the impending clash. The tension between them is palpable, each waiting for the other to make the first move. You bitch. The accusation is clear, leaving no room for misunderstanding. The accusation leaves Vermouth's comrades stunned, knowing what's to come will test their trust and loyalty. He's going to use my sword aura? His bare hand against. TCH. EUGH. He clearly disagrees, but what will he do about it? Can easy? You go a bit too far, don't you? He's pushing boundaries, daring his opponent to accept the challenge or admit defeat. The atmosphere is tense, ripe with anticipation for what comes next. He challenges his opponent to predict the trajectory of his rapiers, testing limits unseen before. He curses, frustrated by his opponent's unexpected maneuver. Why not just cooperate? He demands, hinting at a larger plan. He knows this ritual, but questions its significance. The 60 Black Knights are a sight to behold, yet their ceremony seems overly dramatic for such an occasion. Hamel acknowledges the sheer number of Black Knights, questioning their involvement in a mixed-up ambush. He wonders if his brother, Vermouth's leader, values such a grand ceremony just for an assassination attempt. Hamel looks around, realizing the grave danger they face. The scale of the ambush is staggering, leaving no room for error. Hamel looks around, wary of the dangerous places on this mountain. They shouldn't be ambushed here, it's supposed to be safe. These monsters could easily stop them from reaching their goal. Vermouth and his companions are in a treacherous forest, wary of lurking demons. The Black Lion Knights aren't just raising monsters, they're setting up an ambush. Vermouth hesitates, considering his next move. He seems conflicted about the Lionheart family's connection to the demons. Vermouth considers his next move, reluctant to trust the Black Lion Knights but with no other choice. He decides to proceed cautiously, planning an alternative route. Ciel waves to a wyvern, preparing to mount. Vermouth watches him go, a hint of doubt in his eyes. So, is that all you have to say? As possible, you should try to get out of here soon. Knights will attempt to stop you. Vermouth's plan begins to unfold, but the path ahead remains uncertain. Hey, what's your rush? Ah? What's the rush? WI? Fly while I'm still messed up and get beaten again? Tell me if you don't want to. Oh. WY. To her. Hey, you bastard, come back. You're dead if you go back. They don't seem strong enough to him. His attacks aren't necessary. Sir. Yes, sir. To kill even in cannot test me, but attacks aren't necessary, given their skill level. The Black Lion Knight Order was stronger in my past life. There wasn't one. Him? Stop the Black Order. He's going to attack you instead. The tension builds as Carmen prepares for a fierce confrontation, her resolve unshaken. The Black Lion Knight Order's intentions remain unclear, leaving Carmen on high alert. The Black Lion Knight Order's suspicions grow, setting the stage for conflict. Haha, he's Nathan Lionheart. The name echoes with significance, hinting at a lineage shrouded in mystery and power. She must be Arat's 3rd Legion Vice Captain, Ciel. Her appearance here is significant and unexpected. The tension builds as the figures approach the castle gates, spears at the ready. Castles loom ahead, battle-worn spears poised. The Black Lion approaches, intent on his mission. All he needs is to reach his goal without engaging in unnecessary conflict. It came from above. The path to victory remains uncertain, yet every step brings them closer to their goal. The accusation in Carmen's voice suggests a significant revelation lies ahead. Carmen's words carry weight, hinting at a hidden truth. Black Lionheart Knights were involved in the ambush. Weren't you expecting a more gentle greeting? You seem a bit overwhelmed, aren't you? 3 minutes is all you have. Don't be too upset. Cyanna can still withstand my attacks, but it means this test will be over quickly if you're doing better than we thought. Why? 3 minutes? Haha, really? 1 minute? Can you do it in that time? But to hear those unwrinkly words, I'm just a kid, since I'm young and confident. I get why she says it's fine. But wouldn't moving around at his age be pushing yourself too much? That's enough, Eugene. You should be taking it easy for a child your age. Eugene's wooden sword rests on his lap, its simple form a stark contrast to the complexity of his thoughts. Eugene's resolve hardens as he contemplates his next move, the weight of his past life pressing down on him. The tension between Academy and Lionheart family grows, each eyeing the other warily. Ooh, he was seriously injured, but his reaction speed is surprisingly fast, expected given his new physique. He hesitates, then charges forward with surprising speed, but his target ducks just in time, leaving a bone clattering to the ground. Eugene's momentum pauses, his hand hovering over another bone, ready to strike but unsure where to begin. Eugene's indecision creates a brief pause, his next move uncertain. Eugene contemplates, his gaze fixed on an unknown opponent. He wonders if Amelia Merwin would have been impressed by his current level. He acknowledges Amelia's formidable presence, unwilling to attack. A moment of silence passes as he contemplates his next move. It's been 3 minutes since his attack. Past that point, the arena clock shows. But I can't overpower him in 3 minutes. It has been 3 whole minutes already. No, he shouldn't have fought for so long. Eugene acknowledges Vermouth's restraint, grateful for the easy fight. Dominic Lionheart must be a powerful foe, given his status as the Black Lion Demon King. His possession of the Hammer Legion's legacy makes him a formidable threat. Eugene listens intently, his expression a mix of disbelief and curiosity. The rumors about him being skilled seem off-base to him now. Dame Carmen doubts his skills, needing to test him further. He had nothing left, and the Academy knew it. Fine, your smarts got you here, bitch. He had nowhere left to go, and they knew it. Good here. Owen, give me a ride. I found you with me. You on its castle now. That you're want to ride the wyvern? Why, I don't want to go with you. She insists he hold on tighter, fear in her voice. He responds with reluctance, knowing she fears for his safety. He hesitates, gripping YY's scales tighter despite his discomfort. She notices, her voice firm yet gentle. Hold on tight. Yeah, holding on tight is crucial. Just as well, a bath might be nice to fly around in. Hurry to eat, then take the castle and its wyvern before going there. What are you doing? You'll just hear lectures once you get there. Kiki's script is for a wooden horse, but the discussion veers towards more serious matters. Family and order are discussed, yet the great hero's words carry weight. The White Lion Knight Order faces a shortage of members despite the passage of time. Eugene explains his rejection of an offer, emphasizing the need for outsiders to join the Black Lion Knight Order. He stresses the importance of not getting mixed up with family affairs today. Eugene wonders aloud about the capabilities of his fellow Black Lion Knight, noting the second candidate's skills have not improved much in 2 years. Eugene hesitates, clearly conflicted about his new role. The Black Lion Knight Order expects more from him, but he questions if he truly belongs. Eugene acknowledges the Senate's cautious view, wary of his new position within the Black Lion Knight Order. He asks if something is amiss, hinting at underlying tensions. Skepticism lingers in his voice, suggesting doubt about recent events. He inquires about the dark magic, hinting at unease. His tone suggests skepticism and hidden concerns. He questions their motives, wary of being pulled into a trap. His tone suggests caution and hidden doubts. He nods confidently, but his eyes betray a hint of uncertainty. The room's silence suggests he has revealed something crucial. He will ask questions, perhaps about his place in the Lionheart bloodline. His confidence wavers slightly as he anticipates what might come next. Duingers, Lionheart Senate head, will question him about his place in the family. The others listen intently, ready for any answer. Hello, you Lionheart elders. Dear Senate members Klein and Henos Lionheart, indirect bloodline senators. 1st Legion Captain Dominic Ironheart, specialized in magic. Black Lion Knight Order representatives. Eugene gestures towards something, urging his audience to look, though he hastily clarifies his identity. A gravestone stands before Eugene, marked with a statue. The inscription hints at a name or title, but is faded and unclear. What is this place? A grave, perhaps? Why does it bear a name so familiar yet distant? Dinas notices a grave bearing a familiar name, his curiosity piqued by the connection to Hammel's legacy. It? Where did I find this? Foolish question, Hamel. How could you get so lost? Sir Hamel's grave. This place holds more than just soil and stone. He already studied magic for 2 years in Arath, yet he still seeks knowledge about Sir Hamel's grave. He continues his quest for information, delving into ancient texts at Arath's royal library. How did Senga mean for only a Lionheart to see it? This must be important. Sir Hamel's grave is a place of ancient significance, not just for him, but for their lineage. Sir Hamel's grave, damaged and embarrassing, lies before him. Is this truly all that remains? There was only a statue and Sir Hamel's grave left, untouched by time. Amelia Merwin's return is met with confusion and disbelief. She somehow survived the dungeon, crossing the desert alive. Hamel's grave is now a memory, replaced by a new reality. The Demon King of Incarceration has intervened once more. Incarceration's Demon King intervenes once more, its presence looming ominously. Amelia Merwin hesitates, her expression grave as she ponders the implications of Helmus's actions. Amelia Merwin's voice trembles as she speaks, her eyes wide with concern. Helmus's warning carries weight, but Vermouth dismisses it with a curt nod. Vermouth looks at Amelia Merwin, his expression unreadable. Amelia stammers, clearly nervous. Vermouth's voice is firm, leaving no room for argument. Amelia looks even more nervous, her face pale. The atmosphere grows tense with unspoken tension. Humph, it seems something unexpected has caught Vermouth's attention. But this has a big problem. The Demon King's ability to maintain peace has been doing what? Enormous news indeed. You on what you were going to tell us such. If he felt Warness's goodwill, peace might continue. But without it, the end of this peace is inevitable. If Helmus wasn't behind this, who could be? The Demon King of Incarceration must have been involved. We need to visit Taroth quickly. The Demon King's peace might not last. Strongest kings are alive, and this could end any time. Sir Vermouth the Great took just 4 friends to fell countless demons, their frenzied slaughter over the continent a testament to their might. Dominic or Lionheart? Just who among this era's patriarchs will you do it, grandson? This does not bode well for the Demon King of Incarceration. Right, but we're only a threat if Vermouth the Great were here. That we are ready? Do you believe it's neither Kiel at the front lines nor the Lionhearts if we are to fight Hellutu? Goodwill of the demons who are disrespecting the law is what we need. Those haters of Helludude will keep their Demon King in check. Quests who challenge the Holy Empire's borders must be stopped. Armies are on standby, ready to confront the powers of Devil Conquest. The Holy Empire will not stand idly by as Hellutud and its allies gather strength. Rumors of their impending invasion are circulating, causing tension among the forces. Eugene looks unconcerned about potential hostilities, suggesting he has bigger plans in mind. He dismisses potential threats with a casual shrug. Sir Hamel's grave has already been destroyed. His ancestors' resting place is desecrated, leaving nothing but mockery and insults. Heaped with insults, Sir Hamel's memory is mocked and denigrated. In praise of our ancestor, you should have mourned Sir Hamel's death genuinely, left us earlier than necessary. He inherited her tradition, yet didn't learn directly from Lady Sienna herself. Hamel's legacy is remembered, yet his direct teachings are not. Sir Hamel's grave should be honored, yet who will truly pay respects? But as you mean, we can't let anyone into the ancestor's grave. Eugene believes it's right to lay next to Sir Hamel, honoring their shared past and destiny. So it only makes sense that he's the one to bring it to the ancestor, Eugene thinks, weighing his next words carefully. Nice. Now I won't be buried alive anymore. Then I guess I'll have to open up the path to the grave. We need to find the path, but I won't be able to open it up when I get there. I'll have to memorize the location and return later. Okay, meet Xenos. So you time? Meanwhile, is it sealed with magic or something? And gravestone, keep the statue. Sir requests Eugene be taken back to his room. Patriarch intends to push their reunion with sons. Eugene's room grows closer, filled with unspoken tension and unresolved questions. Ran away so much, Captain Xenos suggests they move on. Over there, he's got quite a reputation among his disciples. Eugene hesitates, then approaches the statue and gravestone, contemplating his next move. Eugene hesitates, then reaches into his pocket, pulling out a small bouquet of flowers. He looks uncertainly at Anise, waiting for her reaction. Eugene hesitates, tears welling in his eyes as he looks at Anise uncertainly. Tears well up, tracing paths down his cheeks without purpose. Conjunctions fail to form coherent thoughts. What in the world is this strange, garbled text? These cryptic letters form a word or phrase, its meaning lost in translation. Children? Is he my sojourner? Why is this something? My descendant or descendant, and having marrying Vermouth's bastard giving my statue flowers, and something unprecedented is brewing, challenging his understanding of lineage and duty. Sir Hamel is not his descendant, yet the statue before him bears flowers. Something doesn't add up here. Sir Hamel's legacy lives on, yet he is not recognized here. The title, Disciple, puzzles him further. He continues to be puzzled, his confusion palpable as he questions what a disciple could mean in this context. But like learning directly from his ancestor Sir Vermouth, despite their split lineage and distant relation, lineages and family traditions intertwine, showing a complex heritage. Many branches broke away from the main residence, yet he inherited something unique. He questions Vermouth, seeking knowledge from his ancestors' teachings. He suggests searching Vermouth's grave for a hidden technique, but doubts if it will yield results. He sees Dame Carmen's punch coming and deftly deflects it, recalling the duel between Vermouth and Hamel with a mix of familiarity and awe. Vermouth's technique, passed down through generations, grants unparalleled control over mana. Sir Hamel's combat senses are inherited, a skill born of genius. So, in his own grave, Sir Hamel had decided years ago. Vermouth's techniques impossible to teach descendants directly, but if you found Sir Hamel's secret text, Sir Hamel's second son, why did he seek to teach techniques indirectly? Vermouth raised his second son as a hunting dog, one that would keep the main family on a leash. I see. Second son used as a hunting dog to keep the main family in check. Eugene contemplates his new position within the Lionheart family. If he possesses Sir Hamel's techniques, it means he must be strong enough to challenge the main family's dominance. Sir Hamlet's techniques are at his disposal, yet he questions Vermouth's hierarchy. Sir Hamlet is taken aback, clearly perplexed by Vermouth's statement about seniority. Eugene hesitates, then speaks firmly. Then you mean, there was a secret text in Sir Hamel's methods? Eugene's voice firm, but with a hint of uncertainty. Then there was indeed a secret text in Sir Hamel's methods? Eugene's voice steady, probing Vermouth's response. There was a secret text in Sir Hamel's methods, you know of it? Xenos is clearly confused, mixing formal and casual speech. His sentences seem disjointed, showing tension as he struggles to articulate his thoughts. Amelia's tone is sharp, directed at Merwin. She emphasizes her frustration with the formal versus casual speech mix. Her demand for respect lingers in the air, tension building between them. Hummel reluctantly agrees, his voice firm but tinged with weariness. Siblings must learn to navigate their new dynamics, even if it's inconvenient. Senior brother Hamel seems reluctant, his tone firm but strained. Will he truly wait here, or intend to guide his junior brother? Hamel's firm resolve hints at the challenges to come as he contemplates his next move. That skill, Sir Vermouth taught me, passed down from my ancestor, not many in our family mastered it fully. Okay, he will learn the Red Flame Method's principles, depending on which skill is used. Wait, Hamel, did Sir Vermouth name him after himself? The method, his own? Sure, Hamel spits out a string of insults and denial, clearly frustrated by Vermouth's teachings. His anger simmers just below the surface. Hamel recites the Hamel method principles, each one more confidently than the last. His voice carries a mix of determination and hidden frustration. Hamel recites, his voice growing stronger with each word he utters. The names of the Hamel method principles flood his mind, each one a reminder of what he must remember and what he seeks to change. Hamel's recitation intensifies, his resolve hardening with each forgotten principle he recalls. What's with all these fires? Sienna and Colin now? Some Ashura rampage, but what does that have to do with just swinging your sword? Anise prepares to cast, her voice firm and resolute. The air crackles with anticipation as she invokes the spell. Anise's voice rings out, clear and determined. The air around her hums with magic anticipation. Of course, Anise's holy cross is indeed stronger or something. Hamel's voice carries a mix of frustration and determination as he shouts, Asura! The room is filled with tension, awaiting his next move. Hamel spits out a string of insults, his frustration clear in every syllable. Sun! 1,000 thunders! And taught them to his. So that thunders. Skill is 1,000 thunders, complete indeed. Hamel's name echoes through purgatory, passed down in skill names. These memories linger, shaping the future. Louder, Hamel, exert your full strength without shouting the skill names. Hamel recites skill names in a daze, each one more embarrassing than the last. His frustration grows with every word. Hamel mutters about regressing instead of reincarnating, his frustration palpable. He wonders aloud if he could have killed his past self with these embarrassingly weak skills. Hamel grinds his teeth, clearly frustrated by the skills he inherited. He resents having to listen to them being discussed. Hamel scowls, clearly irritated by the discussion of his inherited skills. He mutters, but those names are embarrassing. Hamel grinds his teeth, clearly frustrated by the mention of Destiny Breaker. The name seems to irk him deeply. Hamel clenches his fists, visibly frustrated by the correction. He mutters under his breath, clearly, Captain Vermouth's grave. Hamel wonders if anyone has ever truly gone inside Sir Vermouth's grave to protect it. It's more than just a place, it's a solemn vow. Hamel looks around the grand structure, its opulence a stark contrast to his expectations. He wonders aloud, a temple or something. If he did as a god, maybe it'd be possible. Vermouth passed away, perhaps worship him, then reincarnating as a god when he, his dead friend, would have wished it. He had fought Senya omnipotence, but if he had, would he have acquired omnipotence and omniscience? He must have inherited the Hamel method, but these idiots have messed it up. What a mess they've made. Why are you erasing Hamel method? This isn't just any technique, it has its own name and purpose. You're his brother, Junior, keep this in mind. The Hamel method isn't just any technique, it has its own name and purpose. He hesitates, then speaks softly. Now? Do you truly understand how much you've strayed from the Hamel method? Watch closely, every nuance matters. Hamel's warning lingers, the tension in the air thick and unresolved. Hamel's warning haunts Vermouth as she struggles to master the Hamel method. Vermouth contemplates Hamel's technique, her expression a mix of awe and skepticism as she wonders if it can truly be mastered. Hamel nods to Vermouth, his tone earnest but uncertain. Vermouth raises an eyebrow, clearly testing him. Hamel's expression is firm, but Vermouth remains skeptical, clearly waiting for a reason to challenge him further. Vermouth's skepticism intensifies, sensing Hamel isn't done yet. He demands answers about what Hamel discussed with Sir Xenos. He asks about his training, probing whether it was from Rebarian or parties. Curiosity lingers as he wonders if Sir Aroth is a close friend. He speaks of upcoming social events, hinting at his family's ambitions and the pressure to marry strategically. That's the Luhar Moron's brother. Horrible. By Moron, descendant, kingdom set up. Did you see that forest? Lots of ghosts in here earlier than expected. An urgent message arrives for Eugene. The news is of a guest, and it's not to be delayed. The elders discuss the importance of greeting a guest from the Holy Empire, deciding they must act quickly. Christina, the auxiliary bishop, addresses Eugene with formal and urgent tone, hinting at significant news to come. Eugene prepares himself, aware that significant guests are arriving soon. Anice's face is recognizable, but something about her expression worries Eugene. Christina welcomes Eugene with guidance, assuring him he is in the right place. Christina's tone shifts, hinting at a serious discussion to come. Have you ever met her? This is your first time, isn't it? Why did she smile at you then? How is this possible? You've never met her before, yet she recognized you immediately. Rogeris and Christina are successors after Anice, serving as saintesses of a long line within the Holy Empire. Cardinals from one of the three main branches have chosen her as the only candidate for the title. Master Eugene, Xenos have come to see you. Who is this guest? Will she take on the sainthood in a few years? Rogeris addresses Eugene, surprising him with her revelation. Christina, auxiliary bishop and saintess candidate, confirms the divine nature of this news. Eugene remains wary, eyes narrowing at Rogeris' unexpected visit. Christina confirms it's a divine message, adding to his confusion and concern. Rogeris' expression remains serious as he waits for Eugene to process his divine message. Eugene's brow furrows, suspicion evident. Rogeris nods, his tone steady. Eugene's eyes narrow in confusion and skepticism. Rogeris raises an eyebrow, his expression neutral yet curious. Eugene hesitates, then asks about the sainthood role with a mix of interest and doubt. Eugene hesitates, his brow furrowing as he looks up at the Royal Library's grand hall, filled with ancient paintings and artifacts. He questions the significance of Vermouth and the sainthood role, seeking clarity but unsure if he truly wants to know the answer. Lady Anise hands something to Eugene, her expression serious. He thanks her, looking puzzled. Eugene looks puzzled, perhaps sensing a twist in Anice's explanation. The old saintess seems amused by his reaction, hinting at a surprising revelation. Anice's words puzzle Eugene, hinting at a revelation about his origins that he's only just discovering. Lady Anice's lineage is complex, and her origins may hold answers Eugene seeks. Her connection to the Abbey adds depth to their conversation. Lady Anise seems uncertain, her voice tinged with a mix of mystery and uncertainty as she speaks about having a child. Christina seems unfazed by Lady Anice's questions, her response suggesting she has little to share about her own ancestry. The night air is crisp and cold. Thank you for your company, Lady Anise. No, we're not going to the back of the castle. We're heading to the tower where the path to Vermouth the Great's round table lies. Sir Eugene suggests there might be heroes from 300 years ago of interest at Vermouth's round table. Sir Eugene speaks of Hogani, a territory that hosts pilgrims and is part of the Holy Land, where many eyes are kept. Sir Eugene speaks defensively, his tone firm as he addresses Vermouth's inquiries about Hogani and the Holy Empire's interest in him. He hints that many are watching him but declines to elaborate further. Sir Eugene's gaze drifts to a far-off point, his voice softening as he recalls shared hardships and similarities with Anise. Anice's wry smile suggests she has something to say, though she hasn't spoken yet. Her silence is about to be broken, hinting at a significant revelation. Anise has arrived, her presence heavy with unspoken weight. Great Vermouth's mausoleum looms below, a pact to something dark and unresolved. Anice's expression is stern, her tone leaving no room for doubt. You must descend, it's necessary to uncover what lies below. Why must I descend? What lies below that's so important? She hesitates, clutching her hand tightly, knowing descent is inevitable. The cliff's edge looms, Anice's resolve wavering as she steps forward, the descent into uncertainty becoming inescapable. Anisa's voice carries uncertainty as she questions who might be an angel, hinting at a mysterious presence nearby. Just now, Anise wonders aloud, hinting at a divine presence. Sienna and Vermouth exchange glances, uncertain. Krista seems troubled but remains quiet. So you worry. An angel? It's not Sir Eugene Light's wings. The name of this divine spell is, however, it does not need to be. A hallucinogen? Did you consume something from a high place that embodies an angel and protects the two of us who are falling? This high-level magic allows you to... Anise confirms, her face the same as before. Anice's confirmation leaves Vermouth and Sienna in a tense silence, awaiting more information. Such a phenomenon is impossible with current knowledge. Vermouth's question hangs in the air, filled with unspoken urgency. Guarded, Vermouth questions if this place really needs to be beautiful, considering their purpose. Vermouth considers the mausoleum, weighing its purpose and beauty. He doubts it would be meaningful to open Hammel's tomb so soon. Vermouth argues that opening Hammel's tomb is premature, citing the patriarch and Senate's rules. Vermouth explains his reasoning, emphasizing the importance of adhering to long-standing traditions. Lady Christina insists on the visit, despite the patriarch's objections. The tradition is sacred, she argues, and must be upheld. Lady Christina presses her point, the tension palpable in the air. She defies the patriarch's warnings, determined to uncover the truth. Lady Christina addresses the gathering, her tone resolute. The Holy Empire's official representative stands firm, ready to challenge the patriarch's stance. Lady Christina stands firm, her resolve unwavering as she declares her position to the gathered crowd. Please open the great revelation, Vermouth hero. Your soul is wandering, my Sinja. Please open the great revelation, Vermouth hero. Your soul is wandering, Yujanj. Sainthood requires a decision, not an open grave. This is the Lionheart family temple. Its exterior, a grand and mystic place, contrasts sharply with what lies within. The founder's grave remains closed, a mystery within the grand temple. Sir Eugene questions whether Sir Hammel's grave, untouched for 300 years, was truly respected or defamed by his reincarnation. Sir Eugene's voice carries through the underground darkness, his words piercing the silence. That was why Sir Hammel's grave became an enlightenment, he continues, challenging the notion of respect and honor. Christina's voice rings out, firm and unyielding. So she's saying such amazing things about God's will. Eugene steps closer to the coffin, his expression a mix of curiosity and determination. Will observes, ready to open the wooden H. Eugene hesitates, his tone firm yet tense. Will stands by, ready to act. Christina's reasoning, so explicitly using God's will, troubles Vermouth. Eugene's hesitation is palpable as he approaches the coffin. Vermouth's accusation hangs in the air, sharp and unyielding. Seeing his silence speaks volumes. Vermouth's accusation cuts deep, leaving Hammel no room to doubt. Hammel stammers, clearly struggling to process Vermouth's words. It's empty, no corpse, no coffin, yet... Eugene himself, Lionheart can deduce. The founder's absence. The only thing we know isn't in his tomb is his corpse. Eugene declares Vermouth the next hero, reveals a divine mandate from the God of Light and the Pope. Christina announces Eugene as the next hero, declaring his destiny with divine authority. Sir Eugene hesitates, contemplating the revelation, but he thinks the danger might be real and accepts it reluctantly. A hero's soul was reincarnated into his descendant's body? Geez, stop with the bullshit, Vermouth. Reincarnation, really? Hey, auxiliary of the great... No, Saintess Christina. Eugene's voice trembles with disbelief and anger. He demands an explanation, his tone laced with mockery. Eugene's voice shakes with disbelief. He demands answers, his tone dripping with sarcasm. Heaven's Patriarch challenges Eugene, his tone dripping with disdain and unspoken contempt. Heaven's Patriarch insists Eugene should not seek the Black Lion Knight's path, his tone firm and unwavering. Christina, the Saintess, suggests Eugene continue to be a trusted and supported member of their community. Fucking off isn't just a gesture, it's a challenge. What do you want me to say, God of Light, please tell this to your Almighty? His words hang heavy in the air, unspoken but unmistakable. So I'm here to rest. It is late, time to sleep. What about Sir Hammel's statue? I've said everything I needed to say, and Sir Hammel would probably not want me to go any further. Sir Hammel's place among comrades is irreplaceable.